It's official. TerraGreen is our favorite YouTuber on all of the internet. So today we're checking out 5 hours of his best videos of all time. If you love TerraGreen and want us to keep watching his amazing animal videos, make sure to leave a like. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, enjoy.
There's tons of random objects like this rock, which when you flip them, you find life that you would have never known was there. This one in specific just had a massive ant colony, but in this video, I'll be flipping 100 objects to find all sorts of weird insects, lizards, and
this is how we found Adam when he was just a baby.
And right now, I'm at the start of the trail, but the deeper I go, the cooler the animals get. With the cooler
What? Find an axolotl?
How
does he know that?
Way
over to object number 2, which I had a good feeling about. And underneath, there was actually something cool. Oh, second rock. There's something here.
What is that?
Check it out. It's a
it's a lizard!
Newt, which if you didn't know, are actually like pretty dangerous. Yeah, you heard that right. There's a toxic chemical sitting on the skin of this. And if you touch it and then touch your eyes or mouth, you could get poisoned.
I was gonna say, I know it sounds silly, but I'm pretty sure flipping rocks is dangerous.
Alec, that's just a long-lost myth, okay? That's what your parents told you because they didn't want you to go outside.
One time I flipped a rock and there was a black widow under it. I almost died. Almost died. But I'm kind of him at these, so I didn't die.
It's gotta be dangerous because every time you flip the rock, you're pretty much moving that animal's home. So they're gonna go into full self-defense mode and like start attacking you.
It's true, especially if you come across a big snake. That's my worst fear whenever I flip a rock.
I hope TerraGreen's gonna be all right at the end of this video. He's gonna flip over scorpions? Nah, that's not gonna end well.
Alright, sorry for disturbing you. Let me leave you now. Right next to the newt, I found object number 3, which had nothing underneath. Most of the objects will have nothing, so from now on, I'm just gonna skip them. Thankfully, though, my luck instantly came back because straight after I came across this.
Where I just walked up to this big chunk of bark and I just saw
there's gonna be
really
something
weird.
good.
Even though I'm kind of an animal expert,
is that a salamander?
I don't know what this is at all.
Imagine that's just like some homeless dude's turd that's been cooking.
No, what? It's not a snail. It's what's the other version of a snail that doesn't have a shell?
A slug.
A slug. It looks like a slug.
Oh yeah.
What did Adam say?
Nah.
Did I say
Looks
sloth?
like
It
Adam's
was the
boogers.
stick.
But I learned that it's actually
Is it a
called a
caterpillar?
Pacific banana slug, and apparently it's one of the biggest slugs in the world. They can get way bigger than this. Since this wood's so promising, I kept looking around and flipped some leaves to find this little black and yellow millipede. The yellow spots on it tell you that it's poisonous if eaten, so I don't want to mess with it too much.
Guys, general rule of thumb, if you're out in nature, bright colors equals death.
I'm pretty sure I've seen some of those in my basement.
This is actually scaring me that he already found all of this and he's only flipped over 4 rocks out of 100. I'm not going outside ever.
He probably lives in Australia or Arizona. Those are the only 2 spots that have bugs like that.
It looks like
He's wearing
Arizona.
gloves. This guy's awesome.
Behind object number 6 was a bunch of ants crawling up the side of a hill in a line formation.
It's nothing crazy. We're bound to find lots of ants out here. But I actually have something to show these guys. You see, with me, I actually have the backpack. Which inside, I've packed a ton of random gadgets in order to interact with some of the wild animals out here and show off their cool
we can
abilities.
feed them.
And of course, I had something packed for these ants.
Ew!
An orange, which I went and took a piece off of and put in the middle of the ant line. As you probably
I thought he was just gonna eat it in front of them.
So he's basically acting like God to these little critters, which is kind of fun.
He does this anyways. This time they're just not in a cage. I'm Team Terra.
Alec, this would be like somebody taking the roof off of your house and then just giving you a giant pizza pie for free.
Yeah, there's something I want to say. I don't know if I should say it. I've been thinking about saying it. Here it goes. I used to pee on ant nests and would think I'm God to them, you know. It's raining down my pee all over their house. It's like a tsunami of my pee.
It's just Alec that has done that, okay? I have not done that.
Come on.
Adam?
I can't be the only one. Comment if you've also done that.
That's messed up, dude.
I'm just saying, when I saw the ants, that's the first thing that popped in my head is pee on it. See, I didn't want to say it, and then you guys made me say it.
You would do that in your own home?
I do have a pee corner. That's
let's keep
legit.
No, ants
Okay,
like
I
this
don't believe
love
that, you guys.
sugar, and that was demonstrated because it only took until 3 minutes later.
Wow.
I saw that way more ants started to gather around the orange, and they were all putting their
so
little
many
mouths
ants in the
into
world.
it. They were all trying to suck the juice out of it. And then once they were full, they would walk back to the colony and feed some of it to the queen and some newly hatched ants. The next
Are you
few
sure that's
objects
what
I
they're
flipped
doing?
had nothing, so I made the solid amount down the trail when it was time for object number 10, which when I flipped, I found a Jerusalem cricket, which is this really weird-looking bug that's basically a mutation between a cricket and an alien. After the cricket went into the dirt hide, I flipped some of the stuff nearby and found another millipede. This guy is also
Dude, that is
poisonous, which you can tell by
disgusting.
its bright red coloration. And by this point, point, I had reached the first little stream of the trail, which I stopped and checked to see if there's any fish or anything.
Yeah, I'm not really seeing any fish. The rivers like this usually do have tons of cool animals around them because of the moisture.
Is really
so let's get the flip.
clear.
The first thing I did by the stream was flip this dirty old blanket someone had left behind.
There's gonna be so many worms.
There's gonna be some guy that's been camping out there being like, hey, give me my blanket back.
Adam, I do not think somebody's using that.
It looks crusty, bro.
What if like 3/4 into the trail, he finds Dwayne The Rock Johnson and just flips him over?
It's about drive. It's about power.
Didn't have anything
That would
hiding
be
under
so
it,
funny.
but for some reason there was this little leaf which had grown from the blanket. But the second thing I flipped near the stream had the
Life can
first
grow
really
anywhere.
cool thing of the journey.
Oh my gosh,
That
there's
is
a
nasty.
scorpion right here. This is the first
scorpion?
In specific, it was a small California forest scorpion.
Wow.
Oh, he
There
lives in
with its stinger
California.
ready to
Who
strike.
named
With
that?
the cool-
Who named that? Come on, let's be a little bit more creative than that, guys. Come on.
I appreciate how it's named. It has the name of where it was found, what type it is, and then what actual animal it is. I respect that.
The only way it would actually be a cool name is if they're not actually in California, and it's like he was defying.
You just find one in New Hampshire? Oh, what is a Californian scorpion doing out here?
I mean, yeah, that is kind of the equivalent of like Adam being born, and they're like, what do we call him? Big-nosed boy. And then that's just your name forever.
That's what I call him.
More rocks, more rocks,
Cooler
more
animals
rocks.
like this, I'm gonna put them in this clear container and take out the backpack. As you know, I've prepared all the stuff in here so I can interact with some of the creatures. And for this guy, I've got some super worms.
Scorpion,
which, yes,
you
are
must
literally
battle
just live
a
worms
super
I wanted
worm.
to try and feed to the scorpion. I put one of them in front of him with some tweezers, and right away he went into defense mode
Give me
with the
that.
stinger up in the air. He kept even grabbing it with his pinchers to basically give it a warning and tell it not to disturb
Get off
him.
me.
I don't want to eat you, but I will. I'll do it.
You can't walk on that.
Sorry for disturbing you.
A few objects later, I flipped some more
wasn't
stuff
hungry.
and found a
Just got
couple more
traumatized.
insects like another.
That scorpion's friends will never believe him.
That's like the guys in the country that get abducted by the aliens. They get probed in the butt, then just get dropped right back, and then they tell everybody. Nobody believes them.
You always gotta make it weird. Why can't they just get probed?
What do you think probing is, Jack?
They just do some tests on you.
Can confirm that is not what probing is.
Not
Adam's
it.
weird, guys. Comment down below. He always makes it weird.
That's what aliens do.
Looks like another yellow and black millipede from earlier, another yellow and black millipede again, and another millipede. Yeah, 3 in a row.
What the heck, bro? There is so many of these. I
They're
swear
gross. That
one's
this
dead.
course is
Please burn them all.
millipedes or something.
Anyways, I kept exploring and ended up finding this.
Oh shoot!
Oh,
Look at this
logs
log
are
in the light.
perfect.
It's covered in a ton of mushrooms.
Now, the mushrooms don't actually mean anything, but I figured it was a good omen, so I flipped
He's
it.
gonna
Let's
find
see
a lot
if
of
there's
bugs.
Anything? Oh yes, right here. Look. And a
Snail!
Holy, this snail
Like
is
Gary?
like massive. It's like the size of my.
Don't touch it
fingers.
with your
Look at
bare
that.
hands. Don't do
Based
it.
off of the colors
Hermie
of this,
crab.
I think it's a Pacific sideband
Nah.
snail, which are pretty cool because
Oh,
they
nice.
got red
You gotta get
bodies,
some
as you
gloves.
can kind of tell here. But anyways, I continued on
my
down
God.
the forest trail. That's when I came across this piece of log, which under it I found another one of those rough
Ew.
Oh,
but
yeah,
after
the
touching
newts.
it lightly with a stick, I noticed
That is
it wasn't
gross.
moving a lot, and also it looked really dried out. Thankfully, in the backpack, I had
hibernating?
prepared for this.
As you can see, I've got a water bottle, which I think the newt is gonna
That's
like.
so
And with
nice.
this water, I
think
literally
he
just
needs a
poured some
totem of
it onto
undying.
the newt. These guys
What if he's
love
drowning
it.
him now?
And basically this,
He's so nice.
Okay.
Help
I don't want to drown it or anything.
Now, as I continued on, I
torturing
ended up
it.
finding the rarest thing yet. Under this rock, after I flipped it, I saw a little black thing run out from beneath, but I didn't really get to capture it on
spider?
camera. So I followed the direction it went, and on top of the log, I found it.
Bro is a
It's an
tracker.
ant, but not
A
just any
tarantula
ant.
wasp?
It's a
my
winged
God.
ant, which only
I hate
happens
those.
during a couple days out of the year. What this means is it's
Wow.
a newly born queen, which ran away from its original colony, and they have these wings, of course, to allow them to fly away and find a new area to start their own.
Wait, that's actually so cool that they can do that.
They can just be like, I don't want to be the queen anymore.
Exactly, yeah.
They don't even have wings. They literally, she transforms.
You guys do know, like, thousands of insects have wings.
Yeah,
it's
but-
not like...
Yeah, but it just grew wings out of nowhere, and then when it finds a new nest, it's gonna get rid of the wings.
Yes, it only grows wings so that it can fly away for this, and then it starts a brand new colony, and then it gets rid of the wings.
What other animal does that, Alec?
How are you not amazed by that?
Deer grow antlers and then shed the antlers.
That's not wings. They can't fly with their antlers.
How is that not amazing? If you had wings on your back, you wouldn't even leave the ground.
There's so many insects that can also fly, and you guys are making it seem like it's a freaking...
But ants usually can't fly like that, especially not the queen.
There's so many mammals that could fly.
You have no idea how bad I want to fart on your forehead right now.
I'm just saying, if I could grow wings for 3 days out of the year, I would be so happy.
Why are you always speaking weird, Alec?
That's not weird.
That was actually pretty normal coming from Alec.
I can make it way weirder, Adam.
We know.
Colony,
Wiener
which
now.
she did.
Oh, and she's off. Dang,
Bye,
that's actually
Queen.
so cool. I've never seen an ant
Peace out,
flying.
Queen.
Go
Anyways, I
slay,
kept
go
walking
slay.
and
Yeah, she
decided
just
to flip
popped
this
off.
log.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
Finally, I've been
worms.
looking for these. A decent
He is
sized
gross.
earthworm.
That's
Yeah,
crazy
usually
that you
people
didn't
wouldn't be
find one
excited
until
about
number
this, but
30.
As you know, for me, I have
Eat
a
it.
backpack. Now to the top of it, this whole time, this little
Fishing
barbie
pole?
thing's been sticking out.
Oh, he's
If you're
gonna use it as
wondering what
bait.
it is, It's a Barbie fishing pole.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you can see where I'm going with this.
So I went and tied
I
a hook
like
to the
it.
end of the rod and traveled down the trail for about 10 minutes until I came
That worm
across
is
the
dead.
second stream, which I've heard
I bet
this
you he
one
does this,
have
like, every
fishing
day,
signs.
but
so
now
I put
he
the
just
worm
decided
on
to
the
film
princess
it.
rod and threw it in to try and catch a fish.
Okay, I don't really know how to do this, but I guess let me just
Hey, that's not a rock.
throw the worm out. Oh, that was a bad cast. Throw the worm out.
And yeah, I basically just started fishing. Now, I was actually fishing for a little while with no luck at all, but the thing is, I kept seeing fish jump out of the water. Yeah, that right there, that's a fish, and it looks like they're eating flies that land on the water. At this point, I was
Flying
super
fish.
determined to catch a fish, and the worm just wasn't cutting it. Now, thankfully, I actually did bring some artificial fly lures in the backpack, so I tied one of those on the
man.
rod instead of the worm and recasted it out. Yeah, this is just kind of a random side quest, but thankfully, it didn't take long until this happened.
Oh, yes, I got a fish. Oh, I didn't even realize there was a fish on it.
Yeah, the fish
Got
was
him.
so
Let's
small I didn't
go.
even feel it on the rod. But hey, it's
It's a
a
little
success
baby
in my
fish.
book because I was actually able to catch a fish on this princess fishing rod.
All right, sorry, buddy.
Somehow, I mean, that fish is tiny, but Adam has caught a fish tinier than that one.
Bye-bye.
The first object I
Way
flipped after
tired.
fishing actually had something really cool underneath. A bunch of little termites, and there was also an ant colony. Normally, these species are not friendly towards each other, and in fact, it kind
Are
of
they
looked like the
fighting?
termites might have invaded
Yeah.
the ant nest. Because I saw that
Oh
the
my
ants were trying to
God.
take their eggs and run away
Wait,
with
that's
them.
crazy
Eventually,
that he
because I had
caught
moved
that.
the log, all the bugs had run underground through their little holes, and were probably having a
Oh my
massive war or
gosh.
something. Pretty cool.
See, imagine this, guys. You see a war going on between ants and maggots or whatever, and then you pull your pants down and just start peeing all over them.
Again,
Come
I
on!
don't see why
Come
you would
on!
do such a thing.
Dude! And then they all start running around like, it's
Alex,
Armageddon!
you are neutral bad. You're neutral most of the time, but then you have these really bad thoughts that should stay inside of your brain.
You're on your own for this one, Alec.
There's gonna be a couple comments that will understand. I know I'm gonna get roasted a lot for my doings and my thoughts, but some people out there will agree and understand.
TerraGreen is doing good things. He's the green thumb guy, and you're Terra Red. You're the one that's gonna take poops and pees on the animals.
The furthest I'd go is a dust storm. I'd give him a dust cloud.
Is that where you sneeze on them?
No, that's where I stand over them and fart.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's totally normal.
Little sticky gas.
They all just pass out for like 5 seconds and then get revived.
And that's when Alec comes in and wipes them out with the tsunami.
Oh yeah, this is basically what happened to the dinosaurs.
Pretty cool. For the 35th object, I sort of inspected under and around this log and found this weird orange spiderweb looking thing inside of it.
Ew.
But orange spiderwebs are not really a thing that exists.
Spiderweb?
So I
Is
think
it like
it's some
rusted?
sort of fungus or mold? I don't know the exact
Bacteria?
type though, so comment if you think you
Wow,
know
that
the
actually looks
exact
pretty
name.
cool.
Under object number
kinda
40,
neat.
at first I thought there was nothing, but after looking super closely, I actually saw a little
Whoa,
salamander.
the camouflage.
These guys
Look
are
at
basically
that.
just
Nice.
like the little newts we've been finding, but smaller. And right next to that salamander, I found this
He's
burnt piece of
poking
wood,
it.
which when I flipped it, I saw another one of those exact same
Oh my gosh.
salamanders.
They really do
I'm
blend
so
in.
hard to
super lucky
see.
that I saw both these guys because as you can see, they have specifically evolved over the years to have the exact
Yeah.
same color and pattern as the floor so they don't get seen. By this point, I was getting pretty deep into the forest and was getting even
almost
closer
halfway
to
there.
the desert
Let's
where
go.
the super cool animals were located. And soon enough, I came across object 43. I didn't even need to flip this one
bottle.
because it was actually just a bottle. Oftentimes, animals can
I'm
get
telling you,
trapped
there's
in
somebody
trash like
living
this,
there.
So I looked around by shining my flashlight in there, but thankfully there was nothing. So I kept the bottle to make
Nice.
sure nothing would. Under this rock here,
job,
just like with
TerraGreen's.
the salamander, I didn't see anything at first. But after taking a
Spiders?
closer look, you can see there's a type of grasshopper right here.
Whoa.
Grasshoppers have some of the best camouflage out of any animal, and this one in
see
specific
it.
just looks like dead leaves and sticks,
Whoa.
and basically just disappears when it walks near some
That's a
of
cool
that.
skin.
As I kept walking, I eventually came across this part of the forest, which seemed like a small forest fire had run through because everything was burnt.
Okay, now while most
no.
people would probably think the burnt area is
Alec
not
probably
a good
did that.
area to check for animals, well,
Alec.
so far for me,
No,
under all
I
the
would have
burnt
peed it
pieces
out.
of wood
I would have
I've
extinguished
flipped,
it with
I
my
found cool
pee.
stuff like a newt, and that's also where I found one of those salamanders.
So I went and flipped a few of the burnt objects and didn't find much besides a few bugs. But right next to all the burnt
Beetles.
stuff was this log, which I flipped, and underneath, I found another one of those California forest scorpions. But this time, there was actually something in its claws that it was eating. I wanted to see what it was eating, so I grabbed it with some
don't take his
food.
food!
And,
He's
he wasn't
yoinking
so
it.
happy about
he's
that, he grabbed it back and raised this
wants
thing
that.
up in the sky.
That's mine.
Heck, this guy is so mad. I guess he doesn't want me stealing his
Attack!
food. Dang.
Also, in the
like
burnt
somebody
area,
stealing
I
your
found
Chipotle
this,
burrito.
which of course I had to check for animals inside of.
Hold on, this is not a rock I've seen before.
Okay.
What's in here?
Nah.
Ooh, we got little
Do not lift that
spiders,
open.
Worms, and what's
Ew!
Ew! Object.
What the?
There's just a ton of poop down there. It's kind of nasty, actually. I smell that. I'm getting out there.
But
Why
jokes
is there a
aside, the
belt
burnt
in
place
there?
was easily
Somebody
the best
left
place
their
I
belt in there.
Imagine his next video. You know those videos where it's like, I made a secret gaming room in my basement? It'd be like he turns that into a gaming room that only he knows about. That would be perfect.
And then he buys a secret animal for it, and then he puts it in there.
Oh, yeah.
Adam, you have a porta potty story, right? Don't you have a porta potty story? You really had to go, so you had to cut the line?
Oh, yeah. I cut the line in the porta potty because I really had to go.
He had to go so bad that he said, I'm so sorry, everybody. I gotta cut the line. I gotta go.
And it didn't even help because as I was walking in, it just released.
He still pooped himself. He
Everybody-
cut the whole line to get into the porta potty. I'm sorry for stealing your thunder here, but he poops his pants so bad.
Why do you know this?
Oh, because it's hilarious. He had to take his underwear out, because that's where all the poop was, and throw it into the porta potty, and then go the rest of the day without underwear on.
It felt pretty good.
Right? Like that's
Don't say right. Just move on. We're not even talking about that anymore.
I think about that every time I see a porta potty.
Why? Don't stop thinking. All right, we're gonna flip rocks.
been so far because under object 53, I found another queen ant just running around.
It was not a rock I wanted to flip over about
So I
Adam.
scooped it up into the clear container to get a better look at it, and as you can see, it kind of has these little scars on the thorax where the wings used to be.
yeah.
And because of how big the abdomen is, you
That's
can
kinda
tell
cool.
this queen is fertile and ready to start laying eggs. Now, I actually did bring something in the backpack in case I was able to catch a queen ant
male
without wings,
ant?
and it's this little container. You see, what I did was fill it up with some moss and
He's about to
dirt,
take
and
that
then
ant.
put the queen ant inside.
Oh
of
my
it.
Oh, he's
God.
taking the
If you're
ant.
new to the channel, you know I love simulating ant
Oh, he's
colonies
about
at
to-
home and raising them from
No
a single
way.
queen.
He's
So
stealing
I'll be
the ant.
taking this ant home with me
She
and starting
got
a colony with
abducted.
it. Under
What?
object 55,
Wait, that's
which
kinda
was
awesome,
also
though.
burnt,
He just
I
abducted
found
an ant.
another scorpion.
Yo, another scorpion. I'm telling you, this
That's a
burnt
third
area is
one.
actually completely stacked with the coolest animals.
Now, even though I was finding a bunch of cool stuff in this burnt area, as you can see on the map, I was getting super close to the desert. And to be honest, I really wanted to get there, so I didn't flip a single more thing and got to the end of
Go
the forest
TerraGreen.
trail where my car was parked. Quickly, I drove for about 20
nice
minutes
car.
to the start of the desert
Forerunner?
habitat to continue the trail.
Well, here we go. I made it to the heart
Whoa.
of the desert, basically.
That
And
looks
right
way
away,
different than
there's
before.
one thing I gotta do. I gotta, first of all, take out the backpack. And inside, I'm gonna pull out these.
Now, these are snake
What's
gators,
that?
and they're basically made out of a material that snakes can't bite through. So I went and put them
Oh,
on my
that's
legs
smart.
That's
just
actually
because
genius.
honestly, I did not want to get bit by a rattlesnake out here. Anyways, I started to make my way
could
down
be
the
deadly.
desert trail, and it didn't take long until I found a rock that looked like it was good to flip. And I'm not kidding, instantly I found
Whoa.
something interesting. As
Whoa,
you can see,
beta
it's
scorpion.
a desert scorpion.
It looks like
which
it's
has a more
see-through.
potent venom than those ones I was finding in the forest, and also they can get way bigger. In fact, there's a chance out in this desert we'll find some desert hairy scorpions, which are the largest in the United States. Anyways, I continued on the search for desert
I don't want
animals,
that
and
at
the
all.
next few rocks I flipped all had either tiny little beetles or some of these larger darkling beetles, which were actually pretty cool looking. As I continued on through the desert trail,
That's
I
awesome.
found this rock here, and underneath of it was this little hole. Inside, it looked like I had found another queen
another
ant,
ant?
and it looked like it had dug out this little burrow and was trying to start a colony.
Look at the
But unlike
eggs.
the queen ants I found
That's
earlier
cute.
in this video, this one had already laid its eggs. You see, after
Oh,
queens
wow.
lay their eggs, they can get stressed from stuff really
She kinda-
easily. So I
yeah.
rock back over
Ant
it. So
caviar.
Holy cow.
Alec was silent for a
Still had a couple
while.
more eggs in there.
I was in a trance for a second.
Centipede. He didn't really
What
like
the-
being in the sun though, and instantly dug underground. Two rock flips
bye-bye.
later, I found another centipede, and this time it looked like it was a bit bigger, but it burrowed completely into the
Thank
dirt.
God.
I wanted to show it off though, so of
No.
course I dug it out. And
Oh
as
my
you
gosh.
can
No.
see,
Oh my
they're
gosh.
extremely fast.
Ew.
If we pause the video, you can
Look at it, look
actually
at it.
see it has a slight green tint to it, which means it's a banded desert centipede, which actually have venomous bites. So I made sure to keep my hands
Hey.
away. I
Nope.
continued to flip some rocks, and after flipping rocks
Does he have, like, a
76,
Pokédex
out of the
with him?
corner of my eye, I saw
I know all these
right
animals.
here behind the bush, there was a little lizard that was
Oh,
super
yeah.
well camouflaged.
Wow,
And as you already know,
that
lizards
thing's
are
huge.
I
pretty
didn't see
cool.
that first time
So
around.
Of course, I prepared something in the backpack
What?
for this guy. It was a single cricket, so I carefully dropped him near the lizard without spooking it. And it was funny because his head instantly snapped towards the cricket, and I guess he has
the
some pretty
cricket could
good
be free if it
predator
can
techniques.
escape.
Yeah, he just ate that thing right away in one bite.
wow. Wow,
you can
he got
even
it so
see the
fast.
cricket's little head poking
Nice.
out of the mouth. Pretty brutal. The same thing happened 5 minutes later after flipping rock 78 because out of the corner of my eye, I saw an animal.
Wait, do you see that?
Whoa, I actually don't even see it.
Camouflage.
I see it, but I don't.
Bug.
And I was right because you
Wow,
remember that super
that is the most camouflaged bug
deadly
ever.
grasshopper from earlier.
Pee
Well,
on
this
it.
is the desert equivalent of that.
Huh.
Because when I got my hand
I
a little
still
too
really can't
close,
see it that well.
jumped away. And when I followed it, you can see each time it jumps, it brings out these little orange wings.
Whoa.
It uses to go super fast. But yeah,
That
with
is
a pattern
awesome.
like this, I have
That's the
no
coolest
idea
animal
how
so
That is
far.
to
cool.
see this. The next rock I
like
flipped
that
had
word
a ton
insect.
of ants under it. But if you look very closely, you can actually see they were all eating a dead lizard. I'm not sure how this lizard died, but it shows the brutal reality of the desert
R.I.P.
and how ants will take any food they can find laying around. Under rock 90, I found another one of those
poor
desert
guy.
scorpions.
That
Now
is the
this
circle
was a
of
good
life.
sign because you see by this point I was getting pretty deep into the trail and the sun was even starting to set.
You
But
gotta find a
scorpions
snake,
like
come
this
on.
have a super cool ability when it turns dark. So as it got darker,
I think
and
they
darker,
glow
I
up.
kept flipping rocks, hoping to
way.
find another one of those scorpions. I got
This
all
has
the
to
way
be dangerous
rock
at night.
97. Under it was nothing. Then rock 98,
Oh, it's raining,
which
too.
again had nothing.
is
I was
so
starting
dangerous.
to lose hope. But then on rock 99,
Aren't there lions
this
out there?
happened.
Oh, yes. I don't even know how I
happened?
saw that, but look.
Another
Right
scorpion.
there. That's a scorpion's tail just moved.
Now, in order to show off the scorpion's special ability, I got out
is
the
it?
backpack.
It's gotta glow.
and
I think it
grabbed out a
glows.
special UV
Yeah, it's gonna glow, you're
flashlight.
right.
Once I turned off my light, I turned on the UV light and
Scorpion. It glows in the dark. A bright
Oh my
neon green
God.
color.
the scorpion ended up running
That's
away.
so
I
cool.
went to flip rock 100, and underneath
I want another
there
one.
was nothing. But hey, I would definitely call this challenge a success because I found so many cool and unique animals. Pet Snake's home. When I clicked on it, I saw a pretty trash
Oh, wow.
enclosure with paper
What
towels,
the-
Towels, bro.
dirt all
What?
over the glass, and none
No.
of the stuff a snake
I don't
would
even see the
actually
snake.
need.
Hey, 50
I mean, that's basically the equivalent of what Alex's room looks like right now.
No, but we don't gotta mention that though.
But you have paper towels in there.
No, we don't have to talk about that at all.
It is
Alec-
a room-sized garbage can, Alex.
Basically the same thing.
It's disgusting, Alex.
Hey, $55. It's honestly not that bad of a deal. Let's go save this snake.
So I drove out to the cellar and bought the tank for $55.
That's
Okay,
a
just got this
deal.
in my car, and I've got
Now you
Ew, what's on
flip
the
it.
side?
Make sure the snake inside is healthy.
What kind of
And if
snake is it,
I'm going
though?
to revamp this
Python?
trash
I don't
into
even
a
see
dream
it.
home to give
Anaconda.
I think it's a cobra.
best life. I've got no time to waste. Let's go.
What if it's like a poisonous
The first
snake?
step was to, of course,
You'll
remove
find
the
out one
snake
way or the
from
other.
the enclosure.
So I have this tool to grab it. I really hope the snake in there isn't venomous. I have to be super careful.
I haven't
I
even seen
obviously
it
didn't
yet.
want to get my hands anywhere
He doesn't
near
even
this
know what snake it
enclosure
is yet.
Since the snake could be anywhere, so I used the tool.
So this is basically like, do you guys know the show Storage Wars?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that. You're just getting like a mystery thing and you don't know what's going to be inside.
Well, he knows it's a snake. It could be, dude, imagine it's like a water moccasin, one of the most venomous snakes of all time.
Ooh.
Could literally die.
What if it's not even a snake at all? What if there's just like a rabbit in there?
I was going to say, what if it's just like an earthworm?
Oh, yeah, there's a really big
And
earthworm.
he just got trolled.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even be mad.
Take out as many of the objects as I could. And it didn't take long until when I moved this piece of paper
There he is,
towel,
come on.
I saw a glimpse
Ooh,
of the snake
maybe
under it.
a
Thankfully,
corn
after
snake?
seeing it move, it looked
Oh,
like
it's
it
tiny.
was still in good health.
Little
Python?
guy.
I picked it up to take a closer
What
inspection.
kind of snake is that?
Oh, that looks venomous though. It's orange.
Is it a boa python?
And after comparing the colors and pattern of the
A
snake
ball
to
python?
a bunch of different species,
That's gotta
I
be
think I found
poisonous.
out exactly what species it was.
What is it?
Okay, check this out.
Gonga
This is called a
Lophus.
Kenyan Sambo, and this
Whoa!
looks exactly like the one I got. Okay, if this is actually a Kenyan Sambo, that means it's not venomous.
Oh,
and
okay.
I should actually be able to just go and pick it
Wow,
up. Are you
it
gonna,
seems pretty
like,
docile.
At first, I was pretty scared to pick it up, but
I'd
then
be
I realized it was
terrified.
actually super chill and friendly and wouldn't bite me at all.
Oh, look at
That's
this.
awesome.
Okay, from what I know, this species is actually a super good pet. This is
Cursed
gonna be
or
awesome.
But the main
earthworm.
reason I was so excited about this species is because they have this special ability to burrow themselves in the floor and pop out to strike prey when it
Yo!
walks by. And
I wanna
I'm
see
gonna get
that.
to watch that happen.
They're
It's
kinda
so cool.
cute.
Anyways, first,
That's
the
what
start
Adam
of
does
this
in the
enclosure
refrigerator.
Transformation process. Step number 1 is to take out the ugly remaining decorations.
Okay, I have no idea why there's all this random stuff in here, like a giant fake plant. This is not at all.
That
what
looks like
Sambo
it's from
is.
So, of
IKEA.
course, I gathered all of that up.
It
and
really
threw
was someone's
straight into
garbage
the
can for a little
bin
bit.
where it belongs.
Then that leaves us with this.
Yeah.
This is so bad. There's just paper
That's trash.
towels.
Ew, is it
What is that red?
Pile of dirt.
Yeah, what-
sand boas need at least a couple
Ew.
feet
I think-
of
let's just
substrate
assume
to
it's
the
fruit
floor
punch.
So they can go in it and burrow. So this is definitely not good enough. Yeah, let's get this out of here. And
Gross.
Why is there just random like red stains on this? Yeah, let's get...
After taking the remaining dirt out,
I would
had
DNA
to
test
finally
that.
Get out a little razor and scrape off all these little piles of glue and dirt
Okay.
off the wall. I have no idea why they were there. But
It already
luckily,
looks
so
10
they
times
gotta
better
go.
with
Oh,
nothing
we're
in
Yeah.
it.
gonna adjust the tank now, and this is where things get fun.
You see, the first step to build the snake's dream home is to create the background. And to do that, I used some animal-safe spray foam to cover the entire back of the glass so I could attach...
I'll be honest, I think he got a pretty good deal. I mean, the snake alone could cost anywhere from like 50 to 100 bucks, and the enclosure is probably another at least 50 to 100 bucks. Plus the IKEA plant is like at least $12. So if anything, he's making money.
We don't know yet how much he's gonna spend on these plants. Remember, in some videos, he can spend like 150 bucks on a little plant that's this big.
Yeah, what now, Jack?
Well, this video has 1.3 million views in 2 days, so he probably made at least $5,000 off of this video so far. So he's in the positive.
In Pawn Stars, they don't count that.
Oh.
Gotcha.
and sticks. You see, I want to create a mix of a desert and forest in this enclosure to sort of mimic the snake's natural habitat. And to complete that look, I covered the remaining foam in some sand and other foresty decorations like dirt.
It is already 10 times better.
Pretty nice and
It's an optical illusion.
Step 2 of making this a dream home is to put the floor and decorate.
All right, so for the floor, obviously he should put something like super soft because a snake, I don't know if you guys know, they don't have legs, so they move fully on their stomach. So if there's something rough there, it's not going to be pleasant.
Well, he was also saying earlier too that the sand boa is known for digging. So if he puts a bunch of like dirt and sand,
He already said he's gonna put dirt there, Adam. He said it needs 3 inches of dirt so that it can burrow.
Adam, you of all people should have picked up on that.
Me personally, I was thinking about like doing Jello, like something squishy where he could bounce. He could bounce when he's going, like something. It wouldn't hurt at all. Imagine the entire floor was Jello and you could just belly bop.
Imagine if you were made of Jello and we could just like throw you out a window.
But before I can put any dirt in here, I first have to fill it with a bunch of these clay balls, and then cover those with some windows.
That is Cocoa
You're
Pebbles.
a
Come on.
terrarium expert. You already know what I'm doing. Basically, what I've built here will allow water to pass through just like that, but not dirt. Essentially, creating a drainage layer in here, which will stop mold.
Thank you
from
for the
growing.
visual aid. I would not have gotten
Now,
that.
for the substrate mix that goes on top, we're only going to use a little bit of sand. You see, despite being called a sand boa, it's actually better for the species to have this wood chip stuff
No,
from cypress
disagree.
bedding make up most of the floor. But I also mixed in some other brown foresty stuff to make it a little bit softer. Finally, I poured a few inches of that inside and covered it in a thick
That boa's gonna hate that. It's gonna get so many scratches on the pieces of wood. Are you serious? No. If I was a snake, I would give it 4 stars out of 10.
dirt to make it less ugly.
Now for the decorations, and as you can see, I got a ton of stuff. But I want to make this interesting to
Jack's
watch,
back.
so start this super cool, epic
Hello.
building decorations montage. Let's go.
Hit us with the montage. Come on.
Heck yeah!
Epic! Put that freaking stick in there, boy!
That
Go!
is
But now
awesome.
you're probably noticing that the left and right sides of the enclosure
guy is
are
a
looking
pro.
pretty barren and empty. Well, that's because step number 3 is to put
Plants.
DIY decorations there.
I know
First up, the left side. Here, I want to build a giant, massive tree trunk that looks like it has leaves and stuff coming off of it. And
Where's
to
my
do
boy-
that, I
where-
went and
where's gonna-
gathered all the wood I had in my house into a big container. So I
gotta
could
build a
easily
mansion or
access
something.
it.
Fair
This
enough.
is all just leftover wood from previous videos. Yeah, sometimes I buy a little bit too much, but today it's gonna have a use.
Now, I didn't have much of an idea of how I would do this, but I figured I would just start by using
I wonder what
spray
happened to his
foam
finger.
connect little pieces of the wood together, and then I continued to stack the wood up to make it look like the trunk of a tree, and then I stuck some branches onto it.
All right, this is a little bit looking.
What is that?
That glue really
You know.
reminds me of
Oh
poop.
my god.
Kind of looks like, you know how like sometimes trees will have sap sort of like seeping out of it? It kind of looks like that.
You think he's just gonna let like mice loose in here since that's what the snake eats?
That's what you do. Yeah, I mean, some people will feed their snakes frozen food, but I think it's a lot better for the snake if it's alive so that it can actually like hunt it down and use its natural instincts.
I hope we get to see it hunt. That'd be crazy. I don't think I've ever watched a snake hunt before.
This out. It's just a bunch of carpet moss. I'm basically just gonna attach it to
Oh,
the tree,
cool.
so it looks like
That's
there's
like
bunch of
a
leaves coming off
a
of it. Should look
rug
pretty good
for the
when you see
snake.
that.
And so using my hot glue gun, that's exactly what I did.
He's not
After
putting it on
the
the
moss
floor,
all
Jack.
over it, I covered most of the exposed spray foam with some dirt, and then glued a couple actual leaves hanging from the tree.
All right.
All right, this looks just like a tree, and we're
Better.
done.
Yeah.
The leaves
Anyway,
look
so
fake
means
now.
we
That
can
looks
move to the
awesome.
Right side DIY DIY decoration. And to start that, I've got the base right here.
This is a normal cave decoration that you could buy for snakes to hide in. But I ended up getting out some real rocks and using more spray foam to attach them all around the cave.
That dude loves the spray foam.
You know, I didn't want it to just look like a
It works out so well.
that I bought. So yeah, this made it look nice and natural.
Wow.
All right, there we go.
That came together.
I wonder if people use spray foam in the real houses.
Let me see if I can turn
Probably.
Wait, what's the point of doing a rock cave and then covering it all?
You can just see down in there. It's nice.
For that part, Alec.
What are you talking
for
about?
the inside part.
Like he made a rock cave and then he put dirt all over the rocks that he spray foamed on there.
Yeah, to make it look like it's realistic and natural, like you would find outside. If you went outside, you would see this, Alec. It would be out there. Stupid?
I am pretty stupid, so.
It's okay.
Yeah.
We all have our moments.
Some way more than others.
To go and hide in there.
But now for the final step to finishing this foresty dream home is to get some plants.
All right, and as usual,
Ooh, the
I don't have any
expensive
plants,
part.
So let's go to the plant store.
Here we go. This is where it's gonna be $1,000 for a
nice
plant.
Beautiful selection here, but I actually just need to.
This
pick
is such
out,
a
like, the
scam in
smallest
here.
ones I could find. Okay,
This
here's
has
the
to be a
small
front for a
section.
drug
Let me just
cartel or
pick out
something.
Some of this grass stuff. Oh, I'm gonna get this little one here, and oh man, I was just gonna get two, but I'm just gonna let myself go crazy.
I can't believe he didn't go to
After
Walmart.
driving home, I got the plants out and put them
How
around
much?
in the enclosure.
He doesn't even
But
say how
after
much.
doing
That's how
that,
much
I
it
still
was.
felt like there wasn't enough greenery, so I got some of the carpet moss
Yeah,
from
agreed.
earlier and scattered that around too.
All right, and now to
Nice.
finish this off, I just want to put a
This
nice
is coming together
tall
nicely.
one right there, and then put a UV
We should get some
bulb
carpet
right
moss
next
for
to
your
it.
guys'
You can
house.
see, looks pretty good.
I'd wear it
Got
as a
those
hat.
going.
As you can see in the basking spot under the heat lamp, it was a nice 90 degrees. And over in the cooler
Oh
side
my
of the
gosh,
enclosure,
that is
it was about
hot.
75 degrees.
That's
which
not
is
the
not
cooler
bad for the
side?
snake, so it can decide how hot
Dude's living
or
in
cold
Florida.
it wants to be. Well, anyways, this enclosure has been completely transformed from that pretty trash home
Yo,
into
it
a
looks
chunk
so
of
good.
nature.
That
Yo,
actually looks great.
that is pretty
Wow.
awesome.
That is the biggest glow up of 2025. Round of applause for TerraGreen.
It's not over yet, though, Alec. You could still beat that.
10,000 likes and Alec will beat that.
I would love to transform like an entire room, not just have like a little container, but like an entire room into an exhibit or whatever it would be called.
Ooh, Ants Canada style.
Yes, but like literally an entire room. How epic would that be?
I could
That's what
buy some
wanna see.
cockroaches and I'll unleash them in your office to
I
start.
already have some of those, and they're not as pleasant as you might think.
All right, well, I guess let me just take these paper towels out. I've just been keeping the Kenyan sand boa in this temporary enclosure.
Ew.
Oh, look at you.
Oh, he was hiding.
They're gonna
All right,
love
I'm
it.
just gonna go and pick them up just like this. And welcome to your new home.
She
boys.
loves
Hope you
it.
like
Oh, she's
okay,
burrowing
just already-
instantly.
Already at
All right, I
it.
guess I'll steal it.
Yeah,
Yo.
when I said
No
these
time
guys
for
like to burrow on the
introductions.
floor, I really meant it.
Wow.
I don't know how long
That
it's
was
been
instant.
since this guy's had the chance.
Oh my
to be able
God.
to
It has
do
been
it, but you can tell he
fiending
was
to
laughing.
burrow.
Bro, I don't even know where the snake went. Oh, wait, no, you can see its tail right there.
Ooh,
But other
careful.
than that, it's completely
might attack
just
you.
disappeared.
But if you look closely in this footage, you can see the dirt slightly moving
Ooh.
around. from
What
where
the
snake was
heck?
digging
That's
underground.
Well, I
awesome.
want to get this guy
That's
fed
like me
right
under the
away, 'cause
covers.
I don't know when he last ate. But yeah, I don't have any mice right now to feed it, so I got to go to the store to go buy them.
Oh, live mice are frozen. Live mice are frozen. Predict. Predict.
Predict frozen.
Live.
I'm going live.
I'm at Petco right now, and let me just find the frozen mice.
No.
Bang.
That's
Nailed
probably
it.
for the best.
Nailed
All
it.
these just kept in little bags like this small rat. But since my sandbow is kind of small, let's just get some of these super small.
Yeah, how is it
mice.
gonna eat a whole mouse? It's so tiny.
Some mice are really, really,
When
really,
I got home, I
really
let
small.
water run over one of
Yeah.
the frozen mice to thaw it out, and once it was thawed, I took it out the package to feed to the snake.
Ew.
Aw.
Oh God, it's naked too.
So cute and
It doesn't have
cuddly.
any
Snake
hair.
was somewhere burrowed in the floor.
that
So
is
I
still
just
a
laid the
big
mouse on
mouse for it
top
to
and waited
eat.
about 10 minutes to see if maybe it would pick up the scent or something.
But Alex, snakes usually eat things at least like half of their body size. So it's gonna eat that, and then it's not gonna have to eat for like maybe a week.
Exactly. Next question.
Wow.
Get owned, Alex.
That
But
sounds
after
pretty
10
fun,
minutes,
actually.
I saw literally nothing.
You want something new every day?
Clearly having the mouse just stay still is not working. So I'm gonna
Yeah, you
pick
gotta
it up
act
by the
like
tail
it's
again.
alive.
Kinda start
There you
shaking it
go.
up and
Oh,
down
this is
on top of
messed
the dirt,
up.
and I'm hoping
Shake
to
it.
create
Oh.
little
That's what you gotta
vibrations,
do.
Which will set off the snake's predator instincts and it'll come
Imagine
pop up,
this
hopefully,
mouse's
around
mother.
now.
Okay, let's
So I
not.
did that for about 5 minutes.
Just
and
having to watch your son
unfortunately,
get
not even
bounced
that
around
much.
like this.
I think I knew why the snake
Nope.
wasn't coming up to eat. So to fix the problem, I drove
Maybe
to
he wasn't
Petco again,
hungry.
and this time came home with a way smaller mouse. So
Oh.
I did that same thing with
thought he
the
was gonna
smaller
come back
mouse
with a
and
live
wiggled
one.
it
See,
above
I was
where the snake
right.
was, and immediately this happened.
Alec was right.
Whoa!
Yo, it just ate it. Okay. I was trying to do that for a while, but look at that. That was so cool.
It kinda looks like a little
Popped up out of
pig.
the dirt, and oh man,
Yeah. It
does,
imagine
yeah.
being a live mouse and you have to deal with that.
And as you can see, it
Oh.
didn't take
Oh,
long for the
Whoa, it's all wrapped around it.
Mouth so it can completely.
This is National Geographic.
Oh, God.
It's a snake, bro. He is just going.
He's re-killing it. It's already dead. You're
This
good.
is kind of sad.
Around the mouth. You can even see his mouth.
Oh.
my God, that is
Wow.
See, because this is a boa,
That's
they wrap
incredible.
around the prey to constrict it. Even though it is a little disgusting, it's one of the
Wow.
A little disgusting.
Dude.
Okay, he cut away.
New home. It was super fun building.
I
it.
kinda
And
wanna
remember,
get
guys,
one
make sure
now.
to check out the Mr.
Guys, we just bought this.
Is that the
tank from
turtle?
Someone who said he didn't want it
I don't see
anymore.
him.
And apparently there's a
think it's just a random
turtle
tank.
inside,
Oh.
but I haven't seen anything yet.
There's a turtle in there.
No way.
Yeah. Wait. Stop. I think I just saw something in there. Wait, do you see
Where
that?
is it?
And after taking a closer look,
Oh, I see the head.
was right there, chilling
He's
under.
so
a piece of
cool.
wood.
He
I
looks
took
sad.
off the lid to get it out.
Yeah, look, the turtle's in here. Wait, should we
Dang,
take
he's
it out?
depressed.
Wait, he's so big.
We don't have a place
No,
to
he's
put
not.
it. We might as well
What's
just
up,
keep it in
turtle?
there.
I guess
I think
we're
he's
not
big.
super far from
That dad
home.
looks like
All
Greg
right,
Cole.
Just put him back in here. There you go, buddy. I'll just cover you back up.
After we got it home, I searched around for a second until I found the turtle again, which looked like it
Hello,
was still in
turtle.
good health. So I took it out to get a closer look.
What species is this? I don't think I've ever seen this.
Take your guesses now. It's got like red, weird camouflage on its arms, and it's got that triple chin.
The only turtle that I really know of is a red slider turtle. So I'm gonna say that.
Wait, is this Alec?
No, that's not me. That looks nothing like me at all.
Alec, can you look like a turtle real quick? Come on, for the video. Comment down below what you think.
I think it's a sea tortoise.
I think it's a Spinosaurus.
That is definitely extinct.
Hold on. I guess let me just put this into my temporary tank. I have an idea of how to figure out what species this is.
We'll call
So
that
I
TT.
opened up an AI app on my phone to take a picture of the turtle and
ChatGPT.
ask what species it thought it was. And it
I
came
don't
back as
trust
a Central
technology.
American wood turtle, and even gave me some facts about it. But at the very bottom, it said that it had the special ability to...
Did you guys see that? It lives 20 to 30 years.
Did he just use ChatGPT like a Pokédex?
No, literally, this seems like it's a Pokemon. He
Yeah,
has,
right?
he has abilities. He has the ability hunt earthquake hunting. What?
That's awesome. It could stomp on the ground to make worms rise to the surface.
Whoa!
Alec,
That's
does
actually
that happen to
insane.
you when you walk outside on grass?
I don't want to talk about it.
stomp on the ground to make worms rise to the surface.
Wait, that is actually so
Dude,
cool. I'm gonna
no
100%
way, that's
test
crazy.
that
My
later
special
in this
ability
video.
is
Look, it says
obesity.
it wants 50% water, 50% land for its setup, so I guess that's what I'm gonna be turning this thing into.
Now, of course, I had to drain the dirty water out of it and take out all the trash decorations and sand from the previous owner.
All right, this is much better.
Whoa.
Now to
Better.
start, I'm gonna put in this big rock background.
You see, the previous
like
owner
it.
did give me these for free, saying they would fit perfectly, and he was right because as you can see, I was
Whoa.
able to wrap them around all sides.
That
of
already
the
made it 10 times
enclosure, and
cooler.
They fit perfectly, so I spray foamed them all into place.
And now,
It kinda looks like Alec's office a little
take
bit.
some of these rocks and lay them
It's
down
dark in there.
across the entire enclosure, which will basically separate the land and water areas in here.
Since the water's going to be on the side closest to the front, we want to get some spray foam and block up all the little
There he
holes
goes
and
with his
gaps
spray
along
foam.
the rocks. And before
TerraGreen
it's able to
loves his
dry, I
spray
covered it in
foam.
some smaller rocks and pebbles to hide the exposed foam.
I'm surprised he's not sponsored.
Any open hole, that dude just gets the spray foam out. It's like,
Since this tank is integrating water with land, the best way to symbolize that is to build a working waterfall.
Hey, yo.
Which I think I'm gonna do.
A
right here.
waterfall?
Yep, you heard
I
that
like
right.
it.
So I
That's what he
started
said.
stacking rocks
Dude.
along this corner here because this is going to be the hill where the waterfall will flow from.
Now you might expect to make.
Do you think this turtle has to pay,
nope.
Turtles don't make income, Alec. What are you talking about? That's like asking your dog to pay you for the food that you give it.
my dog pays?
How?
Not with money. Look, he's transforming this turtle's home into a super mega mansion home for the turtle. That is like, the turtle, it's not fair. It's not fair the turtle gets that for free. What did the turtle do to deserve that?
Have you ever heard of somebody doing something nice for somebody else and want nothing in return, Alec? Get Jesus in your life.
And imagine this. You go and you ask the turtle, you're like, hey, turtle, give me rent. He goes, boo, 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 and worms rise from the ground. You're dealing with a necromancer, man. You don't want to mess with that.
That's a good point. That could be his rent, his worms. He gives you worms for rent.
Why do you want worms, Alec?
Alec, don't you already have worms?
I don't want to talk about it.
That's how your dog paid you.
In fact, to make the waterfall work, it'll be complex, but all you need in reality is this little water pump thing.
Dude, clean your
Basically, you
fingers.
put that pump in the back corner and surround the extra space around it with some filter floss, which will
yeah.
make the waterfall also turn into a filter to keep the water clean.
That is
Then I lined
genius.
some tubing from the pump up along the side of the hill. That way it was barely poking out the top
Whoa.
of the rocks. Now you see, I
TerraGreen's
actually
getting some
did
good
try to do
animations.
a waterfall in a video about a year ago.
He makes it look
Let's
so
just say
easy.
it didn't go so well at first. Hopefully that doesn't happen here.
Well, I really
I
hope
remember
I
that
set up
video.
the pump in here correctly, so let's fill it up with water so we can test the waterfall.
So I did that, plugged in the pump, and waited for it to start.
Why is nothing happening? It should be going.
Dang.
Is it broken? Oh,
Oh!
Hey! Whoa! He's a riser.
That's how I
Looks like a
pee.
camel after a long day.
He was pee shy.
Yeah, it's kind of just splattering water all over me though. I gotta turn this off.
Thankfully, I
my
was able to
goodness.
change a setting on the pump to make it less extreme, which made it a lot more calm and into a beautiful flowing waterfall. So
Wow.
finally, I
I
glued
like
a little bit
that.
of rocks along.
Is this making anyone else mad? He has not cleaned his fingers one time. It's always dirty.
Why would you be mad about that, Adam? You love dirt.
Yeah, Adam, you told me that you don't use toilet paper when you wipe. So
the dirty water.
Well, thankfully, I got the waterfall working, so now it's time to finish up the floor and decorations in here.
First of all, I wanted to fill the land section with these clay leaka balls. You see, the two sections are mostly separated by rocks, but just in case a little water leaks through, this leaka should absorb it, keeping the land nice and dry. Next, I cut off some window
pretty
screen
smart.
matching the
It looks
exact
like
dimensions
tiny
of the
coconuts.
land, and then put the dirt
Cocoa
substrate
pebbles.
on top of it.
But this land
Or
area is looking pretty boring,
whoppers.
so let's get the basics like some small rocks and wood inside. Then let's put in some of this fern moss to add some color.
It's already
This is
looking
a
10
live
times
moss
better.
I've never used before, and apparently when you spray
I would live
it,
there
it
if I was
actually
a
just
turtle.
starts growing really fast. So in just a matter of a couple days, the entire enclosure should be taken over by the moss. It should look pretty cool.
Dirt.
And finally, I put a ton of these branches on the wall to fill in the empty spots at the top of the enclosure.
Nice.
Turtles
The land
can't
area is
climb,
now
though.
all complete, and my
It's for the
favorite
look,
part is
Jack.
this little area I
Okay.
made under the water. As you can see, it's
Whoa.
nice and cozy in there, and the turtles will be able to set up camp in there. And
Wait, once he sets up the waterfall, doesn't he? It's gonna be really cool. It's gonna be like The Incredibles, where you gotta go under the secret waterfall to get to the home base.
Ooh, that would be pretty cool.
I don't think it's gonna go over the cave though.
It's his dream home!
Do you guys think that he's gonna add worms into the enclosure so that he could test out his turtle special ability?
100% he is. I hope that he adds like little mini turtles too, so that he as the original turtle feel like he's the captain, you know? He's the man. He's the king of his own exhibit.
Oh,
Maybe
Because he might get lonely there.
Maybe he can just make his own.
maybe that's what the beach is for. Turtles lay eggs in the beach.
True. And then they run away, and then half of them die to seagulls.
Yeah, but here, none of them will die.
time for the water area, which is a little simpler because we just got to pour in sand basically.
And after getting a ton of that in, I put some gravel up against the
Sand
edge of
looks
the
so
rock, so
edible.
it faded that rock texture into the sand texture.
And finally,
Oh
we
my
can't
gosh.
forget more rocks, baby. Yeah,
Oh
pretty much
my
this entire
goodness, this
riverbed
guy's
is
good.
made up of sand and rocks. Pretty simple.
All right, the base of the tank is now complete. Now to
Nice.
fill in it with
That
water,
looks
it
nice.
looks even better with a
does.
very
looks real
beautiful
nice.
waterfall
That-
now flowing. But if you're an avid TerraGreener, you already know what the
I
next
am.
step is. Let's
I
get
am.
some plants, baby.
Yeah.
First of all, I went to Walmart.
Walmart. Yeah.
Another thing that I've noticed by watching so many TerraGreen videos, he uses the same car clip. I don't know if you guys noticed, every time it's the same clip.
The exact same one.
Yeah, I look forward to it every single time.
Jack, calm down. He's just going to Walmart.
So guys, if you guys did not know this, TerraGreen lore, he actually went to PetSmart for plants before, and he even went to Home Depot one time, but everybody commented Walmart, Walmart. So now he goes back to Walmart.
Calm down, Jack.
I think Jack had too much coffee this morning.
I commented Walmart when he went to Home Depot. I was part of that movement.
Nice.
You had to be there.
I'm more of a Target guy.
We know.
Which thankfully had just restocked their land plant section, so I could get some good deals on those. But I also needed aquatic plants, which I could only get at the pet stores, so I bought a few of those as well.
Dude,
After
his
getting
hands
home,
are
I
still
got all the
dirty!
plants and put some of those
He's
along the
out in
land
public!
section. It was mostly just some small plants to add some greenery. But in the water portion, I put in all the water plants, which definitely brought the whole thing to life a
Aquatic
little bit more.
plants.
And now the final step to finishing this enclosure is the
Add
cleanup
the turtle.
crew. And you'll see
Add
what I
the-
mean by
oh.
that in a second, but let's go to Petco. Okay, now, first of all, we need to get something that's gonna eat up any
Oh,
algae that grows in
snails!
the water. And in this thing here, you can
Snails!
see there's some aquatic
Oh, nice,
Nerite
Jack.
snails. Yeah, those little things there. Let me get them in a bag.
And after getting the snails
Gary,
bagged up, I of
Gary.
course had to buy a couple containers of springtails, which I could put on the
Smug bug.
land and would eat any mold that grows in that,
That is
moist
nasty.
dirt in the enclosure.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
yes, I'm
yeah.
happy
He
to
adds
have
that
these
to
in
every
stock. Let's
enclosure.
buy these two.
When I got home, I first let the little springtails loose, and they all scurried
They're
around
so
in their own
tiny.
direction.
In theory, I could put those like around the house and then I would never have to clean again because they eat all the little microbiomes and stuff.
Basically, yeah, but I think that they would end up in your hair and all over your body.
That's pretty gross, Adam.
I already have lice, so how could it get worse?
You put that in your bed, it's gonna get worse.
It would be like 1,000 kisses. It's more.
Okay.
It's more love.
Are we about to go to Petco right now?
And took cover amongst all the dirt and leaves.
But ooh, now it's time for the snails. Let's just put these
Snail
guys
time.
in. There we go.
Now, the reason I chose this species of Nerite snails is because they can't actually have
fast.
babies in fresh water. You see, a big problem with
Hey,
most snail
yo!
species is they'll have like 1 million babies, which
Oh,
causes the
yeah.
whole tank to get overrun.
They
So
shadow
thankfully
clone
with these
jutsu.
guys, that's not gonna happen. To finish off the tank, I put in a water heater, a water oxygenator, and some heat and
Oh,
UV
smart.
bulbs
Is he on
at the
life
top
support?
so the right parameters would all be met.
And of course, the waterfall I built in the back should most mostly filter the water, but just in case it gets too dirty, I've also got this tiny little filter.
Well, this place is now 100% complete and definitely is a big improvement from the trash we bought it as. And I'd say the enclosure is ready for the turtle. Wow. Let's get it in.
I actually think that that's the best enclosure that TerraGreen's ever built. That's my #1, I think.
It's my favorite. This turtle does not deserve it. I wish that I could live there.
See, now you're on my team. He should pay rent. It's not fair.
If he had money, and he doesn't, but if he did, he should pay rent.
That enclosure's beautiful.
Get it in.
Oh, buddy, I got a big surprise for you. You know, I've kept you in this temporary tank for a day, boy, but it was worth it because look at what I just built for you. Here you go, boy. Welcome to your new home.
Right away, the turtle climbed up onto the land to take a second to admire his new home. Then he jumped in the water and swam right up to a snail to try and start.
Oh my God! He's starving.
He was homeless. He's hungry.
Give him some
I
food.
already know he has some crazy hunting tactics for worms. So let's go and test a bunch of different foods to see which you like the most.
First of all, little turtle pellets. These are the normal food you feed your turtle. Nothing crazy, but they provide some alright nutrients. Right away, he picked up a scent and ate one of them.
Oh my
goodness. He continued to eat a bunch more.
Oh my
In fact,
goodness.
he was loving it so much that I even tried to do some tricks with him by dropping a pellet into his mouth. And yeah, he doesn't really have a good reaction time.
Where'd it go? Where'd it go?
Likes those, but next up, I've got a little cricket doused in calcium powder. What? Go
oh my gosh!
He put drugs on the
thing. See, the calcium powder on this cricket not only makes it stand out more, but it also provides the nutrients to keep the turtle shelled nice and strong. Now, at first, it was just crawling around the land, so I knocked it in the water where the turtle then it ate it. I didn't really capture the strike since it was so fast, but yeah, you can see he thoroughly enjoyed it and even ate some scraps off the floor.
Okay, this guy likes to get his protein in. I like that, but he also has to get his fruits and veggies.
Oh, I hate carrots.
Wait, that carrot's like longer than his entire body. How is he gonna fit that whole thing in one bite?
Have you heard of a knife?
One bite? Why does he have to do it in one bite, Adam?
Everybody knows the rules.
He's gonna chop it up, Adam. He's gonna chop it up into little carrot pieces.
He's paying rent right now. I'll tell you that.
I waved it in front of him for a second until he gave it a bit of interest underwater. He went up to it and bit it a couple times, but each time he bit it, he would just end up letting go. I guess his bite wasn't strong enough to cut off the carrot, so I cut a little piece off myself and put it in front of him.
Huge
he then bit it, gave it a little taste, and ultimately just spat it back out. He's just like me, leaving his vegetables on the plate as he swam away.
All right, now let's
wait a second, Alec. The turtle is paying rent. This video has 2 million views. This video has made thousands of dollars.
Alec, he's paying your rent too, Alec.
Wait, I love this turtle. This turtle's awesome.
This turtle is a money-making machine.
Guys, can we get a turtle?
20,000 likes and we will get our very own homeless turtle and it'll live with Alec.
Now let's do some worms. And before I touch that thing with the dirt, let's just warm
a massive worm.
by feeding them some of these blood worms.
Oh, now, you may already know this, but bloodworms come in these little packets and are frozen. But when they're put in water, they start to thaw out and scatter worms all over the place. So I waved them around in front of him like everything else, and immediately he snapped at it. And basically
eating better than I do.
Out of everything I had fed him so far, it seemed like he was enjoying this the most. So it was time to upgrade them with some giant nightcrawler worms now. You see, what I did was let a few go down into the dirt on the land area to hide in there.
He's gonna do the stomping thing
and waved it around in front of the turtle to convince him to come up to the surface.
He's
Once
fishing
he was there,
with
I
a
waited,
worm.
hoping he would do something, but he kind of just stood there.
That's like a fruit by the foot.
On the floor to convince the worms to come up. I even waved a worm in front of his head,
use your special
and when he
ability.
didn't show any interest, I put a whole pile of worms in front of him, which he
that's
still
a lot of
didn't care about.
worms,
I guess for some reason he's only hungry in the water. So after he jumped back in, I waved a worm in front of him again, and literally instantly, he grabbed it and for like 3 minutes battled with it to eat the whole thing up. It was pretty funny to watch, actually.
Oh, that's
see, normally
So wait a second. So you're telling me they have a special ability that they can use on land, but they like to hunt in water, so they're never going to use their special ability.
Maybe this turtle's just defective.
This turtle it kind of reminds me of Adam. Adam only eats breakfast if he's taking a bath.
I do stomp too when I get mad and hangry.
A lot of similarities.
These wood turtles are supposed to do this. Stomp on the ground, which simulates raindrops, which for some reason causes the worms to surface. And when they do, the turtle gets a nice tasty meal.
But I guess my guy's a little bit lazy and he doesn't want to do that. But that's okay because he's cute. Who's your good boy? Who's your good boy? You don't have to be scared of me.
Well, anyways, it was fun transforming the enclosure from what it was to this.
This is a common blowfly, and that
little guy. Oh my God.
was a spiny flower mantis.
Oh, he's getting
oh my gosh! Oh wow!
Whether it's plants, animals, whatever.
Why did he eat him
we're
there?
about to watch her grow, and something far more sinister.
What is that?
Let's take a step back for a moment. About a month ago, I got a package in the mail. I knew what it was, but I wasn't exactly thrilled. It was delayed for a week, despite ordering overnight shipping. Now, USPS and FedEx are on my bad side. It was a blessing that the animals arrived.
There he is! Look at the little guy!
What the?
So they
there's
came
a bunch
in
of them.
What it is?
and
Yeah,
were
they're
super
babies.
small. As
What?
babies, they seem to imitate
They're so
ants.
dark.
That would explain their black coloration.
I don't think I've ever seen a baby praying mantis before. I've only seen them fully grown.
Definitely have not.
This is insane. We live in such a crazy world where you could just go on the internet, type in, I want a praying mantis, pay some money, and then boom, this thing shows up a week later.
They're literally aliens, bro. Like, if those things were bigger, everyone would say that those are just aliens. I can't believe that we live amongst those things.
A lot of alien movies are based on real life things like insects.
Yuck.
This one, for instance, waves his arms
Ew,
to
why
mimic
is his back
ant
curled?
antenna. Cool stuff.
He's
for
training
sure.
right now
I
in
also
martial
got a
arts.
fruit fly culture as a staple food source. Since I figured they'd be hungry right out of the
What the
box,
heck?
I fed them.
They're so
now,
excited.
I quickly learned that they turned supper
Oh my gosh,
time
put that right
into
in
a
his finger.
massacre. They did not hesitate to
Oh,
he's so
hey,
quick.
yo!
when eating
I would be
a-
so scared to have that on my finger.
How'd they get footage of Adam at McDonald's?
Wait, it's
All right,
actually
dude,
so
all right.
tiny. Holy smokes.
not even about
it's
me.
like, it's smaller than his fingernail.
Oh my gosh, that fly just got cooked.
Yeah, GG's
eating
fly.
their prey, they seem to
Ugh, he's
always
just
start
eating them
with the
alive.
head.
He just holds
It's
them there and
difficult
eats
to
them.
believe these guys are real.
Thank you.
I don't know, but they just look alien to me.
Cheeseburger.
Anyway, I upgraded their deli cups to
That
these
does look like an
larger
alien.
containers. The lids allow for proper ventilation, and the containers are just temporary. After adding them in, I left them alone overnight. The following day, I came back to what looked like a dead man's floor.
No!
I removed it from the container to take a closer look.
I guess he didn't do proper ventilation.
No way.
Dude, how did he kill him on the first day?
Oh
Come
my
on.
god.
That's
think
probably
I
why he
can
got
even keep
3.
a mantis alive.
Oh, this is kind of sad now. GG's.
Life is so fragile.
Wait, he could be just pretending.
Realized
Can he
it wasn't
CPR?
a dead
Or
mantis
maybe-
at
maybe
all,
he's praying.
and just a molt.
Oh, no, it's
He
its
had
exoskeleton.
transformed.
Oh,
Much like
he's
lizards
not
or
dead.
snakes,
Whoa.
mantids shed their skin
Oh my gosh.
periodically so they
It
can
got
grow.
really big.
This is
Whoa,
called
it
molting.
evolved.
And
There's
scary.
a clear difference before and after it
Wow.
molted.
Dude, that was in 1 day.
That probably feels so good to molt because you're like all cramped up in this little space and you just,
Yeah,
be
it's
free.
kind of like when you have like a really bad sunburn and you just like, you just peel the skin off and you're like, it's kind of weird, but it kind of feels nice.
I was thinking more of like when you really have to poop and then you just let it all out. You feel like a new person.
That's what I was
See,
thinking
Adam
too.
understands.
That's what I was
Yeah, see?
Okay, same.
It looks almost unrecognizable. With time and meal
Whoa.
after meal,
It's getting big.
the mantids grew quite substantially. I knew
entire
it was
diet is
time to
flies.
build them a proper setup.
Oh
This
my gosh,
beverage
these flies are getting
dispenser I found
deleted.
was going to be perfect.
Dispenser?
It had a simple lid, but I didn't like the faucet. I took it out, but
Okay.
now I had a hole in the bottom of the tank.
Tape.
This is an easy fix though. All I needed was some hot glue and a bottle cap.
He's making it
the bottle
pretty
cap was
difficult.
then glued inside the container, creating a watertight seal.
This is
There
TMI.
are definitely better ways of doing this, but it was the easiest for me. Next
So
up, I
random.
Why was that in the video?
Why didn't he just get a
Okay.
regular jar? He was like, oh, nice dispenser.
Reducing, reusing, and recycling at its finest.
I guess so.
filled the bottom of the jar with some Leca. This will act
I
as
thought they
a
were
false
turds.
bottom where excess water
Thought it was
will
Cocoa
drain
Pebbles.
down into and eventually evaporate over time. I'm going to add a layer of weed fabric between the Leca and substrate, so
thought
they
that
don't
was
mix
illegal.
together. Now, I just have to add in the dirt. I sloped it towards the back to give the tank
Wow,
a
this
sense
praying
of
mantis
depth.
is getting
I'm now using an organic
treatment.
orchid potting mix because the main star of the tank will be an orchid. Here are my options. All 3 plants were beautiful,
Pick the
but
middle one.
only one would fit in
Pick
the
the
terrarium.
middle one.
Each of them looked so exotic and unique. I had trouble narrowing it down.
Middle one.
I settled on the
Yeah!
middle one because I thought it was
Yeah!
kind of a
Called
mix
it.
between them all. To clarify, I didn't use this plant alone. I had a handful of others I bought at a local nursery.
How in the world is that
going
gonna fit
to
in there?
From each of the plants.
He bought
and
at a
thoroughly
nursery.
rinsed
You went
them
to
all.
Home Depot.
He went to a nursery to buy these plants.
He went to a nursery and stole all the old
guys,
people's
have
plants.
you guys never been to the nursery section at Home Depot, guys?
He stole these from little children.
Oh,
Remove as many
man.
possible
Classic.
pesticides as I could. I ended up with this plant selection. I chose these plants
like it.
because they all had leaves that contrasted nicely with each other. Now, actually planting the tank wasn't very complicated. Basically, I placed the plants wherever I find they look nice. The tank looked a little bare, so I gathered some moss. I picked some up from the woods behind my house, and I made sure to
Whoa.
sterilize it. You could find all
Whoa.
kinds of
Hey,
things
little
in
guy.
wild
Hello.
moss,
You're about to be a
so
snack
stay on the
later. So are
lookout.
you.
I added in some moss.
The really close-up shots that he gets are super cool. Like, I wonder what kind of camera equipment he has, because he's making these bugs look massive.
Yeah, probably
I
a
already
good
had
camera.
quarantined for well over a month. It instantly livened up the setup and really brought everything together. I
This is
also
all for
quickly
one little
modified the
praying mantis.
lid to house an LED light. I began by drilling a hole for the cord, and then I glued on the light.
Oh,
I also
neat.
took some brown popsicle sticks and stuck them around the light. From here, I glued the wire to the lid, and that was that.
Yeah, it looks
All I
pretty
needed
good
to
to
do
me.
now was
It's like a 300-word minimum for a video essay, so you're trying to get the words up. I took the plant. I chose the plant, then I put it in the plant pot.
Adams,
Then
don't be mean.
I
then I
personally
took the
respect
light
it.
and put it on.
Adam, stop.
I want the praying mantis. Show me the money.
That's actually fair. We haven't seen the praying mantis in about 3 minutes.
If you want to see it, he's going to show it.
It is cool, though.
I'm ready for some mantis, baby. Slap me in the booty and call me Manty.
add it to the tank. I was really happy with the final result as everything was so cohesive.
That is
It
really
looked like a
cool.
small chunk of the rainforest in a beverage dispenser. All that was left to do now was add in the animals.
Put him in! Put him in!
First off, I added these guys. They're called zebra
Isopods.
Oh,
and
that's why
they're
I
just a
clicked on the
cooler
video.
version of those roly-polies you may have found as a kid. They'll eat decaying matter
Ugh.
and help keep the
Oh,
tank clean.
my God.
I don't like
dropped
that
them
zoom in on his
and
fingers.
They didn't hesitate to explore.
That is a lot of
They
them for one small
immediately
little...
began
Yeah.
scouting out their new home.
Well, praying mantis
While
gotta
they're
eat.
doing that, let me introduce you to the next inhabitant, springtails. These little buggers are the
building a whole
janitors of the
ecosystem
tank.
in there.
They'll help prevent mold or fungi outbreaks and keep the tank in good health. After adding them in, these guys immediately sought refuge underground. They don't really like
GGs.
the light.
That's the last
Now,
time we see
it's
them.
time to show off the main stars of the tank.
Yes.
The praying mantis.
Whoa!
The first two I have are doing so well that I actually decided to buy two more.
Yes!
In a few months from now, when they reach adulthood, I intend on
I didn't know they were so
breeding them.
colorful.
Wait, don't they eliminate each other after they breed? Isn't that a
No,
thing?
Alec,
No,
Alec, that
no.
is clearly a myth, okay? No, they do
breed
not.
and then they
No.
eat each other.
No, that is a black widow spider, Alec. That is very different than an orchid praying mantis, okay?
I really thought that was true, though. I thought the mommy eats the daddy after the bees and the birds have been completed.
No, but the females are larger, similar to other species. Yes, females are actually 4 inches long compared to males that are only about an inch.
Oh, wow. That's a big difference.
That's no way.
4 times as big?
It's a 4-to-1 ratio, yeah.
What? I did not know that. That's crazy.
No, that's basically Hasbulla next to Shaquille O'Neal.
Yeah.
And then Shaquille O'Neal has to call Hasbulla daddy.
Shaquille O'Neal is Shaquisha O'Neal.
If you'd like to see me
gonna-
raise
I'm
an
gonna
army,
click
I'm
play.
talking a whole fleet of these guys.
Wait, this
Show
guy's trying to
some
raise an
love
army.
and take a second to like this video or even subscribe. It really goes a long way. Thanks guys for the support.
No problem.
Now, one of the
No problem.
problems with keeping these guys is that they don't exactly live well together.
Oh,
For
I
example,
said
in
that.
my vegetable garden and in my backyard in general, there are hundreds upon hundreds of these little praying manti.
So why do these ones look so much more different than the ones that he got?
So those ones are just normal praying mantises. The ones that he got are orchid praying mantises that usually make their area in orchids because the colors are different.
I see.
So that they can blend in better.
Yeah, okay, all right. That makes way more sense. I wasn't paying attention. I was going to fail the test, but Jack helped me study.
I got you, bro.
For this video, I want to show how this species compares to my own. But that didn't
These are the ones I
exactly
know.
go to plan.
Oh my
mantis was
gosh.
more
Whoa,
interested
it's
in an early dinner.
huge.
Yeah!
I told you they eat each other. I said that.
And won't hesitate to eat their own.
Oh my God.
Let's
I only
go.
had one
Let's
mantis to the
go.
setup. I'm about to build the other ones their own setup, but I'm not here to waste your time and show you that. So, anyway, I carefully lifted a mantis on my finger and proceeded to add her to the tank. This flower
What did
is
he
her
put that
Oh
in
favorite
my
there?
flower, and
God.
she
Dude, that
rarely
looks so
leaves.
cool.
I decided to give her a housewarming gift, and
we just gonna
well,
forget that just
she
happened?
devoured it. I mean, what else?
These guys are
My
ruthless.
favorite part
I
about
told
these
you they
guys
eat
is
each other.
definitely their defense mechanism. So when these guys get scared, they don't just run off and hide. Instead, they dance.
Hey.
Hey, oh, stick that thing.
Better do the praying mantis.
Dang.
The way they
do the
make themselves
pyramid.
appear bigger and stronger. They'll even reveal this crazy looking
I wish humans did that too.
Get on, little boy.
Nobody would fight Jack if he starts doing that.
Good luck.
on their abdomen and shake it in the air. I mean, if I was a spider,
That is
I'd make a run
awesome.
for it. As these guys grow,
I'd
they
be
will
coming
develop
closer.
huge and beautiful wings. That's a while down the road, though. So here are some
Wings?
videos to watch in the
They
meantime.
can fly?
Spiders are actually some of the coolest animals in the world. So to cure my mom's fear of spiders, I'm gonna buy the coolest
She's gonna
spider
burn
species
down
in
her
the
house.
world, which
I
is
hate
called a Goliath bird-eating tarantula.
Ew.
Supposedly,
That thing
this
is
spider will be able to
A bird eating tarantula. It eats birds.
No, it's just a name.
No, there's no way they would name it that if it didn't eat birds.
It's gonna eat a bird.
No.
Oh my god.
No, that's not real.
be able to grow up to a foot long.
Oh my god.
Back, and yes, literally eat birds. Yeah, my mom's gonna love it. Anyways, the first
I
step
know
is
it's
It does
all
eat
in place, but
birds.
I'm still scared.
That thing is enormous. How would anyone? Why would everyone? Why? Who would ever get that as a pet? That is disgusting.
Some people like spiders.
That's why we're watching it from a very safe distance.
that is to buy it. And since Goliath bird-eating tarantulas are so exotic, the only place I can get one is online for $100.
Hey, yo,
Alright, I
100
guess I'll
bucks?
just buy this thing at the cart.
Who would
Check
ever
out.
buy this?
There we go. It says it's gonna be here in 7 days. So to prepare for when it arrived, I went out and bought an enclosure and $400 worth of supplies.
Gotta buy a
that would let me
torch,
buy a
too.
tarantula
Yeah.
dream home that would have everything it could possibly want.
Oh
Then when
Wait,
Mice?
yo, mice, hummingbird, and a cricket.
What?
No
the
way, it
heck?
actually eats all that stuff.
Dude.
Are you
That's
kidding
insane.
me?
finished, I'll be
How
showing
does-
the tarantula to
how?
my mom. Okay, let's get to
And
building.
his
I
mom.
think the first step
She
to
is
making
gonna
this
burn down
enclosure
the
is to
house.
create the backdrop. Now this repti habitat kind of already comes equipped with this paper rainforest backdrop,
Wow, look
but
at
it's
Beautiful.
paper. Get this trash out of here. I'm gonna make this thing
Make it
actually
real.
look good. And to do so, I have some spray foam, which I gotta shake up and
No
spray
drip.
all along the back
No
of the
drip.
glass.
That
But
stuff
I'm
is
trying
cool.
to make this backdrop look like an actual forest, and this obviously doesn't look like a forest. So I quickly covered most
Kinda
of
looks
it
like
with some
doo-doo.
pieces of wood before it dried,
I thought
and then
that's
I
why
hit
you
the
liked
rest
it.
of the foam with some dirt. But that's only the first
Nice.
step. I've still got tons more stuff planned for this tarantula, like building a custom burrow for it with literal furniture inside. Yes, I am going
I do like some burrows.
Like spiders, like the big ones like that, they don't actually make webs. They will burrow and they live in holes.
Oh,
Exactly, yeah. It's kind of like a bear of the insect.
or a rat.
It's like a bear spider. But are they even capable of webbing at all? Do they web anything?
Not that I know of.
I feel like that's a requirement of spiders to be able to web.
Comment down below, guys. Do tarantulas web?
I am going all out. But before I'm able to do that, I need to first create the floor, which I'll start by using these leaka balls. Oh,
thought he
they're
did
falling
that.
out.
That's Cocoa
So
Pebbles.
I
These
need to
leaka
create
balls
a
are
drainage
leaking.
layer. And by putting this layer
Wait, that
of
wasn't the
deep
floor.
barrier on top, it
I
will
got
allow water to pass
Wait.
through, but not
Oh,
stuff
I
like
see.
dirt, which will help prevent mold outbreaks. Now, obviously, to finish the floor, I've got to add dirt on top of the drainage layer, which for some
Of
reason, the
course.
dirt I bought is compressed into this brick. I don't know who made the dirt into
What
a
the
brick.
heck?
That's kind of...
Adam, you're a dirt expert. What do you do with a dirt brick?
Eat it.
Classic, classic dirt boy.
That's kind of dumb. Anyways, to expand it, I just have to add water, do some mixing,
Wait, that's
and
actually
it
kinda
ends up
cool, though.
looking like dirt.
So you do like
grow your
dirt.
own
To
dirt.
make
that's-
the
that's
dirt
pretty
even
cool.
more natural looking, I mixed in
pretty
some
dirty.
moss,
Yeah,
bark,
dirt is awesome.
leaves, and potting soil mixed, which ended up looking pretty nice. The floor is now done,
Compost.
and you
Wow,
might still
I
be
like
thinking
this a
this
lot.
enclosure is overall pretty ugly, and I'd probably have to agree
I
with
think
you
it's
on
cool.
that. But of
So-
course, I'm not done yet.
I thought it was pretty
I've still
legit.
got some crazy stuff planned to prove
It's
to my
actually
mom
square.
that spiders are cool. But before I can do any of that, let's make this enclosure actually look nice with plants.
But guys, what is his plan? Like, he's gonna just show his mom a spider, and she's gonna be like, wow, son, you know what? You were actually right. Spiders are cool.
She's gonna freak out and pee her pants and run away.
I think the plan is like blindfold her maybe and then put the spider on top of her and then show that they're just friends.
No
he's not-
way. Don't people get like bit by tarantulas and it's like it's very venomous and very dangerous?
No. This spider eats birds, crickets, and mice, not people.
Could
It can
be
still
moms
harm
too.
people though.
Fish are
don't
friends,
know.
not food.
This is a spider.
Adam is so dumb.
I'm getting kind of scared.
Decorations. To start off, let me drive off to the plant store, also known as Walmart, and pick out some
Wall
pretty
plants.
plants. And while I was there, I also had to
Walmart.
buy some Mr. Beast chocolate because he keeps
Hey,
telling me
yo.
to buy him every
Feastable.
time I watch his videos.
Peanut butter.
Kind of unrelated with the video. I just wanted
Is
to
he gonna
try
feed
it.
that to the spider?
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Okay, the plants have
That'd be
all
funny
been
if he was like,
acquired,
"That was
but
trash!"
now I've got to get some moss. Now, unfortunately, the only type of moss stores near me sell is sphagnum moss.
Oh.
This
No
stuff is
moss,
ugly.
moss.
To make the enclosure actually look good, I need to
sphagnum-
get
I don't understand. So he put the cocoa pebbles in the bottom so that when the spider gets hungry, it can like burrow down?
No, Adam, that's the drainage layer for when it like pees or when there's water.
You don't eat those, Adam.
You don't
Stop
eat cocoa.
eating
Yeah,
those.
yeah. You don't eat cocoa pebbles. Yeah,
you don't
okay.
eat those. What he put in there?
Those are not real cocoa pebbles, Adam. They are plastic pebbles.
You guys are just like the government.
Moss, which can only be obtained by going outside. So I gotta go outside.
God.
Yo, look at this. They got mossy cobblestone.
Whoa.
I always wonder what I look like
Yo,
outside.
what? He actually went
I don't really know
outside?
how moss works. Can
What's
I just
that
like
He's
grab
committed.
it? Yeah, that kind of
my
works.
God.
So I got out some bags.
I just watch
and got
people go
to
outside.
grabbing it and putting it in the bag. So now I had everything I needed, and I got
What
straight
was a
to the
harvester?
decorating process.
There could be
Decorating
ants
is
in
a
there.
skill that must be acquired from years of experience and wisdom, which is why I am so good at it. After the plants, I scattered around some wood, which
That
I bought
actually
from
looks very good.
Amazon, and finally I put
I'd
this
live there if
super
I was a
cool looking
scooter.
skull in there because you know
anymore.
Is that real? No way,
are
that's real.
deadly and skulls. I don't know. It looks cool.
It's a
Oh
real
my
skull.
god, look
That's a
at this
coyote
terrarium
skull.
right now. This
Gosh,
is
dang.
absolutely beautiful. I mean, it's kind of beautiful. It's pretty good. Now, I could
It's a
just
little
leave
dirty,
it at this
but I
and
like
add the
it.
bird-eating tarantula right now. But if I really want to prove to my mom that spiders are cool, I'm going to have to create even
on her
more stuff
face?
in this enclosure to impress her and,
Beauty.
of course, the tarantula, too. So, like I said...
I feel like if he puts birds in there, that's so messed up they can't fly away. They're just trapped in there.
You gotta
It's
do what you gotta
inevitable
do.
death.
That's the circle of life, baby.
There is no escape.
We only care about the spider, not the bird, the spider. All right, we can make a different video for the birds.
Like I
let's
said
message him.
earlier in the video, I'm gonna create a luxurious burrow for the
Yeah,
tarantula
let's
to
go.
sleep in.
That's
So
gonna
for
be
the
like
base of
the
it, I dug
Club
out a
Penguin
nice
igloo.
big area right next to
Isn't that the
glass,
spider's job?
and I
Doesn't
put
he
a
have to do
little
that?
pork bark log on top to make it nice and dark inside.
We're just
But of
helping him
course,
out
this is
'cause he
just
has
a normal
opposable thumbs.
burrow, and I'm gonna make this thing luxurious. So to do so, I'm gonna add some decorations inside, like a picture on the wall and a rug on the floor. Firstly, I'll do the picture frame, which I designed on my computer to be a nice, beautiful picture of a
Fake
bird,
bird.
which supposedly the
Gonna be
Goliath
his dinner.
bird-eating tarantula is gonna be able to eat, which later in this video
why
I'll
did the
be
tarantula
testing
have
to see if that's
reviews?
actually possible. Anyways, to finish this picture, I drove to the store to print it out and did some arts and crafts to glue the picture onto the picture frame. Okay,
That
you gotta
is
admit, I am
luxury.
an artist. I drew this picture
Oh,
from
he's going
scratch.
tryhard
That
right now. I love it.
deserves, yeah, you see that, what that says? Yeah, you gotta do that. Just scroll down and see that right now. You just
Subscribe.
do it, please. Also, I don't know why my fingers are green, so don't ask. There we go, baby. We can check the picture frame off. Now let's finish this burrow.
What is
the
going
way.
on in there?
To create the rug, I was gonna originally just cut a piece of the living room rug off, but I
What
realized
is
if I
bro
did that,
doing?
my mom might get mad. So instead, I got some leftover carpet moss and just
There we
slid
go.
that in there like
That's way
that.
more natural. I like that way
dang,
better.
This moss actually looks super comfy. I bet the spider's gonna have a nice time sleeping on that fluffiness, comfiness moss.
Yeah.
That's pretty comfortable. Now for the final step of
place is
creating the
lit.
tarantula's dream
We'll see.
enclosure.
We'll see if
we
the
need
spider
to make
likes
it bioactive.
Imagine the
And what
spider
that
goes in,
means is
doesn't even
basically
go
just
inside
add
of the
some
cave.
tiny life into it to make it into a real ecosystem. So first, I got these silver. Wait 1 second. Silver springtails,
springtails.
which
What
are
are
so
those?
tiny that I have to get a special zoom lens just to be able to barely see
Oh!
one of them. There's about 1,000 of those guys in
those like
all of the
termites?
rocks.
Why is he
I'm just
putting
gonna
them in there?
scatter them around
Wait, that's
the
not what
enclosure
spiders look like.
this. These springtails apparently.
No, it's just to keep the ecosystem actually working. Come on, guys.
Yeah, it's for natural decomposition.
Right.
Yeah, and they're known as snow fleas,
Oh,
actually.
I didn't know that, Jack. Thank you.
Yeah, I got
You guys are so smart.
Eat decaying matter and help with the natural decomposition process. Yeah, I don't really know what that means, and I don't really care about all that. I just think they look cool, so that's why I'm adding them. And speaking of cool looking
Fair
stuff,
enough,
check
facts.
these guys out. These
Oreo!
are Oreo isopods, which are basically just roly-polies, except they got the
Oh.
colors of Oreo cookies, so they're way cooler. Well,
They
welcome
probably
I wonder if they
to
taste like that,
boys.
too.
If the tarantula gets hungry,
We'll let you
he
try
might
first,
just
Alec.
eat you guys. So, sorry about that. And okay, they're already escaping.
Oreo!
Stupid bug. To finish off the process of making it
Relax.
bioactive,
No,
I gotta
relax.
create
Is that
the
like your
ability
trigger
to
word?
simulate weather events. So I got a
So
water
hungry.
misting
You get way too
machine
excited when you
and a
hear that
fog
word.
machine to create rain and fog, obviously.
Whoa.
Reptifogger. Oh, that
What
is
the
really cool.
heck? He's
Wow,
gonna
very
drown the spider.
Don't spiders hate water? Like every time I see a spider, I do the little finger droplets of water on top of it.
Torture every spider?
I let them know who's boss.
But it needs water to survive.
Oh, so wait, so I've just been hydrating it the entire time?
Yes, that's why they keep following you around. The proper way to get rid of a spider is to get a flamethrower and then you burn your house down.
Or you pee on it. That also does the trick.
Why don't we do all three at the same time?
That's a great idea.
I'm in.
Cool. And of course, I
Talking
can
about the
create
spider, right? Not the
lightning
mom.
by flipping my studio light on and off. This natural enclosure is completely finished and ready for the bird-eating
That looks
tarantula
awesome. Let's
to live
go.
in it. And after adding him into the enclosure, I'll be showing off his unique abilities.
Ew.
I hate it hairy.
All in front of my mom to see if I can convince her that spiders are actually cool. So yeah, the spider will be delivered later today. Just cut to that. And okay, I think this is it. The tarantula is in this box.
Gosh.
Oh shoot, I dropped it.
Yo, what do you want?
He's already, no.
I'm just kidding.
Actually, that's a proper thing to do to a spider.
Sound in this little temporary.
Why did he even add that?
I think that'd be illegal.
Here it is, the Goliath.
That is disgusting. Oh my gosh, there's so many
and I know
little
it may
parts.
just
With a name like that, you know it's scary.
But in reality, this is literally
It's making me
just a baby.
salivate.
Yeah, this thing will eventually grow to be a foot long.
What?
That's the biggest baby I've ever seen.
Anyways, to add the tarantula into his new home, I got some safety equipment and moved his container into the enclosure.
What if it jumps?
Okay, well, the spider is in his new home.
Is it alive?
I would simply pass away if that jumped anywhere in my direction.
Spiders are nocturnal. I turned off the lights to trick him into thinking it was nighttime.
Where's the
Got him.
What is that? What is that in the center of it? It looks like it's got a belly button.
It's belly button, correct, Adam.
Or it's like a whale hole. Is that hella breeze?
No,
I
that's a
don't
belly
know.
button.
I don't know what
That's
that
just a belly
is.
button? Who has an Audi? Raise your hand.
It kind of looks like a dried up slice of orange in the middle.
job,
Alec knows
What
because
else does it look like? Give us 7 other things that looks like.
It looks like a pizza pie, and someone took a piece of it out
I
of
thought
the
it looked like a
middle.
lily pad.
Okay.
Kind of looks like Alec's mom.
Looks like a pancake. Oh, it could be that.
Like Pam cake.
All right, let's play the video.
Move around. And of course, it worked.
Okay, it does move.
Spiders are pretty stupid.
Good
Eventually, he
morning.
even made
It's
his way
alive.
into the burrow I built for him. But my mom is still at work, so before she gets home, I'm gonna make sure the
His mom kinda
spider is
cute.
nice and hungry by feeding it a juicy
That was an
cricket.
emoji.
And when my mom gets home, we'll be feeding him much more. Anyways, for now, I turned off the lights to get the tarantula into
Wow, he does
predator
the photo.
mode, and then I dropped the cricket inside.
Predator.
Uh-oh.
You see,
Cricket.
the red
Cricket,
tag
don't be doing that,
has
Cricket!
of
Wait a
tiny
second,
hairs
but
that
that's not
pick
a
up
bird.
Vibrations in the air. So this bird eating
has to warm up with the
tarantula
cricket.
knew there was a cricket standing right next to him. And a few moments later, he made his move.
Cricket. Cricket! Oh my!
Okay, well, I think we know the tarantula.
That is a horror movie if you're that cricket. There is 8 hands coming in like, come here, come here. That
You
is
could not pay me-
terrifying.
That is insane.
You could not pay me enough money to shrink me down and put me into that terrarium right now. I would not do it. Not even for $1 billion, quadrillion dollars. Nope.
Oh my god, that is so scary.
The cricket's kind of dumb though. You should have seen that coming.
Obviously, the cricket is dumb. It barely has a brain, Adam.
Well, the cricket, guys, the cricket was thinking like, oh, this is a Goliath bird-eating tarantula. Like, I'm not a bird. I'm fine, And then it died.
Holy smokes, this thing is creepy.
He's pretty hungry now. So let me wait for my mom to get home, and we'll show her
Let's
how
nickname
cool
it
this spider
Your mom
is.
does not
This is
want
gonna
this
be
spider.
fun.
She wants me.
Are you ready to see my
She's
new
gonna
pet?
meet Dave.
Okay, it's in there. Can you guess where it is inside of the enclosure?
Oh my gosh. No, I don't want to. Is it really poisonous?
Yeah, if it bites you, you'll probably get you might die. But, okay, do you want to know where it is and see it?
Yeah.
Really?
Okay, well, you're
Is
gonna
it
have
underneath
to.
that? Right there?
Okay, yeah, it might be.
Oh.
Dude.
Oh my god, that thing is huge.
Seriously?
I don't think she's gonna like it.
I hate spiders. It's not funny.
I've got this to try and
I hate
prove to
spiders
you
too.
that
We
they're
actually have a
cool.
lot
She's
in
gonna
common.
kick him
Basically,
out
it's
of the
gonna
house.
grow to 11 inches
Dude,
long.
no.
So
I
if
would
it's
burn that
like
thing
they're
down
out,
if I were
it'll go
her.
like that long.
Now, I want to find out if the tarantula is actually capable of eating a bird. So I got a frozen mouse
No.
from Petco to simulate the scenario because obviously
Wait,
I couldn't
what?
feed it.
I want to see if it can eat a bird, so I'm gonna take a completely different animal and feed it to the spider.
I'm gonna tape 2 wings onto this mouse.
Fly, mouse, go, mouse.
I wonder if it actually eats the whole thing though, or maybe it just like sucks its blood, Maybe it's like a vampire tarantula.
What did he say?
I want to know if I like pizza, so I'm gonna simulate that by eating a burger.
Well, no, but don't most spiders like they web them up and then they just like suck the goo out of them? That's what spiders do. They don't eat it doesn't eat the entire fly. It just sucks its insides.
Oh, I thought it ate the
Wait,
whole
are you
fly.
sure?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
The goo.
Yeah, like a lot of like spiders will put venom into a bee, for example, and then it turns all of its insides into mush, and then it sucks it all out.
Oh, like a Capri Sun?
Kinda. So I wonder if that's what they do to like birds too.
Oh my gosh, I don't even want to think about that.
I'm still thinking about the goo.
A real bird.
Basically, in this bag is a frozen mouse from Petco, and it's humane and everything, and it's important to feed the tarantula a variety of food. I just need you to take the handle.
Oh my god. Dude,
Oh, the
I'm
mom's
scared
doing it.
handed there, dude.
You're not gonna. Okay, just do it.
Matt?
I'll move it in closer.
Scaredy cat.
Oh my gosh,
Just
oh my gosh.
holding onto the mouse.
It
and
loves
just,
it.
I think they're gonna be
brings
best
into
friends.
it.
Oh.
Oh, he's definitely getting it. I think it just...
hits the back of its abdomen, and you see those little orange hairs on it?
Yeah.
Whenever it hits the back of the abdomen, those fly in the air and they go in your eyes and poison your eyes. Yeah.
Say
isn't that
what?
cool?
Can it do
That's
that
true.
to humans?
It like shoots its hairs out.
Why are they standing so close to it?
It's like a Gatling gun porcupine.
No, not really.
Can you just stick out your hand like this and then stick it inside and pick up the toy?
No.
It's fine. It doesn't even hurt if it bites.
Sure.
I just showed you everything it has to offer. Do you think this is cool? And did I change your mind about spiders?
Absolutely not.
I didn't change your mind about spiders?
Nope, we gotta get rid of it.
Okay, well, I guess in
That was
hindsight,
it!
maybe buying the biggest tarantula
That was his only
in the
effort!
world wasn't a good idea.
No, we
to
can't
cure
give
my
up.
mom's fear of spiders. Well, this tarantula will make a good addition to my pet collection.
Oh my
But
God,
since he
what is he
doesn't have a
doing to it?
name yet, whatever the
He's
doing a little
first
dance
comment
party.
on this video is, will be what I
He's
name
doing
it. I'll
360s.
literally name him anything. So go to the comments and like your favorite suggestion.
Let's say Black Widow crawl all over his arm. Watching this made me think that maybe Black Widows weren't as vicious as I thought, or maybe I could keep one as a
Oh my
pet.
God, it's gross.
I thought they were bigger.
website that'll sell me just that.
40
Why
bucks,
do
that's
they even
it?
Sell these as pets, bro. I don't know. Let me just add this to
He's in
the
the
cart.
And thanks
web.
to the one-day delivery, literally the next day, I opened up my door to the package.
I wonder who is like collecting these Black Widows to sell them, you know? They gotta be some messed up creature out there that's just out there in the wild. Ooh, I got another one. I got another one. They must have gotten bit like 1,000 times.
There's probably somebody that like has a farm. Like, you know, in Minecraft, you could create like a farm for different things. Somebody probably has a Black Widow farm where they're breeding these and then selling them for profit.
That makes way more
$40.
sense.
$40. $40.
Up my door to the package.
Okay, there we go. I guess this should be the Black Widow. And I genuinely think this is the most venomous
Live
pet I've kept
animal.
on the channel. But anyways, let's go open this up.
So I brought it to my table and opened the package up. After carefully taking out the packing material, I then took out the container that had a Black
Whoa.
Widow
Oh
on
my
it.
gosh.
Oh God.
Here it is, a literal Black Widow.
Oh,
But I did just
God.
figure something out
Thank God he
because
labeled it.
Apparently I didn't order
Black.
this. If you look down at this box.
Oh my gosh!
Oh!
Yeah, apparently I
What?
accidentally placed the order for a 3-pack, so now I have 3.
$40.
But I
$40.
wanted to take a closer look, so I opened up a container to let a spider out. And I guess it was a bit busy because instantly it fell on its back to reveal that.
Whoa, okay. So it's mainly black, but then it has like the red hourglass, which is how you know it's a Black Widow, right?
Yeah. You have to look at its belly. That's right.
I don't know. I'm not a spider expert.
No, I do know that because there's a lot of them in our area, actually. I was doing a school project once where I had to build something out of wood, and I gathered some, and a Black Widow was crawling on me. Very scary.
Do you know was it a male or a female?
It was a female.
Oh my.
No, because I started poking it with the stick to see, and it did have like the red thing on the bottom.
Because only the females are deadly.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
This one even knows jujitsu, so this one's like double deadly.
He's
That
ready
is
to
true.
roll.
And if you get bit by it, you turn into Spider-Man?
No, that's not real.
A different
That's
type?
not how it
Okay.
works.
Iconic red hourglass shape, which warns you that this spider is nothing to mess around
my
with.
gosh.
It has a potent bite.
Those fangs.
Shoot, it's trying to escape.
Whoa, whoa, whoa!
Okay.
Nice.
I gotta be more careful with these things, man.
But these 3 spiders aren't gonna spin webs in these tiny containers. They were gonna need a proper enclosure, which I needed to build by first covering
Sticky
a bunch of spray foam
glue!
with dirt and wood chip stuff to make the background.
There we
But in
go,
the middle,
baby.
I put
This
in
is
this
my
rock
favorite part.
background and spray foamed normal rocks to it. You see, I'm gonna separate the enclosure into a forest, a cave, and a home interior to see
like
where
Minecraft
Black Widows
biomes.
like to make webs and hunt the most. For the home interior part, I
Wow.
got a piece of styrofoam and painted a brick pattern onto it to, you know, make it look like
Oh,
a brick
cool.
wall like a lot of homes have.
never
And so
know.
I
That's pretty
spray foamed
cool.
that in, and the background was now complete.
And now we gotta do the web building bases. Basically what that means is we just put sticks and stuff so the spiders can spin their webs in here.
To start, I'm gonna lay down a
Very
simple
smart.
substrate across the entire enclosure that I'll be able to customize to each environment. But first of all, the forest, and as I'm sure you can imagine, we're gonna put some wood in here, just enough on the 2 sides for a solid
Oh.
web to be made in between.
Do you think, since he's got a 3-pack, do you think that they'll like respectively have their own section? Like maybe the Black Widows have 3 different personalities.
It could happen, and if they're like territorial, then they're not gonna want to make a base near each other, so that definitely could happen.
I think the only time where they might fight each other is over some food. But I think for the most part, Black Widows are pretty shy. Like, they're not very aggressive unless they have to be.
Just like me.
And then I'm even gonna glue some moss coming down from the ends of the branches so it sort of looks like leaves on a tree.
And then I'm gonna get this bag of leaves that I bought. And don't ask me why I didn't just pick them up
Yeah,
from
what?
outside. I don't know why I bought these.
But anyways, fellas, I scattered them along the bottom, so it looked like a forest floor with all the fallen leaves everywhere. And last but not least, I got some tiny rocks and scattered them around too. Just a few, because I got to save most for the cave. And speaking of the cave, we're going to start right away by laying down some rocks, because that's pretty much all they got. But as you can see in this photo, there's actually a bunch of these pointy rocks called stalagmites. And I think they would work perfectly in my enclosure, so let me get some.
All right, so I've got a big rock
From Walmart?
and a hammer right there. So I guess let me just try to carve some of those
DIY,
stalagmites
baby.
out of this. So I guess I'll just go and try and hit it. I don't really know if this is gonna work,
cool.
but it's gonna break.
What do you think his mom thinks he's doing in his room when she just hears?
She knows exactly what he's doing. He's building another enclosure. He does this at least once a week.
Okay, what did your mom think, Alec, when you were in high school and you were banging on rocks?
Alec was banging his desk from Fortnite.
That is true.
Next question.
After a bit of hitting, I got a few pieces that, when connected, sorta looked like stalagmites, so I went and attached them together with spray
7 out of 10.
And then using more
There we
spray
go.
foam,
That does
I
not
stuck them
look
all
like a
in place, pointing up
stalactite.
in the cave
DIY
section of the enclosure.
stalagmite.
Finally, I went and sprinkled some normal colored rocks around, and then some different colored rocks around, because, yeah, we literally just put rocks everywhere for this section.
Do you think he found those rocks or he also ordered those rocks?
He definitely ordered those rocks.
Probably
100%.
ordered them from Walmart.
Some dude is making bank off TerraGreen, just buying leaves and rocks.
I thought that Black Widows only lived like in wooded areas. So I'd be surprised if any of them actually end up making base camp in this middle section. My bet is all three are actually going to go to the left.
Definitely are going to go into a cave because they like dark, scary areas.
Yeah, I would go cave all day.
But
No,
probably
no, that's not because
the
look,
brick.
they hunt insects, and there's not that many insects in caves, but like in a forest, that's where they.
There's so many insects in caves. Are you serious?
There's
yes!
so many. Have you ever been in a cave? Clearly not.
There's spiders. There's ants.
There are. I'm not saying there's zero, but compared to a forest, that's where all the insects are. All the insects are in forests.
They're underground, Alec. They're underground. They're little creepy crawlies for a reason. They're crawling around in the caves.
Yeah, but that's not what spiders hunt. They hunt like flies.
Sometimes. They'll probably hunt
Grasshoppers. All right, watch. We'll find out.
Yeah, let's
even
find
eat
out.
their own
Let's
kind.
watch. Let's find out.
These guys know
once
nothing
the
about
spray foam
spiders.
dries, I'm gonna go in and paint it. But for now, let's work on the home interior section. And to start,
What is he
I've
gonna
got
put
this
in there?
carpet, like,
He's
material,
okay.
which I'm gonna cut out to shape. And then I'm just gonna go.
He's
and
making
put
it
in
homey.
there, and boom.
He's
Now, I
getting
need
too
to get
creative
some
with these
mini-
videos.
Okay, I will say if any Black Widow does make base in the home, that is terrifying for me because that means that Black Widows would make base in our homes, which I would not want that.
That is true.
Any home furniture
I don't
in
think they
here
will.
that the spider will be able to spin his webs from.
And my only idea for how I can get that is to build it with some Legos. So yeah.
Oh,
baby.
cool.
First of all, using
He's having
black
too much
bricks,
fun in these
them up to
videos,
make this
man.
little lampshade thing. Then with some red bricks, I made a tiny little couch. Now a chair made of brown bricks. Finally, I just took the rest of my bricks to make a randomly color-assorted red and white shelf. Yeah, I'm a master builder, as you can tell. Anyways, I went and put each of those inside and even got some little dollhouse
what?
furniture to fill in
This
the
is
dead
so
space,
cool.
and boom, shakalaka.
TerraGreen, what are we doing here?
It looks awesome.
I know a lot of Black Widows love to live inside houses, so one of them should definitely like this place.
But the next step on the list is to get some plants, like always. So you already know. Let's go to the plant store.
First of all, I went to Walmart and just got a couple tiny plants for the forest section of the enclosure, but then I also drove to Home Depot, which I knew would have a slightly larger selection.
And basically here, I want to get something that's gonna work for the cave, and ooh, something like this actually could work as
Only
like
15
sleeping bags
billies?
or something. That'll actually work perfect.
Then finally, I went to Office Max.
Now you might be
what?
wondering what plants I'm gonna
He's
get
buying a
out
TV
of
so they can
Max.
watch
But
a
actually, I'm
printer?
not even getting any plants. I'm actually gonna be printing out some pictures to put as paintings in the house interior. Oh yeah.
This is making me so mad. Bro buys leaves. He buys rocks. But he can't buy a printer? He's gonna go to Office Depot Max to print out the paper? What is his thought process?
He's got a print, Adam. Some people don't have printers.
He can't buy a printer? He buys rocks and leaves?
Printers are like $200 these days, Adam. He's got to save the budget for leaves and plants. Plants are expensive, Adam.
Okay.
This is TerraGreen, Adam. This isn't TerraPrint.
He's still spending money on plants because paper is a tree.
Yeah, Adam, you rapscallion.
Alec, you owe me one smack later. Sorry.
Oh yeah.
I wonder what kind of pictures he's gonna print. Maybe
When I
Spider-Man?
got home, I first put the two
Were
land
they all
plants
AI?
in the
Dude, what
forest
was that?
section, which, as you can see, I ended up getting a beautiful red plant to match the
Ooh,
red on
that's
Black
so cool.
Widows. Then
It looks
I
like
took apart the
Spider-Man.
plant from Home Depot and glued the vines coming down from
That's
the top
cool.
of the cave section. Finally,
Now
I
we're
glued some more
talking.
moss all along the forest section because I felt like it wasn't green enough. And then I added a bit of this dead type of fern moss along parts of the cave because I felt like it matched pretty well.
Oh, and I almost forgot the most important part. The stupid AI-generated pictures for the house interior.
So I cut them out and glued them alongside.
Dude, he only printed out one piece of paper.
Great works of
He
art,
made a
like
spider
a black
butterfly
widow flying in the sky with wings, a black widow dancing in a disco room,
I hope
and
that
a
never
black
exists.
widow eating a male after mating. Which yes,
Oh,
they actually
I was gonna
do
say.
wild.
That's what they do. That's why they got their name, Black Widow.
Yeah, there's actually a lot of spiders that do that, where they'll breed and then the female will then eat the male.
Yeah, and the males are usually a lot smaller than the females.
Then females got that. Yabba dabba do.
What?
Wild black widows are actually cannibals towards other female black widows, which means my 3 black widows cannot be able to access each other, or, you know, they'd probably eat each other.
So I've got these acrylic sheets, which should act as good separators.
That makes way more sense
So
now.
I went and measured them to size and
That's
then cut
kind of
them
lame.
out.
I want to
There we
see
go.
them
That fits
fight.
perfectly.
I want to see a
Now,
cat
last
fight.
but not least,
Yeah.
I'm gonna put in one of these reptile foggers.
Basically, when you turn this dial, it spits a bunch of fog out the end of this tube. Black widows love a high humidity to make their webs, so this should encourage them to do that quickly. And well, I would say this enclosure is now 100% complete, but that does mean
These are teenage black widows.
They can't help themselves.
Which one's your favorite? Which of these 3 is your favorite? I think I like the middle one.
Dude, the left 2 are like very cool. What is going on with the right section? That was a miss.
Yeah, he tried something different. Usually he knocks it out of the park with these enclosures, but I honestly think that the spider might like the one on the right the most.
How are we ever even really going to know? Like, we can't interview them. Oh, excuse me, Miss Black Widow. How was your experience in this Lego enclosure? You know,
it was nice. It was fun. We'll be able to base it based on how much they move around and how big their webs are.
That's true.
Okay.
I'll be keeping an eye on that. Badunka-dunka-dunka-dunka-dunka.
Huh?
Widow's loose in here, which I'm kind of scared to do, but let's just do it.
And as you can see, I've got the 3 black widows in their
I'd be
own
so
little
scared to touch
containers.
them.
So I've got the first one. Let's let this guy loose into the forest. Then I'm gonna put the second one into the cave.
Can they jump? I feel like it's about to jump.
Finally, the third
Only
black
jumping
widow
spiders
in
can
the
jump.
Ew.
section.
And while all the spiders were now in their new home, I took an interest to the one in the forest area. You see, this one immediately started to crawl all around her new home and even made her way up to the roof of the enclosure. There on the roof, you can see she started to walk around with a little strand of silk coming out the end of the abdomen. She was already building a web. Spiders, of course, do this to catch prey, and black widows in specific have some of the strongest silk out of any spider, which is somehow produced in these little silk glands that they have. Anyways, I left the black widow to continue with that, and the next day I came back and opened up the top of the enclosure. You could see the area where she was constructing the web, and now she was hiding in this little
That is terrifying!
For building this enclosure, I built all this forest area just for the spider to make her web right in this little area.
So wait a second, you're telling me that there's a small chance that they could escape this enclosure? Like, imagine you have 3 black widows and you go and check it out and all 3 are disappeared. They're gone.
Burn the
what
house,
do you do?
get the insurance.
Especially if they lay eggs, because I think that they lay like 100 eggs at once, and then you have a real big problem.
Well, you have a bunch of tiny problems.
Well, at least she has something, because that means now I can try and feed her a bunch of different types of food
Here we
to
go.
see which they like the most. Starting with
Lunchtime.
Now, I wanted to start small, and as you can see, these mealworms I bought are absolutely minuscule. They're barely the size of the tip of my finger, but hopefully the spider will still like them. Using some tweezers, I dropped a mealworm straight into the spider's web, and immediately it started to squirm around to try and escape. But spider webs are specifically designed to keep little insects like this stuck in them. All the wiggling around made the black widow come awake, and soon it even crawled
looks
out,
so scary.
only to
like an alien.
walk
Why
right
is it
by
not
the
attacking?
mealworm and run away. In fact, this black widow tried to make a grand escape and even webbed down the side of my table onto the floor.
Oh, no. It's on the floor. Do not go under the table. Do not go under the table.
Anyways, I ended up scooping it into a container.
How's he not
where
more
I then dropped
terrified?
another mealworm in front of him, and once again, he didn't want to eat it.
Wow.
It's too big.
This black widow's not trying to eat any mealworms, so instead, I've got a bag of some tiny little crickets.
And
Widow'll
these, I'm going to
definitely
feed
eat
the
that.
second black widow in the cave area. Now, if you remember,
One thing that's pretty creepy about spiders too is after they wrap them up, they inject their prey with a venom that paralyzes them, but the prey is still alive. It just can't move. So it's like, it still functions and thinks. And then what the spiders do is they sink their fangs into the prey and then they just suck its blood and its guts. They just suck it all out. They don't actually like eat it and chew it. It's really gross.
You're telling me they suck it up like a go-go squeeze?
Pretty much. Well, the venom also turns all of its insides into go-go squeeze.
Yeah,
and then they suck it.
The insides.
Yeah.
I put this spider in the enclosure on this little plastic lid where I already had a web. And since putting it in 2 days ago, it still hasn't moved at all. It might be dead actually. But anyways, I put in some crickets to see if it would eat. And literally right away, one of the crickets jumped towards the spider and showed us him awake, which I guess was a good sign because the spider was now finally moving. But when I tried to bring the cricket back, it scared the spider and it ran away into the cave.
They're so shy.
I almost lost track of the spider until I came across her again on top of the enclosure where she had somehow escaped to. I tried to feed her a cricket once again.
Is anybody getting a little bit like weirded out by how casual he is about the Black Widow spider, one of the deadliest spiders of all time, escaping? It could kill him.
Well, he's a trained professional, Jack. Normies like me and you would definitely be freaking out, but he's a trained professional and does this every single day.
Okay.
Black market.
But she just was not having it, so I scooped her back into the plastic container.
Well, it looks like this Black Widow is also not eating, which usually would mean I would go test the third and final food source, which was going to be just crickets, but a bit bigger. But I kind of have bad news because I don't really have a spider to feed these to.
Yes, you heard that right. Since putting the third spider into the house interior section 2 days ago, I haven't seen it. It literally escaped my enclosure.
Are you kidding me?
Every one of them escaped! But I also had 2 more that weren't eating.
How's he not freaked out? The worst idea I've had for a video. Like pet Black Widow. Like what am I thinking? One is escaped and it's literally crawling around my garage. There's only one way I can make
burn
this
down the house.
Content. I gotta let the Black Widow crawl on my arm, just like I saw Coyote Peter at the start.
No, you don't.
So,
No, you
You don't
don't.
have to do that.
Black Widow's venom is 15 times more deadly than a rattlesnake. If that thing bites you, you're paralyzed.
Where did you come up with that stat?
It's true. I saw it on Animal Planet.
Okay.
15 times?
15 times, yeah. And a rattlesnake is pretty bad.
They're much bigger too.
Yeah.
Oh, Alex fact checking.
Fact check.
Statistics show it's actually only 13.5 times.
Come on, 15 times.
Black Widow venom is significantly more potent than a rattlesnake venom, but rattlesnakes inject a larger quantity, making their bites potentially more dangerous. However, Black Widow venom is reportedly 15 times more toxic than rattlesnake venom.
For the win, and Alex
It's
looks
just-
like his little baby back.
The difference is the amount of venom that is injected, because Black Widows can only inject a teeny tiny amount, but rattlesnakes inject like a bunch.
Yeah, we
And
got
so
it.
rattlesnakes are actually more potent.
We got to combine them together, and then they'll be the deadliest creature of all time.
Get my mom in here. Hi, Mom. Hi. All right, I'm bringing
you
in
think
here
she
today 'cause
knows
I gotta
about
do
the Black Widow
job
mission?
for you. As you know, I always keep the weirdest pets.
I think she's about to
Can you guess
learn.
what pet's in here based off the decorations?
Oh my gosh. Is it a black widow?
Yeah, it's a
Oh.
Black Widow.
How did she know?
Yeah, there's 3 pictures. On the wall?
Yeah.
Yeah, Alex.
Black Widow. Isn't that cool? Why? Okay, I got him onto this little tray for you.
Wait,
Basically,
wait.
You can see it right there. What
That
do you
spider's about to climb on the mom's hand.
Oh, yeah.
He's a crazy boy.
Why? It's cute. Well, I did say I have a job for you, so can you hold the camera?
Oh, my
Don't
God.
do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't.
Put this on.
This is terrifying.
Hold the camera. All right, as you see, we got the Black Widow in a nice little clear container.
Don't
And
do
I'm
it.
just gonna start by literally putting it on my sleeve like this until it
Okay,
crawls
the
out.
sleeve
See,
is
the
safe.
plan is to have it crawl onto my
Not if it
sleeve,
crawls
and then
under the
from
sleeve.
there, it'll crawl onto my hand. So I basically just waited until it started to crawl out.
I'm not scared. You are.
Super calm right now.
But
you
as
think
you
he has
could have guessed,
anti-venom?
of course things went wrong. Because as you can see, it just started to grasp onto the edge of the container
They're
and
so
not let
shy.
go at all. I was probably making it pretty mad, so I
Yeah.
quickly transferred it to a piece of cardboard.
Okay, so I decided to just put them onto a piece of cardboard, and I'll let them crawl out here.
And after gathering together a bunch
Oh,
of courage,
gosh.
I just moved the cardboard in front of my hand to let it happen.
Okay, I'm gonna do it in 3, 2.
Oh, my God.
Father, Jesus, please.
His mom is so nice.
And 3, 2, 1, bite! Dude, my heart's pumping. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. He's a psycho.
That was so
That could go 10 times wrong.
How did you feel doing that?
The heart was going 500 beats a second.
Her
Well,
heart's
there you
beating
have it.
faster than
Probably the
his.
stupidest pet
That's
I've
terrifying.
ever kept. This is a bloodworm, and it is the creepiest, most disgusting creature. It even has 4 venomous fangs in each corner of its mouth that you definitely
don't like it.
don't want to get
Ew.
bit by. Now, I'm
I don't
known
like
for
it.
the weirdest pets, so of course I found a website that sells them as a live bait for fishing.
Yeah, literally nobody
Oh,
buys these as
okay.
pets. I think I'm literally gonna be the first person in the world, which means I'm gonna get to show off the crazy unseen abilities of these guys. So hey, let's just check this thing out.
And after
I don't know if you guys noticed, but he's buying the venomous type. So he's buying the most dangerous version of the bloodworm.
That is one of the grossest animals I've ever seen. If you you told me that was an alien from another planet, I would absolutely believe you.
Why would anybody in their right mind get this thing as a pet?
Maybe he's got a vision for it. Let's find out.
For a couple of days, a truck dropped off the package at my house so I could finally check them out.
Here we go, bloodworms. Even as an animal expert, I am like pretty spooked about these. But anyways, let's just check them out.
Underneath all the packing material were the bloodworms. So using some tweezers, I carefully removed one to take a closer look. And yep,
that is one? Dude, that is like 4 regular worms combined into one long string.
Dude, I did not know they were that big.
It's gotta be this long, right?
That was like 4 feet long. Ew.
Guys, holy smokes.
It was gross enough. It just got 5 times grosser.
It looks like a creature that you would find on Skull Island that would battle King Kong. That thing is massive.
And he didn't order just one. I think he ordered an entire bucket.
I
don't know if I can, dude, I don't know if I can
You can see
watch.
that they are absolutely disgusting looking,
Ew.
and their mouth is even able to extend out of their body like an alien. At the end of this part that
its
expands
mouth?
are their venomous fangs, which
Wow.
they use to latch onto stuff like shrimp in the ocean,
Cool
which I'll be
animation.
showing off very soon. Now, one thing though, I actually bought 12 of these bloodworms.
Dude,
that I'm gonna have to
seriously?
keep all in the same aquarium. So yeah, this is gonna be a nightmare. Now for the build,
Okay.
I'm gonna put in some aqua soil and a dirt mix. Eventually, we're gonna completely fill it with water because that's how bloodworms live in the wild. But for now, I just put a tiny bit of water in to keep the dirt nice and moisty.
But I've already run into the first problem because I don't think I was supposed to add the water straight to the dirt. It kind of made it a weird consistency. And the water is just straight up black.
So yeah, I drained the water, scooped out the dirt, and I washed it off in the sink.
I like that he keeps in his mistakes.
TerraGreen should be an expert by now. What video is this?
He's just a normal guy that's trialing and erroring. He's figuring it out just like we would.
Then I put the soil back in, covered it in a thin layer of sand, and added the water back. As you can see now, the water stays fantastically clear. Nice. This mound here in the middle will be where I build all the decorations, and I'll even be putting in some red plants, and then finally filling it all up with water. First of all, let's get some pieces of wood in here. And I thought this design of multiple of these burnt looking ones coming from the middle looked pretty nice. I didn't want them sticking out the top though, so I broke off all those extra pieces and planted them in the sand below to give the whole wood structure a more fuller look. Now it's time for the...
I hope he puts in the background a giant painting of a volcano, because that is where these things belong.
Supposedly, Alec, these things are pretty common in cold waters. Like, they're mainly found on the coast of Maine.
Maine?
Maine. In the U.S. Yes, these are native to the U.S. of A.
I think we're gonna be okay, Adam.
Oh my god, it's only 600 miles away.
Don't worry, Adam, because supposedly, even though they look bright and colorful and they have those venomous mouths, they don't usually attack humans. So we're pretty safe.
I'm ready to just blow up Maine. All in favor?
Aye.
It's unanimous. Trump,
Maine.
Send it.
Time for the rocks. And you may think these are just called river rocks, but in fact, that is not true. This one on the left is actually called an elderly boulder. And this one on the right is called
Oh, Alec, they named a rock after you.
Okay, dude. Play with
Probably
me,
gets a
man.
veteran's discount.
Now,
That was not worth the pause of the
Just
video.
wanted to say thank you to whoever named them.
But the best rock I have is this. It's actually not a rock at all. It's actually wood.
Looks like a log.
Just like what I already
Yeah, it's just wood.
Yeah, it's called petrified wood. And basically millions of years ago, it was buried under the earth.
I must have
and
seen
turned
Adam.
into a rock over time.
But for this wood rock back here, I've actually got a pretty cool plan. As you can see, I've got a little can of sardines, which you basically just open by pulling the... okay, it just broke off.
You broke it, bro.
Basically, you just open it like this.
Wouldn't it be funny if you just started eating again?
Why would he do that?
Sardines are gross.
I got a can of sardines from Walmart, and this is my snack.
And inside, there's some like dead fish that you eat.
Now with the sardines, I actually went and put one of them under this petrified wood. I'm doing this because I want to test to see if the bloodworms have a smell ability and whether they'll be able to find the sardine under it, dig it out, and eat it. Yeah, that should be pretty fun to watch. Anyways, now I want to get some red aquatic plants in here. So I drove to Petco so I could buy some.
All right, I'm at Petco and I'm hoping they got some red plants in stock today. Oh, bro, there's not a single red plant in stock.
To Walmart we
I
go.
got them, but I guess not today, huh?
Instead, I had to drive home and go buy some online. Thankfully, though, there was a ton of websites with some nice reddish plants on them, so I went and added a bunch of them to my cart.
Dang, he just bought 5 of those. Oh my gosh!
I say it's worth it for these red plants, baby. Check.
What?
Since I bought the
What's
That's
the
expensive.
What's the reason he's buying red plants instead of just regular plants?
So that it can blend in with the bloodworms, Adam. He's trying to theme this entire enclosure enclosure around the bloodworm.
That's why I said
crazy.
they should get a volcano. Put a volcano in the back.
That's way cheaper. That's like $0 on AI.
What?
The one-day delivery. The next day, I got the package with all of the red plants inside. So I took them all out and started to put them around random parts in the sand. Now, a few of the plants they gave me weren't actually red.
$200 worth of plants.
But it's okay because I was starting to like the look of how it was all coming together. I also ended up getting these red ruby crystals that I scattered along the floor of the enclosure to add a bit more red.
That is not cool.
I kind of wish that he bought like red sand. I feel like that would have been a nice touch.
See, now Jack's thinking, now that's cool. That is cool. Red rubies? What are we finding treasure? What's going on here?
I think he should try to buy a human hand off the black market and stick it in there.
What is wrong with Alec? Alec is crazy.
I mean,
what is weird? No, that's
Alec,
cool.
3, 2, 1. We keep our mouths closed.
Here to match that bloodworm color, of course. But as you can probably tell, I've been keeping the two sides of this enclosure completely empty.
Yeah, why?
And that's because I want to build some custom DIY builds on both sides that the 12 bloodworms will be able to interact with. First of all, on the right side, I'm going to make a little cave they can all hide in. Now, in an old video, I learned this cool trick where you get out a basket, cut a hole in the front, and cover it in rocks to make your very own cave.
That's pretty sick.
It is a nice little project.
This time with 3 different baskets to make a triple deck cave. So I went and cut the front of the baskets off.
Some might even confuse that with a volcano.
I sanded them down a bit so it wasn't sharp, and I covered the baskets in a
way
ton
different,
of
Alec.
spray foam. Because let's be real, it wouldn't be a TerraGreen video without it. And then I started to carve it out to make it look like the spray foam was the actual rocks of the cave. Anyways, here is the finished triple decker cave.
Wow.
Pretty good. I like it.
He's got so addicted to spray foam that he's not even sticking anything to the spray foam. He's just using it as the rock now.
It looks good, honestly. I didn't trust at the start. It looked kind of weird, but it actually turned out to be pretty good.
He's fully ditching nature. He's just going full spray foam.
It looks good, right? Right?
Let's just get this
Kind of looks like the shape of Alex's head.
7 out of 10.
That may not be the prettiest decoration in the whole world, but a wise man did once tell me it's not about the looks, it's about the thought that went into it. And yeah, a lot of.
Do you think his mom said that?
Jackie Chan.
Okay, we can store 3 different worms in there.
All right, now time for the left side's DIY build.
Are they gonna pay rent?
Got something interesting. Yep, it's
Each got their own apartment.
Basically, I'm gonna prepare a bunch of different foods for the bloodworms. That way, I'll be able to see which they like the most once I get them inside. So, anyways, I drove to Walmart. To do some food shopping.
Walmart!
Calm down. This is Walmart.
To the meat aisle, of course.
Did he just say that out loud in a Walmart? Did he just go to Walmart and say we're shopping for meat for bloodworms today in public?
I actually didn't hear that. Wait, let me play that again.
Did he just say that?
I don't know
if I heard
shouting.
that.
I can't hear it.
Drove to Walmart to do some food shopping.
Okay, well, we're shopping.
Yeah, I can't hear it because Jack keeps yelling every time that we're in Walmart.
Now, first, do some food shopping.
Okay, well, we're shopping for bloodworms today, so I came
there
straight to the meat aisle, of course.
Now, first on the shopping list.
Honestly, he's not even like a 5 out of 10 on the weird scale for people that go into Walmart. Let's be real.
He just went into Walmart and said, today we're shopping for bloodworms.
Dude, there's some crazy people that go into Walmart. I've seen someone walk in there one time with no shoes or socks.
I didn't know that worms are carnivorous.
They're kind of like leech worms.
It's really weird. Imagine dying to a worm. What a nerd of an animal to die and be eaten by a worm.
If I died to a worm, don't even make a gravestone for me. Just throw me in the ocean.
Some beef. Now, if you remember, this is actually the same stuff I fed in my video where I got pet leeches. And if you saw that, you probably remember they absolutely loved it. Like, I was having trouble getting them off of it. So, of course, I bought some of that for the blood.
Oh, he's buying grass-fed, too. He's buying the organic stuff. Nice. Go ahead.
He's not skipping
I also
out.
went over to the fish aisle and decided to buy some salmon, which are a type of saltwater fish, which usually live with bloodworms in the wild. So I figured they might like to eat that. And also in that aisle, I got some shrimp because when you search on Google what bloodworms like to eat, it says shrimp. So if nothing else works, they should at least
I like shrimp.
Finally, I went to the aquarium aisle to buy some of these fish pellets because who knows, maybe the bloodworms will eat those too. Once I got home, I got out all the foods in the order I'll be feeding them to the bloodworms. It's gonna be crazy to watch their fangs absolutely rip this food to shreds, and I'm even gonna show some unseen stuff about these bloodworms.
Please tell me he's not putting this on his hand or his body.
He did that with the leeches, Adam, so I wouldn't be surprised. However, I'm pretty sure bloodworms are venomous, so that would be pretty dumb if he did it.
He specifically bought the venomous kind. I think there's different types, but remember at the very beginning, he selected venomous.
Now let's get this tank filled up with water and get the bloodworms inside. To do that, it meant I needed to take out the food since it would get soggy if I kept it inside.
Yeah, I'll put this back in there very
He's making
soon,
so many
but for
mistakes
now,
this video.
Store it in my fridge to keep it fresh.
That's fine.
Now, of course, I had to start filling it up with water so the bloodworms will be able to swim around in there. But when it got to
Whoa, you guys see that? The entire glue house is floating.
This cave is
That
floating.
kind of makes sense with the spray foam.
Yeah, foam is hollow and floats.
Yeah, forgot about that.
Full, I kind of realized a big problem.
Oh shoot, bro! I don't know.
He
how
just put a rock on top.
Put a rock on top
They
of it.
live on the beaches of oceans, and the beaches of oceans have salt water. I've been making this a freshwater tank. I've been putting fresh water in it.
But it's okay, because thankfully in the corner of my garage, I just
add
have
salt.
2 big cartons of Pacific Ocean water. Source.
He just randomly has that. What the heck, TerraGreen?
He uses it all the time in the videos.
Use it in case all of his friends come over for a pool party.
No, he does it for the enclosures. Adam, he has an entire channel where he has exotic pets, and some of them need salt water.
Yeah, you're right.
He probably just buys in bulk from Walmart.
Straight from the ocean. Don't ask why I have this. I just do. Anyways, I drained out a little bit of the fresh water and started to add in the ocean salt water. And by the time it was filled up,
look at the spray foam.
Was 0.02, which is perfect for bloodworms.
All right, all the right water parameters have been met here, so the bloodworms.
He put rocks on top of it.
He didn't even mention it.
He didn't even mention it. He was probably so mad when he realized that he made a mistake
He's
again.
embarrassed about the 6 other mistakes that he made that he doesn't even want to mention how his cave is floating.
He fixed it. See, you just got to put a couple of rocks on top, and then he's good.
I think a little bit more spray foam would have done the trick too.
Yeah.
Because I put salt water in here, it does mean the $200 on freshwater plants I spent is gonna go down the drain. Yeah. These
Oh,
They're all gonna die.
They're all dying.
I wanted to replace the red theme in here, so I got this heatless red lamp. As you can see, it makes the water have this red tint to it, which is cool.
That's kind of
'cause
cool.
You gotta have the water at least look a little bit like blood when putting bloodworms inside. Now, I also need to get snails inside of here so they can eat any algae that grows.
Now, luckily for me, I actually have this tank just set up with like 30
Okay, he's got ocean water and random snails in his house. Who is this guy?
He is equally as prepared as he is unprepared.
Yeah, exactly.
snails in 30 just snails in here, and they're called nerite snails, and they're able to survive in salt water. So that's why I'm gonna
Pretty
choose
cool.
these guys.
So I got a few of those and put them inside the bloodworm tank. Once they got used to the water, a few of them came out their shells and started to move about the glass. Now I think these guys should be safe from bloodworms because of their shells, but I'm not gonna give the 100% guarantee.
Oh no.
So sorry guys if you get eaten by the bloodworms. Now for the final touch of this tank. And what I did is I actually went and found this cool picture of a beware of the dog sign, and I went and asked AI to change it to a beware of the worm sign.
I told you AI earlier.
Look at what it generated.
Genius.
That is absolutely
I
perfect.
told you guys.
Go print this out at the
I like
store
that.
real quick.
So I printed it, attached it to a piece of cardboard to make it a sign,
Nice.
and there we go, a beware of worms
10
sign.
out of
I
10.
then even went and spiced
Who's
up the
that for?
enclosure a little bit by splattering some
What
red
the-
paint along the sides to make it look like blood.
Oh.
He's really going for this blood theme here. He's got the red rubies, he's got the red plants, the red light.
The next thing he's gonna do is buy a hand off the black market, stick it in there.
I like the idea, Alec. I think that he should just buy a fake hand though, like something from Spirit Halloween.
Oh my gosh. He might just like cut open a fish's guts and just let it spill out.
And there we go, 100% complete bloodworm enclosure. And I guess
That
there's
does
only
look pretty
one thing
cool.
to do. Let's get these bloodworms inside. Now,
I forgot how gross they look.
God.
The rest as I test more and more food. But yeah.
I don't like how they just
Inside.
don't move.
Be free, boy.
And the
they're
worm
probably so
kinda
scared.
I don't like
sank
how
down
big
to
they
the
are.
bottom and started moving around randomly. And yeah, well, this is
rubies.
kind of all bloodworms do. They just wiggle about, and occasionally they'll burrow under the sand, which is where they spend most of their lives. And as you can see, it didn't take this guy long until he started to do just that. But I guess he got bored of the digging, cause
Is it just me, or does this thing kind of remind anybody of like an axolotl with all the stuff coming out of the side? Like it kind of reminds me of like the face of an axolotl, where it has like the little things coming out of its face.
I see what you're saying, but I think you're doing a big disservice to axolotls because this is the most disgusting animal I've ever seen. And axolotls are very cute.
Yes. I agree with
That is true.
because eventually he just came out and started to wiggle about again above the sand.
It just looks like a
Before this guy
butthole.
tries to burrow under the sand again. Let's get to feeding him.
Its
some
face
What do you got
looks like
going
a
on
butthole.
there?
Jack.
most. And we're gonna be starting with just some little fish pellets. I'm not too sure if they're gonna eat this.
They're not gonna like
Worth a
that.
shot.
There's no way.
Let's put them inside.
But there was a slight problem because
They
as you
float.
can see, the fish food was floating.
TerraGreen's!
The bloodworm isn't just
Just
gonna
put some
swim up
foam
to
on it.
So
Maybe
instead,
because
I
it's salt
picked it
water,
up
it
with
floats.
some tweezers and moved it towards the worm. And as you can see, when I moved it towards him, he actually went and flashed his fangs at me for the first time. I thought this surely meant.
Yo, fun fact about the fangs, by the way, they're actually made of copper. It's one of the only few animals that can have metal in their bodies. They make copper. I have no idea. Isn't that
It's like
insane?
Iron Man.
It's composed of protein, melanin, and copper crystals. So they can produce copper inside their fangs. Pretty cool, right?
I wonder if that's like the venomous part. Like they inject copper into other things. I think that's probably poisonous.
I have no idea. But the jaws do contain the venom to paralyze their victims. So though. You might be onto something.
That's crazy.
Hungry, so I started to wave the food around in front of his mouth a bunch, and yeah, nothing. He didn't eat it.
Hey, fish food, I'm gonna give a 0 out of 10. He didn't even want anything to do with that. But next up, out of all of these, I think I'm gonna do some
worm
salmon.
food.
Now this stuff is so smelly and so oily. I think you just have to eat it, right?
Now I actually went and added in 2 more bloodworms.
I hate
so
these
there was a
things.
higher chance of one of them eating it. Then I did the same thing. I just wiggled the salmon around in front of their mouths until they ate it. But just like the fish pellets, for some reason,
I don't want it. It looks like they're puckering their lips. Is that what it's called?
It's like the anti-pucker.
Yeah, puckers this way, Adam.
Oh crap! They're doing the opposite of that.
They're making like a face when you eat sour foods. They're like,
I don't want it. We see the steak, TerraGreen.
Keep in mind, guys, there's still that sardine that's under the rock. I wonder if they're ever gonna go for that.
I think TerraGreen low-key forgot about it.
I did too.
These worms were not wanting anything to do with it. Now I actually think bloodworms need to have their mouths extended and their fangs showing in order for them to eat food. And right now their mouths are retracted because I think they're stressed. So what I did was I actually went and put all of the 12 bloodworms.
Oh my gosh!
It looks like
My
intestines.
thinking was if I left them alone for a few hours in the tank, they'd start to get used to it, and then they would
Look at the snails running away.
After a while, I went and took one of the bloodworms out and put him on land. I waited a little bit for him to shoot his mouth out, and when he did, I grabbed it with tweezers. Now you can really get a good look at the fangs.
Oh,
and
there it
these
is.
Fangs so cool is they're actually made of copper. Yeah, like the.
I believe it now. Now that he said it, I believe it.
They're the only animal in the world with copper teeth. Anyways, with the bloodworm, I brought it up to the 3rd food source, which is of course beef. And after kind of like shoving his face in it, he instantly bit down with all 4 of his fangs and started
you can't
to
resist
devour
that beef.
this piece of meat and just suck all the juices out.
Hey, yo.
Oh my gosh. For me to get a bloodworm to eat a piece of meat, but dang, that is so cool.
I can't believe this is a real animal.
Look,
it is locked on.
Like literally, it doesn't want to come off. It's like I am eating this. Do not take it away. So I think I'm gonna go try that same thing
like a
with
snake.
the last food source, which is a shrimp.
And once one of the other worms shot out their mouth,
hey,
I
yo!
grabbed it and this time put the shrimp. Eat it! He also immediately grabbed onto it. And these 2 bloodworms were having the time
He
of
just
their
shoved that
lives
thing right in
eating
its
up
mouth.
the food.
I
After
don't like the way they
I went and
move.
removed the food from them, which was pretty hard. I had to like kind of shake them off.
Holy, that was actually kind of cool to watch, and it looks like you can see the little bite mark where the worm was biting. And
Yeah,
remember, these
you
guys
can.
are venomous, so there's literally venom just sitting on the end of this. However, I actually have one more good idea. Let me go get someone.
No. What are you gonna do?
I brought my mom in.
No, don't do it.
All right, come
Hi,
on.
Mom.
In. Of course, I gotta show you a new pet. Just take
His mom is gonna be so confused. She's gonna be like TerraGreen. Like,
I think she might put him up for adoption one of these days.
what is happening?
I'm just saying, we've seen TerraGreen, we've seen Terra Mom. Where is Terra Dad?
Hey guys. I'm just kidding.
Look, this one's gonna be quick. You can see the pets in there, right?
Oh my gosh.
You know what those are?
Ew. They look like some sort of slug, leeches, snakes.
Well, yeah, I mean, I've had snakes, I've had leeches, but these are actually bloodworms.
Oh my gosh. Ew, look at all the little tentacles.
And
They are not moving at all.
You didn't notice them on the table?
So
It looks like a crime scene.
That's the mouth of the worm, and if you look very, very closely, you see
Ooh,
those
they look like
veins on
eyeballs.
it.
Oh my gosh, that's so this is probably the most disgusting thing yet.
This is, I know, that's what
It looks like the sandworm from SpongeBob.
I feel like I'm
Yes.
gonna throw up.
Well, guys, these are pet bloodworms. Just kidding. It can literally
Got you
walk
guys.
on land.
What?
Yeah, I just figured out that there's this species of fish that
Isn't
has
that
evolved over
insane?
millions of years. to
Why
be able to
is its
survive
eyes
under
like
the
this
water.
close
It's called
together?
a Mudskipper.
It's the
and
missing
I want
link.
to keep it as a pet. So I did what any normal person would do, and I drove to PetSmart so I could buy
They sell
it.
these things?
Do you guys sell Mudskippers?
Mudskipper? No, we don't sell those.
Okay,
Nobody
turns out
sells
PetSmart
them.
just has
Sounds like the Loch
goldfish
Ness
and
Monster.
these
He has to
things.
find it himself.
Is that?
So yeah, they don't have Mudskipper. And it turns out
Why
The
does it
only
look
way
like
to
that?
get one of these things is by going to this sketchy website and getting one
What?
for only $24.
That seems
Why
sketch,
is it
dude.
so
Sketch.
cheap? This has got to be a scam. Is this thing even gonna be
Goggle-eyed.
able to walk? I don't even have a choice. Let me just buy this thing.
No way
Okay,
that
well,
works.
it's,
Oh,
it's
he
gonna be here in
just
7
bought
days,
one.
so I
Is
guess
that how
I
easy
just
it
gotta
is
wait
to
for
buy,
that.
like,
With 1 week
pre-evolved
until the walking
Pokemon?
fish got delivered, I needed to create a home for it
Yeah.
with both a section
Wow.
for water
You'd be
and
surprised how
land.
much I got
So
Adam
to do
for.
that, I just went out and bought, 1 second. This. It's a 40-gallon terrarium, and I'm gonna fill it up with this.
Okay.
I'm just kidding. There's more. A lot more.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. He is
This
not
guy
playing
is
around with this
Yeah,
thing.
basically a lot
This
of
is all
stuff,
for one
because
fish.
I want to make this be a dream home for my Mudskipper that will have tons of awesome stuff.
Yeah.
Including a literal parkour course.
He has to make
figure
it
out if the
in water
$24
and also
Mudskipper
on
will
land.
actually be able to jump out of the water. All right.
Okay, if you guys were to create your own terrarium, it can be as big or as small as you want. What animal would you pick to have in there? You can only pick one.
I'm gonna make a 400-gallon terrarium, fill it up about halfway with water, add a couple trees in there, and I'm putting a crocodile.
I like that. That's cool, Adam. You could just move to Florida, you know, and you have crocodiles in your backyard in your swimming pool.
Those ones will eat me. I will train this to be my pet, and I will ride it into battle.
Adam?
Or to Walmart.
I like snakes.
So you would get like one big snake?
Yeah, let's roll with that idea.
No, not that.
Ooh, Adam, what about a Mudskipper?
Nah.
Oh.
Okay. This was supposed to be a quick answer. I would do panda. I would do a panda and I would cuddle with it. And then we're never going to get an answer from Adam, apparently. I don't know what's happening. All right. I'm going
But
to
anyways,
I
to
like
build
bears.
this tank, we can pretty much get rid of all of this stuff.
That was my answer.
And that's because all we need right now are these. Although it may not look like
What are
it,
those?
inside of each of these packages is rocks. Just for some reason, they've all been
Oh.
individually wrapped.
But why?
I don't know who
Are they
did
gonna
that,
put
a waste
but
of
I guess I
paper?
gotta unwrap all these now.
That's so weird.
minutes later.
All right, there we go. Basically, I'm gonna use these rocks
heck
to lay
kind
out
of
the
rocks
They have
foundation
icing
of
on
the
them?
enclosure
Those
to
are
separate
weird
the land
rocks,
and
yeah.
water
Spiderweb
area.
rocks.
So I laid some of the rocks out, but then I eventually ran into a
Just
problem.
gluing them together.
Okay, I've just run out
Yeah.
of small rocks while building, and the only rocks I have left are way too
Whoa!
big. So you know what time it is.
What?
Why would you not put the
Yeah.
bigger rocks down
Smash.
first?
Don't question him.
Hey,
He's the
hey, don't
professional.
question him.
Continued
No,
building
that
up
was
the height
dumb.
of
That
the
was
rocks
dumb.
Like this, because I'm planning on building a waterfall here with a working.
Because he wants to build a waterfall, Alec.
Fish will be able to
Insane.
play
Hey, who's
around.
dumb now, silly?
Now, to fill in the gaps,
Me,
I've
I'm
gotta use
dumb.
this spray foam to, you know, spray it.
Oh.
Now this is where the build gets
I
fun.
need to find
because
that. That
now
Where did it
you
all
can use
go?
this little pump
It's like whipped
to make
cream.
the
I would definitely
waterfall
try and eat
actually
that.
work. Now to be honest,
it
I
out.
don't really know
Oh, it's
how
back.
I'm gonna do this, but I need to somehow send water from this pump up the rock so then it can somehow
Easy.
flow back down into the
gravity.
water area. Okay, so I guess I'll just try and use this tube that the pump came with and try and send it up over the rocks like that. Well, I guess let me
easy.
go get some water and fill this thing up so I can see if the waterfall actually works. All right, moment of truth. Let me plug this
Fingers
in.
crossed, toes
And it's
crossed.
plugged in. And
That is
wait,
not a lot of water.
Yo, look at
That is
that.
clutch.
I mean, it's technically a waterfall. Water is falling.
A waterfall. But, oh God, why is the water turning brown? What is going? Since it
From
wasn't
the
working
rocks?
very well, I decided
I
to
thought
get
that was
some
pretty
more
cool.
water and add that in to see if it would help. Okay, with more water,
More
the
water,
pressure
more
of the waterfall
power.
goes up a lot.
Yeah!
Can you stop going? What is? How is?
That's
okay.
what it's doing.
Oh shoot!
Oh, God.
It's- oh, it's
Bro,
squirting
it is
everywhere.
Spraying all around my room. Turn it off. Turn them off. So thankfully, I found this dial on the pump that let me turn down the water pressure,
There
and
it
then the
is.
waterfall was actually
Nice.
working pretty well. All right, there we go. To finish it off, I glued some rocks on the top to hide the pump, and I also drained out the sewage water because, yeah, we don't really want that. The waterfall was now complete, but this is only just
That
the
looks
start.
pretty
I have
nice.
some crazy things planned for the walking fish.
I
like
would live in
building
there.
a literal parkour course for it to play on. Yeah, I am not kidding. But first, I need to finish the foundations of this enclosure, which means I need to make it look like a beautiful lake. To do that, I
Easy.
got a bunch of different stuff like wood, which I glued onto the rocks. Now I've got to
Yeah,
add
that's
this
looking
substrate.
real
So
nice.
for the land area, I'm using these black balls, which I'll put behind the rocks and sloping down the waterfall.
Okay.
Finally, I put a layer of dirt
There's
on top
cocoa
to make it
pebbles?
look more natural. Now for the
I would
water
eat them.
area, I'm gonna keep it simple by just adding in some sand, you know.
The water's gonna be
Essentially, it's
nasty
finished
again.
Now, but if
Yeah,
I'm
he
not
needs a
gonna
filter.
lie, this kind of looks really bad. But the only reason this looks really bad
looks
right
like me
now
after
is because
Taco Bell.
The final step to making a beautiful lake
Green.
is to
He
add
should put that picture, he should print it out and then put that on the back wall of the terrarium. So then it just looks
Oh,
like it's
gosh, dude. That's actually such a good idea.
But wait, but then you're tricking the fish.
there. Thank you. The fish doesn't have a brain cell.
plants. And unfortunately for me, I can't really just grab plants from
I
outside.
didn't know you were a fish, Alec.
Okay, I don't know why I even grabbed that. Let me just put it back. Instead, I have to drive to PetSmart again and buy the very,
this sponsored
very
or something?
overpriced aquatic plants
Whoa.
there.
Holy moly.
There's
I thought
free
they
plants
sell
outside.
Pets, not plants.
For this time.
They sell anything.
Why are they
Oh.
so expensive? This one is literally the same size as my finger. $10
for this?
Maybe they
Despite
grow.
those
Maybe they
plants
grow.
being
That is a
absolute
scam.
I still bought them.
Did you just say maybe they grow, bro? They are plants. Of course they grow.
But it's like they're $10 as a baby, but like they're gonna grow into a big old thingy. So maybe it's worth $10. He's investing. You don't get it.
Yeah, I have plants now. So I spent a little while using my artistic skills.
Yeah, they look like they're gonna grow real big.
There we go.
And it
We're adding
ended up
some color
looking
to
like
this.
Which, you know, this looks pretty good. All right, now that that's done, it's time to add the water in again. And this time I'm gonna be a little more careful to make sure it doesn't turn into sewage water. Also, I figured I should mention this, but I'm using a water that has a very small amount of salt mixed into it because that's how mudskippers live in the wild.
What the heck?
Water plants die.
They kind of look like a walrus, you know? They go.
I wonder if it makes sounds like that.
So maybe it's an off-breed of a walrus.
I've never heard the term off-breed.
Maybe a walrus like bred with a fish.
You're saying like 400 million years ago they were the same creature and then they branched off into different trajectories.
Yes, it's an off-breed.
Of course.
It's not my fault. Oh my god, look at this. This is literally
Actually,
like
it kind of turned
paradise.
out
There's
fire.
a working waterfall, there's plants,
No, there's no fire.
I mean, that's just normal.
I'd say it's more water than
you know, it's
fire,
still
but
pretty
that is
good.
a big
And look,
splash.
This is the best part. I even got a light on it that when I press this button, it will turn it to nighttime. And by nighttime,
Oh,
I
he's crazy.
But kinda looks daytime still.
I mean, you still gotta admit that's pretty cool. The base of the enclosure was now finished, but there were still 4 days until the Mudskipper walking fish arrived at my
boy's
door.
got some
So
time.
to make this enclosure even better before he gets here, I'm gonna add a bunch of tiny fish inside. But before adding
some
in the fish, I
friends.
quickly poured
Full
some healthy
ecosystem.
bacteria into the water in order to let it cycle and make
Did
it
he
safe
just put
for
his
the
like
fish.
poop in the water?
Alright, well,
I think he put a booger in
it's been
there.
a couple days now. I guess let me just go get the fish. You know, I gotta go to PetSmart again. I'll be there soon. So I went and purchased the fish and got 4 of these
going to
mollies.
PetSmart, man.
The fish have been acclimating in the water for a little bit now.
he's
And to
supposed
put
to
them
put
in the
them
water,
in.
I'm gonna do a super cool transition. So
You have to
basically when I
acclimate.
clap my hands,
Oh,
they'll be in
yeah.
the water. 3, 2, 1. Boom! Look at that. That's a super
That
cool
was
transition.
epic.
They just were not in the same place at all.
10
Epic
out of 10.
transition.
10 out of 10.
Anyways, the fish are in the, the lake. So I got 4
there's a
fish,
black one.
3 different species of mollies.
So?
And they look
Oh,
pretty
and they
cool.
have a
We got like a
cowfish.
zebra looking one, some goldfish looking
No
ones,
zebra,
and then
Jack.
there's a black one.
sorry.
These are pretty cool.
See?
Look at this. This guy's eating the sand
That's what I
right now.
said.
You see that? What the heck? I didn't even know they did that.
Shoot a bag.
Okay, well, I'm not even gonna lie.
This is
These
so
are
dummy.
actually
Shoot a
super
bag.
cool. And to make it even more diverse, I also got some netherite snails, which will help
Of
clean
course,
out
dude loves
the
his
inside.
snails.
So,
Netherite
that's pretty
snails?
helpful.
Oh my
But I'm
God.
not gonna lie, I'm
They're
kinda getting
unbreakable.
bored
Powerful.
of just these normal fish. So you know what time
Add
it
a
is. It
turtle.
is time to add in the walking fish. The reason why we're all watching.
Gosh.
this video.
Yes!
So let's just get to the good part. All right, I just got
So
a
wait, is it a
notification
fish
on my
or is it
phone.
a
says-
frog? What is it?
It's both.
It's a fish.
It's a fish.
It's a fish that can walk. That is literally the title of the video.
So when it goes on land, does it have to hold its breath?
We're about to find out. When you go in water, do you breathe?
Some animals have lungs and gills.
Which ones?
Wait, yeah, which ones, Alec?
These ones.
Comment down below if Alec's right.
Animals have lungs and gills.
Tadpoles?
Ooh, amphibians.
See? That's what I said. Tadpoles.
They have lungs and gills, allowing
Suck
them to
it,
breathe in
idiots! I
water
was
and
right!
on land.
So a frog.
Yes!
Tadpoles breathe through gills, but as they grow into frogs, they develop lungs. Some amphibians
so
keep their
smart.
gills throughout their lives.
I'm literally the smartest one out of us 3. It's not even close. It was me, Adam, Jack.
Well, obviously.
Here. So you already know what time it is. It is Mudskipper o'clock.
Mudskipper.
Oh yeah, check it out. This is
That's
the
a
walking
box.
fish inside of this box.
Hey,
so let me
you
open
got
this
scammed.
thing up.
Oh my god. Oh my
gosh.
god.
Get out. I'm
Relax.
just kidding. There's nothing actually in this box. The walking fish has actually been acclimating
What
in
the
the water
heck?
for a while, so I
wrong
can
with this
already
guy?
add
Got
him
me.
into his new home.
Gotcha, Nick.
Right after adding him in, the
There
little
he
fish
is!
started to swim all around his new water area.
Oh,
Look at him, he loves
he's
it.
adorable.
Even started
like a
to play
dog.
around with some of the other fish. But of course, this isn't just a normal fish, it is a walking fish.
Hey guys, it's me.
Yes!
Yo,
I can walk on
look
land.
at
Clearly
him.
knew how to do that very well.
Wow,
Oh my
this
God,
guy is
this
flexing.
just walking around on land. This is so cool. Mudskipper.
Imagine you're a fish and you see another fish just like leave the water and go onto land.
That would be like watching a human just start flying.
Like, wait a second, wait, whoa, whoa, whoa. That's crazy.
Mudskippers are able to defy the law of fish because they have not only the ability to breathe through their gills like all fish, but also through their skin while it's still wet.
Say
so
what
in fact,
now?
Mudskippers will actually spend more time out of the water than in the water.
Wait, they breathe through their skin?
That's
Yeah, that's
OP.
what he said.
That is overpowered.
said.
But I can't, what?
I sweat through my skin.
So is it like because he has water around his skin, like it's kind of just stuck there so he can kind of use that to breathe into his gills?
Yes.
Wow.
Some animals actually have superpowers, and that
Yeah.
is one of them.
Some can fly, Alec.
Exactly.
Some can swim.
Like our human superpowers were very smart.
That's the first time Alec ever called me smart.
No, I did say except for Adam. He's very dumb.
Adam was naturally selected to be dumb.
I don't really know if they can even really be considered a fish at that point, but I mean, it still looks like one.
That's what I'm saying.
But the best
That is
part
the
of this
missing
video
link.
is coming up now.
That is
We're
totally
all
a fish,
feeding the
bro.
Mudskipper
That has
all types
fins.
of food, including live insects, to see which he likes the most. Then I'll build him a parkour course, and if he can successfully complete it, I'll give him unlimited of whatever his favorite food is.
Yeah.
Of
You know
course,
what's
this
on the
little
line?
guy's first gonna be his name. So
Can you
after
guys do this
searching
with
through
me?
thousands of options, I came
Sure.
Sushi,
across the
sushi.
perfect name. This walking fish will be called
Sushi.
Franklin.
Oh,
Because,
boo.
I just feel like it looks like a Franklin. Anyways, let's feed Franklin some
Frankie.
food to see which he likes best out of these. First up on the list, we got houseflies.
Ooh,
So
I
have
wonder if she's gonna
200
like
of them in
flies.
this little container.
No.
But I only want
gosh.
to feed him
They're
a
gross.
couple of these, so I'm gonna have to be careful that hundreds
How
of
did-
these don't
how do you
escape
get that many
around my
flies?
room.
Yeah, how
I'm
is
just
she
gonna
going
try my
to
best
eat them?
Empty a few into here next to Franklin.
Go ahead, girl. Go ahead, girl.
Oh!
Go ahead, girl.
Franklin's hungry!
Go ahead,
Three
pop
flies
off.
had
Pop
dropped
off.
in, and Franklin
That was
had
quick.
instantly sucked up 2 of them.
Dang,
Oh my
dude.
One of
God.
the flies had managed
She
to
wasted
escape
no
onto
time.
a
Drowning.
little leaf.
That thing is
But of
drowning,
course, I
bro.
wasn't gonna let him get away, so I scooped him up and brought him over to Franklin.
Yeah!
Though his hunting skills did need some work.
Franklin's
I
like,
could-
thank you, God. Thank you for the fly.
I could watch flies get eaten all day. I hate flies.
Man, I wish Franklin and someone was controlling me and was just dropping pizzas in front of my face. Pizza.
Thank you.
You know that's called Uber Eats.
Took him a couple tries just to eat this tiny little fly, but eventually he got it down. Clearly, Franklin loves houseflies, but I wonder if he'll go for some bigger insects. So next up, I got some mealworms and got straight to dropping them in front of Franklin. This time he was under the water, but that didn't stop him as he tried to eat the worms right away. Although there is a reason
He's
why
so
I said
bad at
he tried
eating
to
them.
eat the worms, because
I
he
think he gets
failed
scared.
so many times at trying to eat it.
How is he this bad at eating? I didn't know you could be bad at eating.
And eventually another fish just tried to take it from him, so he just
He's just
swam
a baby.
away. But a little later, while Franklin was chilling on the land area, I dropped another worm right in front of him, and this time he leaped
Oh, it's still
onto
alive.
it.
Oh my
and
gosh.
Oh, we got that.
Wait, is he
Oh,
going
so he
under
likes
the
it on
water
land
with
better.
Wait, I think he just swallowed it whole. Dang. Well, it's clear
Hey,
that
Ew, he's
Franklin
probably still
likes
squirming
mealworms.
inside of him.
It is a little bit hard for him to hunt them, but
Pause.
there's still the final insect to feed him, which are crickets. And these are almost as
Wait,
big
this
as
is definitely
Franklin's,
too
going to be
big.
a
I don't
tough
really know
battle.
if he's even gonna try and eat them, but I dropped
Yeah,
them
they're
in
way too big.
anyways.
Oh my
The
gosh.
crickets
They're like the
started
same
to
size.
slowly move around in the water, and Franklin definitely noticed.
He's scared.
Franklin
He's
got
scared.
into position and waited for the perfect moment to strike. And as soon as the cricket moved again, okay. Well, it turns out
It's
the
too
cricket
big.
scared Franklin away,
Yeah.
and he just
I would
hid
be
under
scared
the
too.
water.
He's such
Well,
a
now I
little
know
baby.
Franklin loves flies, sorta likes worms, and is just straight up scared of crickets. Well, now it's time for the best part of the video, where I'll be building Franklin a parkour course to
Let's
test
go!
how good he is
Yes!
at jumping. Now, you
Parkour
might be
god.
wondering how I'm actually gonna create this, and well, to be honest, I don't know. Like, actually, I do not have a plan at all. But I guess I'll just start with something I already have, which is this plastic stuff. And I'll quickly just create
Okay.
some little pillars that the fish will have to jump to.
Can Franklin jump?
Now we just gotta put these
I
into
don't
place in the
think so.
floor, and boom. Here's the game plan. There's 3 of these pillars that the walking fish will have to go
Easy.
from jump to jump. And if he gets to the final pillar, I'll give him unlimited houseflies to eat, since that's his favorite food. Alright, well the course is built, so I guess I'll just wait and see if he'll complete it.
2 hours later.
He's not just gonna
So
do it for
Franklin
fun.
never even tried to complete it on his own. I don't really know
Well,
what I was
yeah, you gotta
expecting. So
put
instead,
something
I
on
got
there.
some tweezers
Yeah,
and
lure him.
mealworms to try and bring him towards the course. But it seemed like Franklin was scared of the tweezers, so I just had to keep repeatedly dropping the food in the direction I wanted him to go in. And once he tried to eat it, I picked it up and repeated the process.
Nope.
It eventually worked to get Franklin
Hey,
over to
got
the
him.
start of the parkour course.
I
but
did this on
is the
Adam when he
hard
was
part,
younger to get him
because
to take
now
a
he
bath.
actually has to jump from platform to platform.
I figured it
so
out
I tried
quick.
the same strategy of dropping mealworms, but it was taking forever. So I had to make it a little easier for him by putting some mud leading up to it. So now it's not really a parkour course, it's more just like a walk course. But after
I
doing
still believe
that
in him.
and switching over the flies,
Oh, he
Franklin
loves a good
started
fly.
to make a little more progress. But this is where it got hard for Franklin. Because
I mean,
while
guys,
he
we're
could
watching
make it
a
up to the
fish
first
do
platform multiple
parkour.
times,
He would just
he
dip.
just wasn't going to the second platform at all. And he definitely wasn't going to go to the 3rd platform. So I just removed that and decided if he made it to the 2nd, then he would win the unlimited flies prize. So I continued trying to bring him there for
Come on,
literally
you can
2
do it there,
hours,
little guy.
But Franklin just kept abandoning mission on the 1st platform.
He's thinking about
over
it.
and
He's thinking
over.
about it.
Mission failed.
So to be honest,
Nope,
I just gave
too much
up and
effort.
scooped Franklin up onto it because I still wanted to give him unlimited flies. Yay, Franklin!
Look,
you
you
totally
did
just
it.
did that by yourself.
So you're
unlimited flies. Here you go, boy. Eat up. Eat up. Oh my god, there's so many flies. No, they're getting
They might start fighting back.
And of course, Franklin really enjoyed those flies.
Oh my
If you want to
gosh.
see
Go
more
ahead,
videos
kid.
about Franklin in the future, make sure you
That is not a
subscribe
fly,
so
that is a
YouTube will
drown.
Now, I don't think these are meant to be kept as pets, but hey, $20.
Wait,
Go wrong.
$2 per bed bug? Wait, Adam, you could be rich. We could start a business. We could easily be multimillionaires by next week.
No, actually, we gotta start sleeping in the same bed and combine our bed bugs together and start selling it for 20 bucks a pop.
Oh
Do
my
not buy bed bugs.
god.
Do not buy bed bugs, please.
We're not buying, we're selling them, Jack. They're $2 each, and then me and Adam together. Come on.
There's a business there. I mean, someone's buying them.
They're not as bad as they seem, guys. They're actually really fun and awesome.
Half the time, I think it's a bed bug biting me, and it's Alex.
Beck Bro bed bugs.
Let's just buy these.
So in this video, I'm gonna build a home for them, document exactly what it's like to have bed bugs as pets, and literally feed them my own blood at the end of the video.
That's
yes,
gross.
I'm not
Why?
kidding. I don't know why I'm gonna do
got
this
something
to
wrong with
myself. Anyways, until the bed bugs got delivered, I got an enclosure to build their home.
Now, I'm pretty sure there's no documented case of anyone keeping bed bugs as a pet. So I figured
Other than
out
Alec,
what they
no.
need myself.
He has to put a
All the
mattress in
supplies
there.
for
I
the
mean,
bed
come
They're
on.
not that
Anyways,
bad.
first
They're
up,
really
I
not that
started to pour
bad.
some coconut fiber dirt into the enclosure.
Wait, why is he putting coconut fiber dirt and not a bed in there?
That's what I'm
Am I
saying.
missing something?
How you not gonna put a bed in the enclosure for bed bugs? Come on, that was too easy.
No, Adam, he's gonna put a bed in there, obviously, but you know best that the mixture of dirt and bed equals reproductive grounds for the bed bugs.
Enclosure for step number 1, the floor. You see, for most of the floor, we want to use this dirt material, but that's not
Okay.
it. We actually want to pour a layer of sand on top of it, just like this. You see, I'm doing this because bed bugs would be almost impossible to spot if they were just on dirt, but on the sand, I should be able to see them perfectly.
And
That's
I
a
really
good
gotta
idea.
make sure I
Same
keep
thing with
track of
Alex's
every
mom in
bed
the
bug,
summer.
because if they escape, let's just say I'm not gonna be sleeping too well.
Stop talking about my mom.
Anyways, I finished off the floor by creating some little sand mounds in the back that I would soon be able to cover in decorations. And speaking of decorations, for step number 2, we're gonna put in the natural decorations.
Walmart,
For those,
baby!
I got out some simple stuff like cork bark, spider wood,
never
and some
mind.
gray stones, and strategically placed them around in the sand. I
So
even stacked a few
strategic.
pieces of wood in this corner.
Where
and
is the
covered
bed?
top in some moss to make it look like a tree. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I'm an expert designer, as you could tell.
And all this stuff is gonna be
10 out of
perfect
10.
because bed bugs like to hide under tight little spaces, just like these. Which is also why they
They
like to hide
also
under mattresses.
like to hide in butt cracks.
Yeah, he said tight little spaces. Everyone understood.
Wait, so what's the difference between a bed bug and a termite? I feel like they might be long lost cousins.
Termites live in wood, dude. Are you serious? What a crazy, stupid question.
Jack, are you dumb, person?
Yeah, it's pretty cozy under there.
To finish off the natural decorations, I planted a bit more moss around just to add some more color and bring the whole thing to life. All right, now for the next step, it's time for the artificial decorations.
And basically what that means is I literally want to build a mini bed from scratch.
There we go. Okay.
Bingo.
I was about to unsub if you didn't do
Try to
that.
hide
There it
them with
is.
Natural decorations, or if they really just love beds.
So I drove out to Walmart to grab some supplies.
Okay, so basically the plan is this. I'm gonna buy some fabric, and then I'm gonna fill that fabric with cotton. Then I'm gonna sew the
Okay.
ends of it together, and probably it'll look something like a bed. But
If TerraGreen was a real one, he would actually build the entire enclosure on his bed. That would be cool.
That sounds painful.
It's not as bad as it seems. I don't know why they get such a bad rap.
It's just itchy
Like-
at first.
They suck your blood. It's basically like unleashing a bunch of mosquitoes in your room at night. Who in their right mind would do that?
It's nice to itch them. Like, itching feels
It
good.
promotes blood
You
flow,
know?
Jack. It's natural.
You can't be serious right now. Say cap.
I'm capping.
Yeah, I'm capping.
I don't know if it's actually gonna
I
work
hate the
because
bed bugs that are in my bed.
properly sewed before.
Whoa,
but, yeah.
Anyways, I grabbed all the materials
love Walmart.
needed and
That's awesome.
drove home.
So anyways, like I was saying at Walmart, we first just put down the fabric like this. And I said I was gonna use
I don't know if
cotton,
they're gonna
but
like
I
that
found
material.
something that would work even better, which is this giant foam board.
And so with that
Oh,
foam,
cool.
I cut out a
Ooh,
bed
a
shape, then
mattress
cut
pad.
the fabric and got to sewing.
does look
Honestly,
comfy.
I had no idea what I was doing. I was kind of just threading the string through randomly, and it ended up looking pretty trash. And eventually the string came apart.
like a
so I
sponge.
decided I would
Gosh.
just do it the old-fashioned way
TerraGreen.
with some tape, and in no time it
That's
was
how I wrap
done.
my
Now, of
presents.
course, I'm gonna put this in the middle of the enclosure, but that's not all I'm gonna do. You see, the reason bed bugs love mattresses so much is because
Yeah?
they smell like humans. So basically, what I need to do is make the
Alec.
mattress smell like
Alec.
me. And I have the
I don't
perfect
smell
idea
like
for how to
human.
do that.
So I got out my bike
doesn't, I can
helmet,
confirm
lined
that.
a
You smell like
little
a stinky
towel towel rag along the front of it, put it on, and started to go for a bike ride.
So basically, I'm just gonna ride around for like 20 or 30 minutes.
Wait, TerraGreen's goes outside?
Helmet.
He doesn't just go to Walmart?
Sweat, and then I could just basically squeeze it on that little mini mattress. Yeah, I'm a genius, I know.
So I went on my
Okay, how much do you think
you're
you're selling that for?
What?
How much do you think you're selling that rag for?
Why would he sell the rag? I thought he's going to use it on the bed bugs.
Yeah, but afterwards.
Why is he selling it?
What are you talking about?
Are you making an offer?
Yes, that's what I was getting at. $50.
Wait, for your
Anyone
bed
else?
bugs?
For his sweaty rag.
I don't know why he needs to go around the block in a bike. Like, I'm constantly sweating. I'm literally, like, I can produce a towel's worth of sweat right now.
Oh, thank God we changed the subject. Thanks, Adam.
Okay, if you guys don't have bed bugs, I'm going to buy bed bugs and I'm going to put them in your room. Because you guys are weird.
Yeah, $2 a bed bug. Have fun.
I took the rag off my helmet to see if it would work.
Okay, I think there's like a solid amount of sweat on this, so I guess let me just go and try and squeeze it on top of this. Come on, just get a little bit of sweat out. Oh, shoot.
There's absolutely no way.
Sweat. Dang, wait.
That is,
Okay,
that's gross.
No.
that is so gross. That is so gross.
That is a lot of sweat.
Disgusting.
It's time to move on to the
There's
final
no
step,
way that's
which is
real.
a DIY.
It looks dry.
There is
Now,
no
you
way.
see, bed bugs are attracted to an air molecule called CO2 because it's the same molecule that humans breathe out.
And since
Carbon
bed bugs love that
monoxide?
smell so much, I'm gonna build my own custom
Dioxide,
CO2
I mean.
emitter right there, and then I'll test to see if the bed bugs like go flock towards the smell. I don't know. It'll be cool though.
Now, to make a CO2 emitter, you first got to get out a nice large soda bottle and pour all the soda out. Well, technically, you don't have to pour it out. It's just not healthy to drink that much soda.
He's pouring them out for the
That's why I'm
homies.
pouring it out. Anyways, then you get the empty soda bottle and fill it up with some special ingredients. First, we fill it up almost entirely with water and then add like 2 cups of sugar. And then the final step is to add some yeast in here, which is the same
Why
thing
not
you
just get a
use
big
to
water
bake
bottle?
bread.
Basically, all those ingredients I just added are gonna react and do some science, and basically, out the end of this tube that I attached, a bunch of CO2 is just gonna come out, and yeah, I'm just gonna see if the bed bugs go.
Bro became a
smell it or
scientist.
something. I don't know.
Well, the bed bug enclosure is
He could have easily just hired someone off Craigslist just start blowing on that thing.
Guys, we should start a YouTube channel where we get insects that nobody likes, like bed bugs, and then build them an entire enclosure and then never feed them.
Oh, like torture
You
them.
lost me on that last part.
Like we torture them because people hate them.
Yeah, we can change the end, put only nitrogen in there.
Why? What are we doing this for?
Because it's funny. And they'll...
Something's wrong with Alec today.
Alec might actually have bed bugs. I think he actually got like half of his blood sucked out of him today from the bed bugs, and then his brain cells are dying.
He's gonna be added to another watch list by the FBI.
now finished, and that means it's time to add those nasty creatures inside and be the first person to have pet bed bugs.
Don't sound so excited about it,
going
Terry.
well.
They are the bed bugs.
He's so giddy
Do you
about
guys
it.
do you guys remember when he got the Black Widow spiders and he got 3 of them and then one of them escaped and he was very chill about it?
Yep.
That same thing could happen with these bed bugs and they could multiply in his house. And he lives with his mom, so his mom could get bed bugs. And I wouldn't want to have that if I was his mom.
He doesn't have bed bugs.
She might get bed bugs now because he doesn't necessarily care about some animals escaping. He already has 1 Black Widow on the loose and he might have some bed bugs running around now.
Maybe he's like secretly into it though. You know?
that's
Maybe
nature,
that's what
baby.
he likes.
He's a bug man.
Tarzan did it.
I mean, people use it
Tarzan
all the
is a
time. It's just called
fictional
living in
creature.
nature.
Bugs. They literally just got delivered, so thankfully they weren't sitting in the snow too long. But as you guys know, I'm not exactly too thrilled to
all
be keeping
frozen.
these as a pet because, like I said, I'm literally going to let them be sucking the blood out of my arm.
Dude, he's way too into
Why do
this.
man?
Gosh,
Let me just get them in the
Really
enclosure I
sucking
built
me.
for them.
So I brought them to my table, cut the tape, and lifted the flaps.
Oh my! I think they're inside of this thing in here. Okay,
That's really
just let me
cool
just get
wrapping.
this out, and bro, genuinely, if these things escape, my mom is going to be so mad.
Speaking of escape, you might be wondering, how will I prevent them from escaping, considering the enclosure I made literally doesn't have a roof? Well,
I feel like they're good
forgot,
at jumping.
one important step, escape-proofing the enclosure.
Thank you,
But don't worry,
finally.
because I've kept ants before, and I actually got this special serum for the ants that prevents them from escaping, and I'm just hoping that'll do
Tar
the same
heel
for the
ants.
bed bugs.
Basically, you just get out a little cotton ball, put some of the special serum on the end, and rub it in along the top edges of the...
Would you guys trust that? Or would you just go out and buy a top for this thing?
I think I like the poison syrup better.
Yeah, I think that's better too because even a top, like I feel like it'd have to be like suction sealed because the bed bugs are so tiny that even with a lid, it still might be able to weasel its way out of there. But this is very effective. This is very effective. I forget what bug it is, but there's one bug that you can do with like a crayon. You just draw a circle around it and then it won't go away. It might even be a frog. I think it might be a frog.
I think I saw that with an ant.
See? Yeah, like that's a thing. Like insects, there's some things that they just will not cross no matter what.
I'm gonna try and draw a circle around your mom. See if it traps her in there.
It's like the water bear from SpongeBob.
Yeah.
Gonna be a big circle.
Closure.
All right, now even if the
Nah, I'm kidding, Mom. I'm just kidding. I'm joking, Mom.
Up, and then they're gonna get to this stuff, and basically it's just super slippery, so they're just gonna slide right off. And then finally, I'm just gonna put this top on it.
It looks kind of ugly.
That won't actually do anything because these holes are pretty sure too big. Yeah, the bugs could probably just fit through it, but whatever.
God.
Anyways, I got out the jar of bed bugs,
Here we go.
opened the top of it, and dumped about half of the
I need to meet the guy that collected these and put them in a jar and send them to him. Like, that's where the video needs to go. I would watch him just collect bed bugs.
If I had to guess, they're probably selling them as like food for some other animal, right? Like there's no way that people are just buying bed bugs for fun. I mean, it's a good prank, don't get me wrong. If you want to prank your buddies, I don't recommend. That's a bad idea, guys. Bad idea.
That's so weird to buy them like as a pet.
Everybody knows once you get bed bugs, you got to burn down your house. That's just a general rule. I read it in the Bible one time. But yeah, I think that they're probably just selling them like as food for other insects or lizards or frogs.
They don't even taste that bad, so I get it.
Okay, you don't have bed bugs. Shut up.
Side of the enclosure. Immediately, one of the bed bugs
I really hope that's not in your
around
bed.
his new home, looking for cover, and went straight into a dark spot under the nearest rock.
It's so
but
flat.
a few seconds later, I saw this bed bug, and he
That's what he
actually
said.
ran straight over to the little bed mattress I had made. And after
there we
pulling
go.
on it for a minute,
That bed
he
is
set up
huge.
camp in a little piece of cork bark right next to it. I guess the fact that I had made the mattress smell just like me was working really well, because over the next minute, I saw 2 more of the bed bugs just chilling on the mattress too.
Dang, that's actually cool how they all just went onto this little mini mattress I made instead of all the other decorations. But to be honest, I've kind of already lost track of every single one I put in. Yeah, they're just so small.
But the reason bed bugs are so small is so they can go undetected while hiding in people's beds. And when they find a victim to suck the blood of, they can literally get more than double in size with how much they suck.
I also read that they only come out at night so that you don't even know you're getting sucked until you wake up in the morning.
Where do they go in the daytime?
They hide in crevices and cracks so that you can't find them. That's why once you get bed bugs, you have to get rid of your mattress and all of your bedding, and some people burn down their houses.
No, no one does that. That's crazy.
That is a horror movie. If you're shrunken down into bed bug size, that is literally a horror movie.
Surely you could just spray your bed with something, like
Like the slippery stuff?
or pesticides.
Instead of getting rid of his mattress, Alec would just like douse himself in the slippery stuff so the bed bugs couldn't get him.
Yeah. Or I spray myself with the bug spray. Get off me, bugs!
He'd be like, I'm good for a month. They'll probably die off.
Yeah, they'll have nothing to eat and then they all die.
Let them run their course.
You're telling me that instead of getting rid of your bed, you would rather spray yourself with off insect repellent every single night before you go to bed?
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyways, bed bugs are nocturnal because obviously they feed on people at night. So in order to get them to suck my arm, I'm gonna bring my mom in here at night, show my new pet to her, and then get her to film me getting bit. This is not gonna be fun, but let's just go cut to then.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, Mom, you can come in.
Nice.
Mom, check your bed, Mom.
Hat you got on? Where'd you
She
get
has such
that?
cool merch.
TerraGreen'sstore.com.
Oh, that's cool.
Go ahead, Mom.
Come in anyways. The reason
She
I
looks
brought
like
you
she could
here,
be 14 or
you haven't
40.
seen my new pet, but basically, I have another new pet to show you. Yeah, so basically, just a channel tradition. You have to guess what pet is in there based on the stuff.
I'm gonna guess. I'm thinking a spider.
A spider?
A spider.
Well, don't get mad at me, seriously. It's bed bugs.
No, it's not, dude.
Yes, it's actually pet bed bugs. That's
No,
funny.
that's not cool.
It's pretty funny. Okay.
No, dude.
Okay, so to attract the bed bugs, I built this little contraption. Basically,
There's no way that this contraption works, right?
I'm pretty excited to see. I mean, he did the research. I mean, we're talking to Mr. Walmart right here, Adam. He does his research.
The thing is, too, the top of the enclosure, it has a million holes in it. All the CO2 is escaping. What is he doing? Like, it's not doing anything.
I really hope this works.
yeah, just take that off, and I'm just gonna pour some of this stuff. It's yeast. But basically, this is gonna have a chemical reaction.
He literally,
in
yeah,
the
he
some
did.
in there.
And after I shake it up, it's basically gonna produce carbon dioxide,
explodes.
which is CO2. I'm just gonna
Like
leave this
Mentos and
tube
Coke.
here, and we'll just see if any bed bugs
my
come out,
God,
so you can see them.
She's nervous.
Wait. Do you see that?
Oh my god.
Wait. Right, no, there actually is one right there. Do you see that?
Suck it, Adam. Suck it.
Yes.
Oh, that's a bed bug.
Oh my god.
What am I
you're
sucking?
So crazy.
But the good thing is you're not gonna have to deal with them because, well, I have to tell you something. You remember the other day I got a leech and I let it suck on my arm?
Yes.
I have to do that with the bed bugs.
No.
Yes.
No.
Okay,
They
well.
don't feed off of your arm.
Yeah, they suck your blood.
Oh my god, they do not.
So basically, I've collected about, I think, 4 of the
They
bed
do.
bugs in
They
this
do.
jar.
Yeah,
Well,
they do.
I just gotta roll up my sleeve, I guess, and we're gonna feed them.
Oh
This
my
guy's been
God.
sucked by
All
so
right,
many
so,
creatures.
You get some
I guess let
adrenaline
me just
pump right
start.
now.
We're just gonna tip
Dude,
the
there's a
jar
bunch of
like
them.
that and slowly.
Make sure to keep count.
One
How's he
on
supposed to
my
keep
arm.
track of all these?
God, dude, yeah, we're just doing one. No.
Two.
Oh, he's
just
doing
do
more.
two. Don't
Nah.
do
Crazy.
Nah.
We need to get all
The
4.
most I've ever had was
No.
3.
No. Okay, put him back.
Okay, he's
That's
only
it.
doing 3.
because they're crawling and I'm not getting them
Dude,
anywhere else.
dude,
in the
God, oh
house.
my God.
He's got 4. He's got 4.
Basically, they can
He's
pick
gonna
up
get
the
Lyme's
scent of
disease.
That's for every
what
brain
my
cell in his
arm
brain
is
right now.
like, and I'm pretty sure these 3 are already all biting me. This one's just
Oh my god, they're just going
Oh my
in.
gosh.
All 4 were
He's
biting.
getting juiced
and
like a
basically
Capri
all I
Sun.
felt was a little bit of a prick.
What if they're like carrying diseases on them?
That's what I'm saying. What if he gets Lyme's disease or something?
Well, I know ticks have that. I didn't know bed bugs have that too.
Anything could have anything, Alec. It's 2025.
Yeah, it's 2025. Why are you trying to identify these bugs?
Easy though. But over the next 10 minutes, my mom and I would watch them fill up with my blood.
Whoa.
Alright, so I just took the camera from
Oh
you,
my
and
god, they're
as you can see,
huge.
I think they're starting to fill up. Is this
Is anybody else feeling woozy?
Their booty's getting big.
I'm feeling a little
Look
woozy,
closely at
guys.
Their bodies, like you remember how they were super thin. Now they're kind of getting a little thicker.
Ugh.
They should start to
What do they
turn
do
red.
with that blood
Oh, they
now?
already are actually.
I'm gonna throw up.
Ew.
It's starting to move. That means it's done.
Oh my god,
So
good.
basically, what you do when it's done.
All of
You
them
kill
in
it.
the jar.
Nah!
You kill it.
He
Smash
needs-
it to a
he needs,
1,000
like, a little
pieces.
pair of
Basically, when they start
tweezers.
moving, that's when they're done feeding. So I put 2 of them back in the jar since they were done. Then a couple minutes later, another one finished, and then the final one a few
And we
minutes
finished
later.
on them.
Yo.
And then the last one is in
Oh
this jar
my
with
God.
them. That's how you feed your pet bed bugs.
Oh, right. Don't ever do this, anyone.
All right, well, I just let
Oh.
bed bugs suck my blood for like 10 minutes. So
He's
please
gotta put that on the
subscribe.
Patreon.
That's all I'm asking, and also
Subscribe. And make sure to check out the merchandise before Christmas because it's almost sold out.
I built a functioning beach ecosystem in my room. Throughout the month, these coastal plants and animals have evolved to survive the
beautiful.
harsh seaside environment. I even simulated intense natural disasters to see how the animals would react. Despite starting as a lifeless desert, it was able to transform into a thriving, colorful
Hermie
beach.
crab,
But
shrimpy.
to understand how,
crab,
we need to go back to
fishy.
day 1, where I got my
This guy is
tank,
clearly a fan of
materials,
Dr.
and
Plant.
some plants. I started by laying out the base of the beach with sand, and then I added in salt water.
That's smart. It's a beach.
Do you guys think he's gonna add sharks?
Maybe.
Like a great. What if you put a great white shark in there?
It is a 3-foot long tank. It can't fit. Even a baby would be too big.
You're thinking about it too much. I'm just saying, what if? What if?
I can't not think about it. Yeah, it would be kind of cool if he had like a shrinking device like Dr. Doofenshmirtz and then could just shrink them down.
Yeah, dude. If he did, what if he put a great white shark in there, shrunk it down, and then put people in there?
What are you guys talking about?
Actually, fun fact, great white sharks have never survived in captivity. Not even one. They always die.
Until now. Stay
I
tuned.
know, isn't that weird? Every other shark can be in captivity, but a great white.
Why don't they just feed him?
They do. They don't eat. They literally just like don't do anything. They stop swimming and then they die.
Wow, they must be free, or else they die. Anyway,
Back to the beach.
Despite the ocean being cloudy at first, after just a few
Ew, it
hours,
looks like
the
milk.
salt was able to fully dissolve in the water, leaving it ready to add
nice
our
clear
marine
water.
plants.
Ew, what is
I
that?
started with some basic
Seaweed.
rocks
It's a plant.
and seaweed. Then
Why
for
was it,
the
like,
land, I added
bubbly?
in a piece of wood, a bunch of tiny shells, and
I
I
like
put
it.
moss in the back
hermit
to
crabs are gonna eat
represent
them
a
up later.
seaside forest. The beach's
Oh.
foundation.
that is a
were now
lame
complete.
seaside forest. Look, these videos are awesome, and I respect how much time and effort that they put into it. Like, seriously, kudos to you, hats off. That seaside forest is trash, though. I gotta be honest. I'm just saying.
Alec
You
is
may
a
as well
hater.
not have it. You may
Alex
as
a
well not
hater.
even put it there.
Alex a hater, and he couldn't do any better. If this video gets 10,000 likes, he'll try it.
Alec is on Twitter. He's putting hate comments. He literally will never do it in his entire life.
TerraGreen, if you're watching this video, you're literally I'm one of your biggest fans, and I love your videos. That is a terrible beachside forest, though.
Were you about to tell him that he was your biggest fan?
TerraGreen, you were one of my biggest fans, but also you have a terrible forest as a beach.
But everything still felt empty and
I
lifeless.
like it, Terra
It was
Green.
time
I
to
enjoy
add
it.
in our first creature.
A
This
shell.
may just
Hermie
look like
crab.
a shell, but in reality, it's
Let's
much
go.
more. It's a protective home to keep its inhabitants safe.
Aw.
This hermit crab's like, wait a second, I'm not in a
After
cage?
surveying
Oh, look
the
at his little
beach
eyeballs.
farm, the
They
critter
spooked me
felt
out a little
safe
bit.
enough to fully come out and reveal himself. A hermit crab. The crab
Mr.
immediately
Hermie.
went up and put his back against the wall in order to spot any potential predators. Despite
Smart
their name,
little Hermie
hermit
crab.
crabs are actually very social animals. So in order to make
I
the
did
crab
not know
more
that.
comfortable, I added in a nice friend for him. The second hermit crab was shy at first.
Adam and I had hermit crabs as pets when we were younger, and one of my hermit crabs ripped the arm off of another hermit crab.
They were just wrestling. They're very social.
I don't think Adam could ever be a hermit crab because if Adam was a hermit crab, he would get too fat and he would get stuck in his shell. Sorry, that has nothing to do with what you just said.
We will nickname this hermit crab Alex.
Everything seemed to be going well,
Oh,
so I decided to
backflip.
leave the ecosystem by itself for
The
a few days.
ecosystem. It's 2 hermit crabs.
By day 4, the hermit crabs were still thriving together and had
What do they
established
eat?
their spot on the
Each
beach
other.
behind the log. But over and under the ocean, there
Yes.
was more life starting to develop.
What
Not
is
only had
it?
the plants started to grow,
Algae.
but earlier that day, I had added another form of life.
Krill?
Oh, it's a goby fish.
Actually?
It's a goby fish.
Nice.
Oh.
I love
Yeah,
those
they-
fish.
they build their own
Watchman
homes.
goby fish were swimming throughout this part of the ocean that they called
Those
their
guys are
home.
cute.
They hawk tua.
Aw.
Look, hawk
The
tua.
heck? Oh, they like clean
But
the
these
rocks?
are not just normal
They build
fish.
homes.
No, they do it. They dig it with their mouth and then spit it out. So they're a human shovel.
Hold on. Doesn't this mean that they're like an advanced species because they're able to adapt their environment? They can build their own homes. Doesn't that mean like that they're using technology?
Yeah, don't like every
Yeah,
animal
that's
ever,
most
don't
birds.
they
build shelter.
build nests
No.
or homes or
Yeah.
holes or shelter?
No.
They build their own web. Squirrels make a little home inside of a tree. Beavers
Can
build
you just
wood.
roast Alec in the comments?
Yeah, but surely that means it's like an advanced species of fish because they can build a house. No other fish build houses.
Just because you can't build a house doesn't mean that a dumb animal can.
That fish is more advanced than the 3 of us combined. We have never built a house. That thing just did it in 30 seconds.
But
I love the
these are
sound
not
effects.
just normal fish, as these gobies have the special ability to scoop up mouthfuls of sand,
They're like
filter out
Pokemon.
the food,
So many
and
nuts.
then spit the sand back out.
So it
This
is for
goby
food.
here used his ability to
Oh.
dig himself out a little home under a rock.
He's building a home.
He just
Smart.
said he does it for food.
Well, it's
Not
multitask.
only does this give the fish a tasty
He's not eating
meal,
rocks.
but it plays a
2 for 1
crucial
special.
role in cleaning the sand of our ocean and helping the entire
Smart.
ecosystem become self-sustainable.
Wow.
I left the
Ecosystem is
beach
a stretch
alone
right
over
now.
The next few days, and when I came back on day 9, I noticed a problem. The animals
hermit crabs
and
are
plants
dead.
were all fine, but hidden on some of the glass, early signs of algae had started to grow. While it wasn't much, if left unchecked for a while, it could lead to an overall decrease in water quality for the entire ocean.
Is that fish dead?
This is horrible.
What animal cleans algae? Pop quiz.
Suckerfish.
I was gonna say a starfish. Comment down below.
How are you gonna pop quiz us if you don't know the answer?
Well, we're about to find out. He's about to tell us.
Suckerfish.
I didn't talk about your dream fish that you want to swim with. I talked about to clean the algae.
Dolphin.
Now,
Thank you,
of course,
Jack.
I could just clean it myself, but that's boring. So instead, I have another plan.
Oh, it
I
might
went
be a
out
snail.
and bought 5 of these Astrea snails.
Hey,
with
who gets
beautiful
snail?
looking shells,
Snails!
Nice.
And I let them
Snails!
loose into the sea.
I had
one
snails
by
when I
one.
was younger.
These snails love eating algae, and when left alone, they will simply go around cleaning the entire tank. There is
Yummy
one problem with
algae.
snails, though, and that is they are sort of known for being extremely slow.
That's right.
So to help
No,
clean up
really?
any algae that shows up, I'm also
Same.
gonna add in another creature that eats algae.
What is that?
Introducing marine hermit crabs. Now,
Say
you may
what
be
now?
Thinking we already have these on the beach.
Wait a second. Are all hermit crabs not marine hermit crabs?
Well, no, because some live on land.
Yep, some land, some water.
But how do they do that?
It's like sea turtles and regular turtles, Jack.
It's a tortoise and a turtle.
This one's a hermit, the other one's a crab. It's really
Yeah.
not that
Jack,
complicated.
it's simple
They're
stuff
both
here.
hermit crabs. They're
Please.
both hermit crabs.
I can't watch these videos with Jack anymore. He literally knows nothing.
Guys, I am bringing up facts. Alec just said one's a hermit, one's a crab. What are we talking about?
That's
You
a
just don't
fact.
get it.
Beach. But the truth is, these are actually incredibly different from the hermit crabs
Thank
we
you.
have on the land. For one, they're like 30
Roasted.
times smaller.
Yo!
And
Oh my
two,
God, it's
these
tiny.
guys need to live underwater and survive
Interesting.
off eating algae.
That shell's way
While
too
on
big.
the other hand, the hermit crabs that live on the land eat moss and these little pellets. The newly
That's
added
cheating.
marine hermit crabs will do a great job at fitting between the cracks of rocks and accessing places that the snails might miss. Plus, these crabs are faster than the snails.
That's good.
Okay, maybe they're not even that fast. By day 14, the ecosystem was starting to look very cool with all sorts of different life forms. But one issue that I started to notice was in the moss that was supposed to represent a seaside forest. Over the days, the moss had started to grow at a rapid pace.
It's growing.
Overrun. So far, I hadn't introduced many animals to the land portion of the beach, so this was the perfect opportunity.
I think he's gonna introduce a cricket.
He literally just said that.
And
I
guess that.
He just said that. It says it on the YouTube video too. It says crickets.
You guys know what to do.
No, actually, great job, Adam.
W, dirt boy.
Great job. You were literally so dumb. Oh.
Crickets!
Wow, Adam.
Not only do they love to eat moss, but they also wouldn't interfere with anything in the water.
Crickets can't swim.
I added in a couple around the mossy area, and they got straight to work eating the excess moss.
Wow, those guys are.
Guys, what do you think crickets eat? What do you guys think crickets eat? I think it's moss. I think that they eat moss. What do you guys think? Do you get it? Because that's what Adam just did. That's literally what Adam just did.
I can't say for sure what crickets do and do not eat.
I'm not a cricket, so I can't answer that.
One of the crickets had made a mistake. He had wandered onto the sand towards a resting hermit crab.
Idiot!
Now, hermit crabs are usually peaceful, but if they feel threatened, they will use their sharp claws.
You fool!
The cricket was walking towards
What are you doing? Do you want to die?
He's poking the bear.
Turned
Do you
around
want to
and
die?
spotted the cricket.
What
The
are you
hermit
doing?
crab got
Get him.
closer and closer until it eventually gave
It's
the
about to be a
cricket
cricket sandwich.
Wait, hermit crabs eat crickets? I didn't
Don't
know
eat
that.
anything.
crab didn't feel threatened enough and decided to just go on.
Oh, he's just, he's chilling.
That was a close call.
He was
You
just
better
kidding.
get back
He was
to eating
joking.
some
He was
moss.
joking about it.
Another few days passed, and today I wanted to simulate an extreme seaside weather event
guy's an
to see
animal.
how the animals would react.
What is he
so
about to
I
do?
turned off
How does he simulate lightning? Does he have a taser and he just...
I think he's just gonna pick up the cage and go,
Maybe he'll go over to the light switch and go light on, light off, light on, light off.
Imagine us three could do that. I could be the one shaking it. Jack could be light on, light off, light on, and then
And I'll have the taser to tase the water.
let's do it.
started to pour down rain.
And then Alec
How
can
is he
pee.
doing that?
Alec
Is he
can pee
peeing?
for rain.
Oh, he turned on the
Hermit crabs
shower.
were not very happy and immediately had to take cover under the large log.
I would look
But
up like,
despite the rain being annoying
bro.
for the animals, it's actually very important. This is because over time, the salt water gets too salty, and the freshwater rain will even it out to the correct salinity level. And during
course.
thunderstorms at beaches, the waves also get bigger. So in order to simulate this, I added in
What
a
the
water
heck?
pump at the edge of the
This
ocean.
guy's ruthless.
The
What
water
the?
was now moving fast, and the gobies had to hide under rocks to avoid the current. The
Oh,
hermit
no,
crabs
guys,
and
some
their
menace.
shells were also getting
Oh my-
pulled
Oh
around a
no,
little.
they're getting wrecked.
But
They're gonna
thankfully
get
for the
buried.
snails, they were able to just grab onto a wall and avoid the
They're chilling.
extreme water conditions.
Those snails suck.
After a little while, I removed
Literally.
the pump, stopped
Literally.
the rain, and turned back
That was it?
on the
No
light.
lightning?
Morning
The storm was
time.
now over.
That was a
It
lame
was now
storm.
day 22
Oh, next to
on
an
our
earthquake.
beach, and it was getting closer to
Earthquake.
the end of the 30-day simulation. But before the end, I wanted to make sure the entire ecosystem was self-sustainable. So far,
I want
we
him to
already had
simulate
many
a meteor
things to
strike.
do this, such as gobies that clean the sand,
Just gonna throw a
hermit
rock in
crabs
the
and
water.
crickets that ate the moss,
That's on fire.
the snails that ate the algae, and much more. But one important thing we were lacking was a creature that would eat dead organisms and organic waste that would
Oh.
otherwise pollute the water.
What?
Of course.
What? What animal
He
is
has
it?
to add it's a scavenger.
I knew Jack had no idea what he was eating. He said, "Oh," like he knew the answer.
Hold on, I'm brain
He's definitely
blasting.
looking up what it is.
No, my hands are right here. See, it's gonna be the mighty raccoon fish or a shrimp, one of the two.
So in order to solve this, I added in a new creature.
How did he get
Yeah,
that?
dude.
Introducing the
Yeah,
camel
dude, he
shrimp.
totally
He
didn't
looked
cheat
it up.
for
By
that.
far the coolest
He
Look
looking
at the
Totally
look at the
didn't cheat.
designs on it.
ocean because,
Raccoon
I
shrimp.
mean, just look at
Oh
it.
wow, that
The
thing's cool.
shrimp immediately felt comfortable enough to explore around his new
I like how it
home.
walks.
And along the way, he encountered one of the hermit crabs.
Oh,
the little crab
this is
seemed
bad.
to be scared at first and hid
lunch.
in his shell. But soon enough, the two creatures seemed to become friends.
What the
The
heck?
shrimp
Unlikely
quickly became
friends.
the king of the ocean. Wherever he walked, the other animals like fish would move out of his way. But soon enough, the shrimp found a nice cozy spot on this rock to take a rest. Day 29 was now here, but our simulation wasn't over yet. As now, I was going to add in our final life and finish off our beach ecosystem.
Turtle!
To make
What
space
is
for what
it?
I was going to add,
Yeah,
I had
turtle.
to remove this bit of seaweed. And in its place, I put a beautiful piece of coral. Okay,
Oh,
it's not very
nice.
beautiful yet, but in a few days, once it's adjusted to the water, it'll become alive and
coral
colorful. Now,
reef.
coral isn't just a plant or a rock. It's actually home to hundreds of these extremely tiny animals called polyps. Polyps produce a chemical called calcium carbonate, which helps the coral they live on survive.
I knew
I'll
that.
just have to leave this coral here over the next few days until it fully lights up and comes alive.
Ooh, I can't wait.
On day 30, every animal, including the hermit crabs, gobies, snails, marine crabs, crickets, shrimp, and plants, were now living in peace with one another in a self-sustainable ecosystem. Thanks for watching, and if you didn't know, I'm very...
We didn't even get to see the coral!
This is only my second ever video.
Maybe he will do 100 days very soon.
Piranhas in movies depicted as these crazy, evil fish that will eat anything they lay their eyes on. But despite how deadly they're made out to be, for some reason, you can legally buy them to keep as a pet.
So I'm gonna buy 6 piranhas.
Red belly
build them a
piranhas.
home, and test to
6?
see if they're
Only
actually
35
as
bucks?
vicious
That's
as the
not bad.
movies made them out to be.
One is enough.
Yes, I will be putting my hand inside of their
No!
Why would he do that?
He's a psycho.
Piranhas are one of the only fish that have teeth. Like, they can literally bite you. They don't just suck, they munch and they tear and they wiggle.
Exactly. I think they might be more vicious than sharks.
I think it's like if you took a shark and you literally scrunched it down into a rat form.
Yeah, it's a mini shark.
Let's just put it like this. Would you guys rather go into a pool filled with 100 piranhas or one shark?
One shark.
One shark.
What? Yeah, me too.
Day, the delivery van dropped off the package that supposedly had the cold-blooded killing piranhas.
That was fast. I'm hoping all these guys survived the shipping, since as you can see, it's pretty cold out. But anyways, let's
They're
get
all
these
popsicles.
inside.
So I got out this 20-gallon tank I had laying around and filled it up with some cycled water. Then I cut open the tape on the box
That's a
that
big
had
knife.
the piranhas inside.
He's gonna kill them by
Oh
accident.
shoot, bro! There is literally piranhas right under my.
He's gotta be more careful. I'd have a 10-foot pole.
And oh, I cannot believe I'm gonna be keeping these.
Yo.
What the heck?
Thankfully, every single piranha had survived the shipping,
Let's
so I put all
go.
6 of them into the tank.
They're so tiny.
Is there like a scientific reason why they don't just start gnawing each other and trying to eat each other?
Because they're not cannibals.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, good point, Alec.
I'm not gonna lie, they're pretty cute though. They're cuter than what I thought a piranha would look like.
They kind of remind me of goldfish a little bit.
Guys, don't get any ideas. Don't be crazy now.
I think they eat goldfish.
I eat goldfish.
The snack that smiles back.
Goldfish.
Put them in, I realized they were barely moving and definitely not acting like normal vicious piranhas.
And look, I can literally
Interesting.
drop a cricket into the water, and usually
Okay.
they go crazy
GG's.
immediately eating that
He's
up,
dead.
But check it out, no reaction. at
What?
all.
You see, the reason they're not moving is because they need a way bigger tank with all the right stuff inside. So I got out a new
Wow,
tank
they're
and
stubborn.
filled it with 100 pounds of sand. We gotta do
Oh
this
my
because of course
goodness.
the first
Wow.
step is creating
That's
the
like
floor
1/3
and
the size of Adam.
decorations. To continue this process, I started to use these sort of thin sticks and use a hot glue gun to hang them from the top of the enclosure.
Oh, here we
you
go.
see, these piranhas that I bought are red-bellied piranhas, which are supposedly the most vicious species, and they live in the Amazon River where there's all these roots and stuff hanging in the water. So that's what
Guys, how close are we to the Amazon River?
At least a couple thousand miles.
Okay, so like there should be a problem for us. Like the chances of us running into a flock of piranhas is like slim.
Yeah, no, you have a better chance of probably getting struck by lightning than getting bit in the toe by a piranha.
Unless you order them to your house, like this maniac.
I did not know this was legal.
Well, apparently he's gonna stick his hand in there eventually.
If it was me, I would just spin a wheel and whatever body part it landed on, I'd stick it right in there.
For money, right? For money?
Oh, I love pain.
Anyways, next up, it was time to use even more wood. You see, this time I want to stack up some thicker wood to make it look like a massive tree trunk is growing from out of the water. So I actually took the wood out and used some water-safe spray foam to connect all the pieces together with some
I love when he
branches
sprays out
coming off.
foam.
And then once all the spray
Sticky
foam
poo.
and stuff on it has dried, we just plop it in there like that. And boom, there we go. Check it out. You can even see the roots and stuff.
Right, but it's poking out of the
Whoa.
top.
But there's still
Don't worry about it, it's
decoration
aesthetic.
we have to put inside
Piranhas
here.
can't
First
climb,
of all,
Alec.
you guessed it, just some more wood randomly scattered around, but then some rocks because
This is
pretty
all
much
gonna be
every
underwater.
Amazon riverbed has them, and
By the way.
finally some pebbles like this, which I dropped around the enclosure, and some even tinier little pebbles,
Really?
which I also dropped around the enclosure, which makes the sand across the whole thing look a little more realistic.
Well, I'd say this is a pretty good
Great
start
idea.
to the base
I'm
of the
liking
tank,
it
but
so
now it's time for
far.
the fun part. Let's go get some aquatic plants for this.
That is not the fun part.
I'm not gonna lie, the
He's back at Petco.
Dude, 14 bucks for a plant is insane.
All these plants are like
they're dead.
I thought he was gonna go to Home Depot
with a little leaf. But let's buy all the ones here that are alive.
Why go to Home Depot? Just go outside. There's many plants outside.
He has to buy stuff that's native to South America.
No, but Adam, these are aquatic plants too. Like you can't just go take grass and put it underwater. It's going to suffocate. That's not how it works, Adam. You have to buy plants that specifically live underwater. That's like buying a fish and then trying to walk it outside and expecting it to work. It's not how it works.
Yeah, that ended badly.
All I'm saying, he should have went to Home Depot or Walmart. He would have saved himself probably 50%.
So I picked out all the good plants and even found this little cool vine one, which of course I had to get to.
Ooh, that looks
so
like a
I drove
goldfish.
home and
He's
got
gonna use
all
that for
the plants
personal use.
out.
Oh man, this is already the most plants I've gotten for a video, and that's not even including this big bag of leftover plants Petco had.
Anyways, I went and put each of the plants in the sand across the tank and filled it up with a bit of water.
So
that way
worth
the
it.
roots of the plants could stay nice and moist while we continued building.
Oh, and I almost forgot the most important part. This vine thing. Let's just put this across.
That just
the
looks like a
branches
long turd.
that, and oh
Yeah.
That is not worth it at all.
Looks like a vine.
Looks like an
next up,
orangutan.
as you can see,
That
I've
is
left this
awful.
little area here.
That was
empty.
not worth
That's
20
because
bucks.
I want to build a graveyard here with a ton of skulls
A
and stuff because
graveyard?
apparently piranhas are deadly. So I drove out to buy some.
Dude,
Okay, I'm not pet smart first.
he needs to get a list. Get a list of everything you need so you don't have to keep driving to the store, then back, then to the store, then back.
Adam, has an idea never slapped you in the face? Sometimes you just get ideas and they're random and then you're like, I guess I gotta go back to Petco. Happens to me at least once a week.
Skull decoration, so I'm gonna get that. Ooh, and they got a tiny little animal skull. I'm definitely gonna get that too.
So I bought those and a couple more decorations with skeletons on them. Then after getting home, I put some of the larger skulls around in the sand. I even replaced some of the
that's
rocks
looking
in the
good.
back of
Halloween
them
is in
so this place would
October,
look
dummy.
extra spooky.
Then with
Oh,
these
Adam,
tiny
'cause
little
they're
skull
skulls,
beads,
'cause the
I'm gonna
piranhas
go and
kill.
paint them around in the sand, just
Oi,
like that.
oi,
And I'm gonna
matey.
sprinkle a little bit of sand on top.
This is not Pirates of the Caribbean. What is he
There we
doing?
go. Check the graveyard out.
I hope the
That's
piranhas
pretty
don't
good.
try to
Bunch
eat
of
it.
Skulls on the floor, all those other big skulls. Yeah, I like it.
And now finally, to finish this tank, we gotta do the
is pretty
DIY
cool.
technologies. And for the first
What is
one,
that?
I have one of my coolest ideas ever.
What?
But I had to go buy
Oh
more
my
stuff at the
God!
store.
All right,
No.
so while the-
Walmart!
He's actually doing this.
Sorry, I'm returning to my
He's doing this on
basics, don't
purpose
worry.
to make
The
us
reason I'm
mad.
at Walmart is because I gotta get a bunch of food that the piranhas are gonna like.
So I got some beef, sardines, tuna,
Whoa.
and bone broth. And
Wait,
also got
I think
some
I'm a
They
piranha.
eat in the Amazon?
Wait, he's feeding them like real high quality beef. Like I don't even buy that for myself.
Wait, what?
And he's buying that for his pet piranhas.
These pet piranhas, they gotta be, you know, the best piranhas of all time.
I want to watch his piranhas eat other fish. I want to watch him eat goldfish. I want to watch him eat Nemo and Dory, and I just want to watch them go to town. That's what I want to see.
I
Or
don't
put a
know
baby
what
in
you
there.
mean
Nobody
by that.
knows.
Have we ever seen baby versus 6 piranhas before? I haven't.
Alec, I just looked it up, and piranhas have never recordedly killed a person.
That's what they want you to know.
Weren't you the one that said they're more dangerous than sharks?
That's what I thought, but myth has been busted.
Oh my gosh. Wait, no.
They're scavengers,
Stay.
guys. They eat the remains of animals that
Oh,
other
they're like
things
the
kill.
vultures
Exactly, guys.
of
the sea.
water. Sea.
Sea vultures.
After food, I just bought into the blender and blended it up.
Oh my
After it
God.
was done, as you can
Yo,
see,
that kinda looks
most of
good.
This nasty liquid stuff.
Oh yeah, nasty
But
actually.
anyways, I sucked the liquid up
Is
into
there
the
meat in
syringe
there?
thing and brought it over.
That looks like
to
a
the
strawberry
tank.
banana
This might
smoothie.
seem kind of complex, but it's actually genius. You see, I can basically squirt some of this.
I say that all the
water,
time
and it
to all my
spreads
plants.
the scent around. And what I'm gonna do is attach it to the
Okay.
side of the enclosure. And whenever I want to get the piranhas mad and in hunting mode, I just squirt a little bit of this out the end. And
Hey, yo!
Absolutely
What the heck?
crazy.
Hey!
To the side of it was
This
done.
guy
And now the
loves
next technology is these
his
two
glue
water
gun.
pumps and some bubble walls. I started to set up across the whole back of the tank. You see, right now this stuff does nothing. But once I fill up the entire tank with some cycled water, which took a long time because of how big it was, check out what it can do.
All right, now if I go
Bubbles.
and plug in these pumps,
Bubbles.
as you can see, it
Bubbles.
starts to make bubbles.
Bubbles.
at the back of the
Bubbles.
enclosure.
That is pretty
Bubbles.
cool.
Pretty cool.
Shark
Basically,
bait,
this little
hoo-ah.
air pump just blows air into this tube, which goes into there. But what I could actually do is unattach
the-
that and just
What's
blow
that noise?
it. My-
What I can do is unattach that and then put it in my butt.
What the heck?
Then
What?
turn it back on.
No!
Ah, bubbles, bubbles!
Stinky bubbles.
Just keeps farting. A little bit of poop gets in there.
I mean, he did say DIY.
The piranhas turn mutant. They grow legs. They take over the world.
The internet is so lucky I don't have a channel like this.
Myself to make bubbles.
Wow.
Whoa.
That's a lot of bubbles.
This guy can blow.
That's cool. Anyways, the last technology is this little fish.
No, not Nemo.
Shown this in a video
They're gonna
before.
trick
So what I've
the
got is
piranhas.
the upgraded version. Yeah, this one's way bigger and way cooler. Which, as you can see, if I just go and put
That is
it
a
in the
big
water
Nemo. It looks like it's
this,
upside
it
down.
starts to swim around like
No.
a normal
I think
fish.
they're gonna
Yeah,
get
I just
scared
think
of
it'd be
it.
funny if I maybe tested the piranhas to see if they try to eat it or something. Anyways, this tank
What's up
is
with
now
this
complete.
guy?
And speaking of the piranhas, it's time to get them inside.
Oh, yo, I just walked
Oh,
up
gosh,
to
are they all
piranhas.
dead?
They haven't seen me
What
yet.
kind of
Look
ritual
at
are they
what they're
doing?
They're like hunting around
They're doing
for
a
food
ritual.
right now. What?
Hoo-ha,
I'm gonna try my best
hoo-ha.
to not get bit here. Oh, no.
So I grabbed the temporary tank they were in and brought it over to their new home so I could...
All right, guys, let's be honest, okay? Those things are way smaller than I thought piranhas would be. I don't think a bite would even hurt that much. What do you guys think?
It wouldn't, but you gotta remember, piranhas hunt in packs. So there could literally be hundreds, if not thousands of them. And I think it'd be way worse to like get attacked by a million tiny bites than one giant bite. You know, a shark can end your life like dink, overdone, cool. This way that would just be endless pain and suffering until you die.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. Yeah, I don't want that. I want the one bite. Everybody knows the rules.
Scoop them out.
Okay, they definitely look more aggressive than the first time I did this, but I'm just gonna carry
They're getting
What
hungry.
about them?
one guy
What-
out
what
just
makes
like
them look
that.
aggressive? Am
Oh,
I
shoot,
missing
he's mad,
something?
He's mad, but I'm just gonna put him into the new tank, and there you go. Be free, my friend. New home.
He
So
looks
I did
so
that same
cute.
process with
He
the
does not
other
look
5,
aggressive.
and there we go. The piranhas
They look
were
like
in their
gang.
new home.
The boys
They
are
look like
back.
goldfish.
Immediately they packed up like piranhas do.
They're like the
and looked
popular
as though they
kids
were
in high
already
school.
on the hunt for food once again.
Well, these piranhas look pretty hungry, I'm not gonna lie, or maybe piranhas are just always hungry. So now I'm gonna feed them the first of 5 different food sources.
What is he feeding them? It needs to blur that.
Worms?
Number 5 is
Feeding
the
them
hand.
mealworms. If you remember, I had this pipe with the delicious juice inside,
Oh,
which
yeah, I
I went and
remember.
squirted
Yeah,
inside.
how could I
to let the
forget?
piranhas know it was feeding time. And as you could guess, they immediately started to go up and eat it, which kind of made a mess. But yeah, they were
That's
loving
like smoking
it.
a vape.
Oh gosh, do you see that?
He, like,
They're all
threw it up.
gathering around the little area where I just put it in.
So now that they were ready, I dropped in the mealworms, and one started to sink down. 2
Uh-oh.
of the piranhas
Uh-oh.
noticed
Oh, you're
it
dead.
and kinda
You're
took
dead.
nibbles
You're
at
dead.
it.
Oh, they're
But
playing
they
a
were
game
kinda
with
just
them.
playing around with it more
They're
than
just
they
tasting
actually
them.
eating it. And that same
Mwah.
thing kept happening
Mwah.
to most of mealworms.
Who's a good
but that
little
was
worm?
until I saw
Mwah.
this, where 3 of them took turns devouring
Oh.
it up, and yeah, this one
Oh.
actually got eaten.
Okay, well,
He slurped that up
mealworms,
like
I'm gonna
spaghetti.
give about like a 2 out of 10 on how much the piranhas like them.
But as you can see, second on the list, we're gonna be feeding them crickets.
Now, if you remember at the start, the
Oh my God,
piranhas
they're still
wanted
alive.
nothing to do with the crickets. But let's see how they'll react now that they're in
Uh-oh.
this new tank.
So
They're
I
gonna
dropped
drown.
in just one, and because it was just floating there, I grabbed it with tweezers to show
Oh,
the
poor
piranhas.
guy.
So you can
Oh
see they
my
picked up the
God.
memo that this was alive, and
Yeah.
they sort of started to nibble
Eat
it like
it.
the mealworms. But not even a single
Nice.
piranha actually took a big enough bite to eat this cricket.
Okay, that was pretty bad. The crickets, I'm gonna give it a 1 out of 10 because the mealworms.
Zero!
at least did
0 out of
some
10.
them. I guess
I'm
these
like
piranhas
no
just don't
longer
really
scared
like
of piranhas.
insects.
I feel like piranhas, they're more friendly than anything else at this point. They get a bad rep.
It's because they're full right now. If they were hungry, they would get you. Which they might be hungry by the time they get to his hand.
They haven't eaten in like days.
I thought piranhas had like British teeth, you know, where it's like, oi, oi, matey, ah.
Like a horse, but sharp.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that piranhas are just cute little cuddly overgrown goldfish, and I think I might buy one. What do you guys think?
I think you definitely could use a friend. I think you should get one.
I know.
You should make one big exhibit with your bearded dragon. Have your bearded dragon on one side and then big water on the other side. Piranhas over there, bearded dragon over there.
And then my bearded dragon could be like the king of the piranhas.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good idea, me. Thanks, me.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna go to Amazon.
That's why I'm gonna rapid fire the next 2 off.
Cheeseburger.
I've got salmon and ground beef, which is a lot more smelly. They better like this.
I started by waving the salmon around in the water
Come
until
on.
the piranhas noticed it.
I
And
would
once
take a
few
bite.
started to come up and nibble it, I accidentally dropped it into the sand where
Oh my God.
He fumbled.
up. They huddled around it like
Put
a
the
pack
fries
of
in the bag.
hyenas and started to actually take little chunks out of the
Yo.
piece for
Oh,
them to eat.
okay,
So
this
I
is
did
a
the
little
same thing with
terrifying.
the ground
Yo.
beef and held it in the water. And this time the piranhas were even more interested, and instantly the entire pack huddled around it and took turns taking their bites.
That's pretty
out of it.
scary.
I even noticed that the scraps of it had fallen onto the floor and were getting surrounded by the piranhas too.
Well, dang, I'm gonna give the salmon an 8 out of 10 and the ground beef a 9.5 out of 10. Yeah, they love
Oh my
that
God, his
so
hand
much,
is next.
But,
For this to actually work, I think he would need an open flesh wound.
What do you mean actually work?
Like for them to start nibbling on it.
That's a good point. Well, because, and also they need to smell the blood, you know? They need to know that until there's any blood, they'll probably just think that his hand is a threat. And I would imagine that they'll just leave him alone.
So what if he put his hand in, but inside of his hand, he had like a little meatball?
Yeah, it could work, probably work.
You're making me hungry, Jack.
I'm getting pretty hungry. These piranhas are eating way better than I normally do.
My hand now. I said I would do it in the intro, so, you know, let's just do it. 3, 2,
I can tell by his hand he's 5'7".
go. Start the timer. Let's see how long I can keep it in here.
Right away, nothing really happened because none of the piranhas were near my hand.
He's
but I
a
knew
psycho.
This was kind of cheating, so I moved my hand.
Oh, here's one comes. Oh my God.
Oh, he's getting scared. No, don't get scared.
I moved it away to avoid
I would be
getting
scared.
bit. So of course, I moved my hand back over to the pack, where some of them definitely.
You should have put his mom's hand in there.
Me,
well, let him bite you, dude. Come on.
Why would he?
Yeah, don't be weird.
A common misconception that piranhas are evil towards humans, like all the movies. If a black widow walked into a Venus flytrap, what would happen? Would the trap close on top of the spider and eat it whole, or would the black widow be able to use its venom to squeeze its way out? Well, I'm gonna be testing just that, along with tons of other insect types, to see how strong Venus flytraps really are. Now,
so in today's video, we're gonna be voting to see which bugs we think can escape the Venus flytrap.
I mean,
I didn't realize Venus flytraps were that strong.
It's in the name, Venus fly trap. Like the word fly is in the name, so I'm pretty sure he can take out most flies. But I've never actually seen it against a black widow, a cricket, or whatever other insect that dude's got.
It's not called a Venus spider trap. Think about that one, Adam.
Adam's middle name is Big Nose.
Not true.
So he does have a big nose.
To get a Venus flytrap, you gotta, of course, buy one online, and so I found this website. There was two
steal
different
mine from
options of
Walmart.
stuff to buy: a cheap $10 Venus flytrap bundle and an expensive $100
he's splurging.
bundle.
Whoa. This is actually perfect. I think I'm gonna buy both of these trap bundles. Then I'll be able to test the cheap and expensive traps to see which will be more effective at catching insects. But hey, I guess let me just check them out.
I like that idea.
Thankfully, only a couple days later, I got the traps delivered in the mail. After taking them out, I separated them into cheap and expensive.
Whoa, wait, that's the cheap side? He got 4 of them. That's only $10.
Did anybody else not know that there were different types of Venus flytraps? I thought that it was just like one Venus flytrap and it could be bigger or smaller, but I didn't realize there were different colors.
Yeah, they must have different last names or something, but they all share the same first name.
I think the more expensive ones are gonna have like more venom inside of it or whatever the heck is inside these fly traps.
They're probably from different regions of the world too. Like the Venus flytraps that live in the Amazon rainforest, for example, might be stronger than the ones that live in your regular forest.
You can see the cheap Venus flytraps actually gave me quite a lot for just $10. And the traps themselves did look pretty healthy, big, and had that signature green and red color. Nice. However, over on the expensive side, you can see these are a bit different.
Woo!
They're not even packaged at all.
They're like tacos.
And they look way more natural with moss all around the dirt. However, the main difference in these ones is that they're basically fully red. Like they literally look like an apple. I've never seen Venus flytraps like that. But other than that, these traps mostly look the same, and hopefully at least one of them will be able to successfully trap.
Whoa.
Okay, there's no way, right? There's no way. That thing is bigger than it. How? How is it ever gonna get inside of its mouth?
No chance. No, sir. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. That thing is escaping for sure.
They're gonna have to team up on that one. They're gonna have to get 2 of them together to like sandwich it. That's the only way.
If Venus flytraps were fast, then maybe they could get the spider, but the spider is so quick that I don't know how the spider is gonna get trapped by this Venus flytrap. I think I'm switching teams.
Jack, a fly is also super fast. They get trapped. Think about that.
I know, but the flies are so tiny. Like, even if this thing's leg gets trapped, it's just gonna be able to pull it out. It's gonna be like me when I have really tight jeans on. I'm gonna get stuck, but I'm ultimately gonna get out.
All right.
But before we test the black widow, we also got some other insects to test, starting with a fly.
Thankfully, I'm a weird bug guy, so I just got a container of a bunch of flies, which might actually mostly be dead.
How?
I think some are alive in there.
First of all, let's get the plants in their testing chambers, and we'll be testing the strength of the cheap $10 traps first. Without wasting any time, I just put in a single fly and put 30 minutes on the clock. And if it gets caught before the timer's up, I'll add in some more.
Fun fact, those flies are flightless flies, so I don't even know what to call them. Do we call them walks?
I guess so. Why do they have wings then? That's so embarrassing. That's
They were literally bred specifically so they can't fly.
so sad.
It's like Adam.
Little does this fly know, he just walked into a death trap. He's gonna
Yeah, good point,
die.
Adam.
And some more flies. But instantly, as you can see, the fly started to climb along the glass to try and escape.
Maybe he does
Thankfully, though,
now.
I've sealed this enclosure
Help me!
shut, and once the fly realized that, he ended up going back down to the floor. Now, this is
Oh.
where things
Uh-oh.
get interesting, because the fly landed on one of the pots with all of the the Venus flytrap plants. What makes Venus flytraps so effective is actually their nectar. Just like normal flowers, these traps also produce nectar around this little green lip part of the plant. And basically what it's designed to do is lure...
Does anybody else think that the background song kind of sounds like Funky Town from Shrek 2?
Beep, beep, boom, beep, boom, 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 beep, boom.
Yeah, I thought it was getting funky up in this.
What does it have to do with this video?
That fly's gonna die to Funky Town.
Lure hungry insects in, and while they're eating the plant, of course, it's shut. But I guess because these plants are so cheap, they didn't have very much of that nectar.
Yeah, you cheap plant.
After standing around for like a minute, the fly just flew away without even stepping.
Produce
in any
more
of the
nectar!
jars. And from there on out, the fly basically drained the 30-minute timer down all the way to 3 minutes by just standing on the glass. However, eventually, he decided to explore new cheap Venus flytraps.
He's plotting.
And this time, he got a little bit too close because he stepped onto one of the traps.
Oh, he wants that juice.
Yo!
If you think about it, the Venus flytrap is pretty much a living mousetrap. That's exactly how we make our mousetraps. They're literally the exact same way.
True. It's true. Alec, would you still go to McDonald's if there was a 1% chance that in every McDonald's drive-thru there was a ginormous Venus flytrap in the drive-thru that could chomp you?
Yes, I would.
Fair enough, I would too.
Also, I don't have perms, so if you can give me
insane.
perms.
Maybe not. Maybe don't.
There you are, glittering coyote. You now have perms.
And it could literally close on him right now. But the trap took a second too long, and the fly was able to fly out once.
Oh, it's so slow!
It is so slow. That is nothing like a mousetrap.
Activate their jaws, which I'll go more in depth with when the trap actually traps an insect. For now, the fly just sort of walked around on the dirt for the rest of the timer, and well, the cheap trap was a fail. Thankfully, over on the right, we got the expensive one though.
I bet the expensive one, when they get there, it's gonna be so much quicker.
Also, though, I think with smaller insects like that, it is a little bit advantageous to move slowly. Like, if there's a fly on the table, you know, you go like this. You like creep on it, you creep up, you creep up, you creep up, bang! And then you get it. You know what I'm saying? So I think if it moves slowly, the fly wouldn't even realize that it's getting trapped until it's too late.
If the fly was in your hand, you're telling me that you're gonna close real slow and not just go boop, dead, gotcha.
I might start slow. And then once I feel like I'm at the point where I can get it, bang! Ah! What is Adam doing?
10 times more, and this should have a much better result. So I put in a new fly, and let's get the timer started.
Ooh, this one can actually fly.
Now I'm not gonna lie, this fly was a bit.
Oh, he's freaking out.
For the first really just
why can't I go through these walls?
I've seen these guys before. My brother died to one.
Barriers for the Venus flytraps to do their thing. Instantly, you can tell the fly was way more drawn to the traps, as these expensive ones have a much stronger, more smelly nectar. And that was proven because right after the fly
No!
But quickly it walked out right as the trap closed.
These traps are awful.
Replay, the trap may have missed the fly.
He's got grandma reactions, bro. The dude walked on him for like 5 seconds, walked off. Oh, he's here! Oh, he's here! He's here! He's here!
How do these plants survive in the wild? They're
I was
awful.
just thinking that. The craziest thing to me is we are watching millions of years of evolution, and that's the best we can do? Seriously?
Maybe he was sleeping and just woke up after a nap and was like, oh.
I wasn't even that hungry.
But comparing the cheap and expensive traps, the expensive one closes way faster. And only a minute later, the fly was still chilling near the traps. And this time, the nectar caught him off.
This fly's just playing with them.
Onto the trap and put his face straight up to the lip of the plant where it was. And well, yeah, the video is paused right now, but you could probably tell what's about to happen. Just like that, the trap got a perfect.
Got
it! The fly trap has these super tiny trigger hairs inside of the jaws. And when a bug or something touches more than 2 of them, the trap starts to close. And
that's actually quick.
Are able to close so quickly that they catch most of prey that steps inside. You can see slight bits of movement inside over the next 20 minutes.
That's
but over
sad.
the next few days, the trap is gonna.
It is a housefly, Alec.
Yeah, but it's like suffering. Like at least when we kill one, it's like splat, dead, insta-kill.
You kill them?
But that one, like that fly is in there like.
Well, anytime I capture a fly, I try not to kill it immediately. I tie a little string to its leg, and then I use it like a balloon.
I put it every time I catch a fly, just to show all the other flies example of what the heck was gonna happen. I put them in the freezer. Then when they're frozen, they're still alive, but they can't move. So I tie a little string around them. Then once
the same thing?
Yes, once they unfreeze, you can actually use them as a pet.
Jack
Alec,
literally just said that.
You should try this.
He actually just said that, like word for word.
I must have taught Adam. I just don't remember.
Yeah, me and Jack do it together.
We do it to each each other, too.
Fly to digest it down and grow even stronger. Well, it only took 5 minutes for that to trap the fly, and the cheap one didn't.
Where's
catch
the spray
any,
foam?
So the expensive one definitely takes home the win, and I think I'm gonna have to rate him a 3 out of 10 for how entertaining it was to watch. And I just say that because the next 2 insects should be way
3 out of 10.
Venus flytrap is booty cheeked up.
The fly literally died. It literally lost his life. 3 out of 10. not entertaining enough for me.
I thought it was cool. That's disrespectful to the fly. He gave up his life for that 1 5-second bit. 3 out of 10. Well, not even that cool.
Yeah, not even cool.
Shout out TerraGreen though. TerraGreen's the goat.
Yeah.
He takes away 1 point every time that they miss. So they probably miss like 7 times.
He's probably standing there with the camera like, eat that thing. Eat it.
He's there tickling the inside himself.
Like rubbing his nipple. Wait,
what?
Wait, now.
I'm sorry for Adam, guys. I do apologize that we bring him on these videos sometimes.
Brave.
Adam did not take his medicine again.
No idea what's gonna happen. No idea what's gonna happen with that. Anyway, second up though, we got crickets to test. Thankfully, crickets can't fly or climb glass. So they should be way easier to catch.
Oh, God.
After letting one loose in the cheap enclosure, I put 30 minutes on the clock. Let's see what happens. Now, for the first little while, the cricket spent most of its time just walking on the dirt along the side of the glass to, of course, try and find an escape. Because let's be real, every cricket that sees me on this channel knows it's about to get eaten. He did not want to be eaten. But after 5 minutes, he made his first approach to the traps. And one thing I should probably say is that the crickets are way more attracted to nectar as it's a primary part in their diet. And that was shown because soon after, the cricket started to climb on the outside of the jaws of the trap. And right after that, I actually realized the cricket had stepped inside one of the traps and it sort of looked like it was drinking nectar. But hello, Venus flytrap, there's a cricket standing inside of you right now. Are you gonna close? Yeah,
you idiot.
Really just stood there for 30 seconds. And when it was finished drinking the nectar, it started to walk out and then finally the trap closed.
Seriously?
Dude. Nah, that trap's actually making me mad. It's rage baiting us. It's actually rage baiting.
I was about to say, that's Alec as a plant.
How is that me as a plant?
Come on.
No.
Please explain.
You're 240.
Don't just say come on. Explain what you mean. I don't know what you mean.
You're 240.
I'm 240 pounds. I'm actually 230 pounds now. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Give Alex some applause.
Yeah, what do you... That doesn't even make sense. The plants aren't even fat. Like, that has nothing to do with anything. That's like me saying, oh, you're like these plants because you have a huge gargantuan nose. It doesn't even make sense. You're just like using this moment to call me out.
Guys, give it up for Adam and Alex.
My nose actually got 0.2 inches smaller. Round of applause.
No, it has not. No, it hasn't.
It only gets bigger.
You're only a minute late.
Plants are camera
I guess
shy.
the cricket must have just not hit a trigger hair inside until the very end, which is why that happened. Anyways, nothing really new happened up until 15 minutes left on the clock when I decided I wanted to add in 3 more crickets.
No wonder they're only
$10.
$10.
And while these guys all ran around the enclosure, I closely
Battle
watched them to
Royale.
see if any would step inside.
They might just fight each other.
And at 5 minutes left, this happened.
Oh,
This cricket started to walk up the stem of this trap. Then he walked inside, realized it was a dead end, and tried to.
Oh my God! He's fully in there.
Oh no!
Definitely got him.
Footage of this
oh no!
And actually, while it was recording that, another cricket below also stepped into one of the traps, and he also got half of his body stuck inside. Thankfully, this cricket was able to use some of the stuff around him to pry himself out.
Oh,
of
they
the
just
trap.
okay.
However,
Wow.
I don't know if this guy will be able to do the same since he's in the air. And
He looks
has nothing
like
to grab on.
he's in a hot tub.
That's like the worst way to get trapped. Oh my gosh. At that point, I would just rather get fully stuck in there.
So, like, is just his bottom half gonna get disintegrated while he's just chilling up there?
I'm telling you, he is in a plant hot tub right now. His lower half is burning up.
It probably feels good at the moment, but it ain't gonna last.
It's tingling down there.
Wow.
So, I guess I'll just leave you here. Sorry, boy. Good luck. But anyways, that concludes the timer,
sorry.
and I would call
Good
this a
luck is
success for the
crazy.
cheap plants
My
this
God.
time. But oh boy, am I excited to do this with the expensive
TerraGreen.
I didn't want to waste any time, so I put in one cricket. And this time,
You're
the
psycho.
cricket instantly walked towards the traps, like within a couple seconds. And he started to just play with his life, because he would just be walking through the plants like this, narrowly escaping the insane speed of these expensive Venus flytraps.
Insects are so
Now,
dumb.
Only a few minutes later, the cricket once again walked into a Venus flytrap. This time, he managed to dodge all the trigger hairs, and he put his mouth up to the lip of the plant to drink some nectar. But yeah.
Do you think the more expensive plants have like better nectar inside of them? Do you think it tastes better?
I was thinking thinking definitely. Do you see the inside of that thing? It's glowing with expensive nature.
Yeah, that's actually my second question. Like, do people sell Venus flytrap nectar as like some sort of honey? Because I don't know why, but it's making me like thirsty and hungry. I'm looking for anything sweet.
It is not typically consumed as a drink, but if you do drink enough of it, because it does have some small amount of like poison, it could make you drunk.
No, Adam, that sounds awful.
Are we about to start a business?
It's like alcoholic honey.
Kinda, yeah.
Drink my nectar. Huh. We'll call it nectar.
Yeah, you can buy Venus flytrap flower essence elixir, and then you can mix that in drinks. Let me get a price. Ooh, okay. So you can buy a little vial of it for 45 bills. Okay. You're supposed to put 5 drops 5 times a day under the tongue, and it will cure most mouth things. I'm buying it.
Wait, Jack.
Jack
Wait,
has
did I
mouth
just
cancer?
I might just cure cancer. I might just cure cancer. Jack.
I mean, this lady is having a great time.
Oh wait, Adam, you should get it too for your breath.
All right, that's too far, man.
Somebody said, I love the Venus flytrap elixir. It has an electric sizzle that is centering and also aligning.
I don't even know what that means, but okay.
Okay. I'm gonna be booming.
I think I discovered something. We'll check back on that after Jack buys that.
The second he started moving again, he wasn't so lucky because the trap got an absolutely perfect close.
No!
And, well, it only took 7 minutes for the expensive traps to fully capture a cricket. So once again, I'm gonna have to give the win to expensive. And I think I'm gonna rate that a 6 out of 10 for entertainment because way more traps closed, which was fun to watch.
I think the cheap one was more entertaining, to be honest, because it got half of the body. Like, to me, that kept me on my toes.
Agreed.
That is pretty funny. Also, there's something I've been meaning to say this whole time, but I didn't want to say it because it makes me sound really stupid, but I'm going to say it anyway. I thought Venus flytraps are just one trap per plant, but it seems like there's like 6 or 7 different traps all going in, like they're all funneling into the same trap. It's like one plant that has 6 different mouths.
Yeah.
That is awesome. That is way cooler than I thought.
You thought it was like Super Mario?
Yeah, like the piranha plant, but it's not. It's like 6 piranha plants in one plant.
That's so dumb, Al. Like, I would never think that.
You already know what time it is. It is a Black Widow o'clock. Yeah, it's time to test the Black Widows now.
Now, I've never actually just seen a Black Widow walking around where I live. I don't know why. I guess they just don't
Didn't he
have them
buy
here in my
3?
state.
So the only way to get one was to get out the laptop and find a website.
Wait, what happened to the ones that
finding a good listing on
he
this
bought?
website? So I bought some, and the next day they got delivered to my house. As you can see, I bought a pretty good amount of these guys. As you can probably also see, they're super creepy. They got that signature glossy black color, a massive abdomen, and of course, they got the red hourglasses on the back of that abdomen.
That's only for females.
In fact, something I just learned about these guys is their venom is actually 15 times more potent than rattlesnake venom. That's why when I opened...
Okay, no, that is true. However, rattlesnakes are a lot bigger. Therefore, rattlesnakes are a lot deadlier. Just want to put that out there.
Well, it's probably not because they're bigger, but it's probably, I would imagine they release a lot more venom. Like they might release 20, 30 times the amount of venom that one little sting from a Black Widow gives.
So it would be like...
if a Black Widow was a lot bigger, then yeah, it would have the same effect.
It'd be like taking like a shot of the Jamba Juice that has 50%, but it's like a little amount compared to like drinking like 18 big cans that only have 5%.
What's 5% of what?
All right, let's keep watching.
What are you?
It's like taking a whole cup of just regular buffalo sauce versus one little dab of ghost chili reaper sauce. There you go.
So when I opened the container to get a closer look, I got
Adam's
extremely
going
scared
crazy
when they
today.
started running away straight towards me.
Bro,
Making no sense.
Ran out of here. He webbed down the side of the table and just started running around the floor.
Get him!
Don't worry, I actually scooped him up into this box.
Oh my gosh.
Laying around. I'm pretty scared of Black Widows.
Anyways, I went and put one of the Black Widows inside the cheap trap enclosure and got 30 minutes on the clock. This is about to get interesting. Let's see what happens. Right away, the Black Widow made her...
I wonder if the venom of the Black Widow though would hurt the plant. Like, how does the plant digest that? It's gotta like kill the plant. Yeah.
I don't think so, no. Well, because the venom, right? The venom, it like coagulates blood, right? So I don't think it would do anything to a plant.
Sorry, science guy. We coagulate.
Hold on, Galaxy Lord, let us know in the comments.
There's no way that's
Someone
right.
let us know.
It thickens the blood and makes it so that like it clogs your arteries and stuff, I'm pretty sure. But I don't think plants don't have that going on, so I don't think it would do anything to a plant.
I also didn't think plants have muscle muscles. How does a plant close like that? They don't have muscle fiber. I don't understand how any of this is working at all.
Widows are a lot slower than crickets and flies, so if this spider steps inside a trap, there's a high likelihood of it getting caught. And while nothing really happened for the first couple of minutes, eventually the spider started to walk along the tops of some of the traps. You can see black
They look
widows
giant.
are
I just hate the way they move.
And it would very carefully place its legs above the trap, making sure not to step inside. But even with that, the spider was playing a dangerous game, because all it needed was one bad step. Anyways, about 15 minutes later, I noticed that the spider had actually started to spin a little bit of silk. And maybe it was planning on building its web here.
Oh, it's gonna trap the Venus flytrap.
Never get the chance to finish.
No!
She took a wrong turn into the Venus flytrap.
No!
And well,
Wow!
straight on her. Almost perfectly.
Team plant,
However,
team
there was
plant,
still some
team
legs
plant.
sticking out. To be honest, it didn't look good for the Black Widow, and besides a few leg twitches, it looked like the spider
Wait a second,
had just lost to the Venus flytrap. And if you thought that was cool, well, you gotta see the expensive Venus flytraps, because right after putting the Black Widow in, he instantly walked up to a Venus flytrap. And literally within the first 30 seconds of the timer, he stepped inside one of the traps, ducked down a little bit too much, and the trap closed on him.
What is he doing? What are you thinking?
Wow!
And yeah,
wow!
Also just stuck sticking out of the size of the trap. Well, hopefully that answers the question. Venus flytraps do beat Black Widows.